to read.
Yes.
If we really want to get the adrenaline going.
What's in
That's
this
what all
envelope?
this is. These are rushes. This is like
Yeah.
an endorphin rush.
Yeah.
You're a adrenaline junkie. That's what you are.
Without jumping out of a plane.
With unseen speech is what I'm putting down now.
Dude, good.
Love it.
Do it.
All right, eat at Golden Corral.
Do that next Tuesday.
We're going to check that off early. That's going to be the first one off the list. Now we're getting to a couple big ones. A 10 Daytona 500.
I know that's a lofty.
That's not out of.
It's not out of the
That's
question.
drivable. It's not like you're not trying to go, to Mount Kilimanjaro. It's Daytona 500. It's a drivable trip.
Sure.
Both in Florida.
That could happen. Attend the Kentucky Derby, even more drivable.
Has anybody been to the Kentucky Derby?
I have been.
You did the infield, right?
But I did the infield, and that's a whole different party. That's a whole different thing. Do you want to go to the fancy part? Or do you want to go to the infield with your people? Because your people, they're on the inside of the track. They're rolling around in the mud. They're drinking mint juleps still, but they're wearing NASCAR shirts. You know what I mean? They're not wearing funny hats. They're wearing.
Where would I be better off, Moon, you think, on the infield?
Man, I don't know.
Yeah, it's the infield.
The old you, definitely the infield, but this new Rizz, you're.
What is
I
this
may wanna
old
go-
and new? Can I just say,
I may
like,
wanna go
what's up
fancy
with this?
pants.
Is he new? Like, I feel like you.
I kind of want to dress you up.
Can we
Are
put you
you-
in one of those big hats?
Have you changed so much since Rafe and I joined the show that you're like a new guy?
Yeah.
No, but the last couple of years, I would say.
I've evolved.
Have you evolved?
I have.
Okay.
It's different.
I've
too.
matured.
He's a
I think it was
mature
the
man.
dogs. They softened him.
He's a
different too.
mature man.
All right.
I'm a bit softer, yes.
Okay, I think you should go wherever Dax Shepard would go at the Kentucky Derby.
He's not going to the infield.
What made that reference?
I don't know. I just feel like he's a good gauge of like
He's
a good
not
time.
going to the infield. He's going to the.
I just
think
want to
Dax
put you in a
Shepard
big
wants,
hat.
I think Dax Shepard wants you to think he's going to be in the infield.
Dude,
But
I want to
he's
take
going to
you.
be up with Tom Brady.
Yeah, you're right. And I just want to take you to like Levine's hat shop downtown and have him make you a custom Kentucky Derby hat for you to wear, and because that's what you really want. We want to put you in like a velvet suit and a big hat. That's what you really want.
I think honestly, man.
I can see it in your eyes.
Yeah, I think you kind of
Yeah.
want to be. I think you want to be photographed in the stands with a hat, with a mint julep.
I want to be overlooking the infield cretins.
Yes, pinky ring.
I kind of feel
Ascot.
like the new Rizz is that's what you want.
I see you on the ground level with the Hoosiers.
But I will tell you,
I mean,
going to be a lot of bow ties up in that stands. You're going to have to face your fears if you go up there. Going to be a lot of dudes in bow ties. We'll put you in an ascot, keep you comfortable. We don't want anything too tight.
Okay. All right.
Speaking of all the changes, months ago we must have had something in February because I had a reminder come up last night at 6 p.m. that said, "How many times has Rizz gone to the bathroom outside of his home since February 6th?"
Like number 2?
I don't know. This is just what this.
Said he was keeping a log.
you had a note.
Yeah, I had a note that said like check in on this on the show on this date.
I forgot I was supposed to be keeping
How
track.
many? Maybe that's what this was. Maybe you said like I'd never go to the bathroom outside of my house. Maybe it was one of those things. And we said, fine. You know what? We'll ask you in 6 months.
I think maybe so in 6 months of like going number 2 outside the house aside from a work situation.
Yeah. Yep.
Maybe once or twice.
Maybe once or twice is the answer. Now,
Maybe.
I think that
I
that's-
can't remember.
I think it's somewhat relevant to the conversation because I got a feeling the infield bathrooms are quite different than the stand bathrooms.
Yes.
And I think the new
holding it.
and I think the new Rizz is a bit more concerned about the restroom scenario
Yeah.
if he's going to the Kentucky Derby or the Daytona. I mean, I've been to a lot of races. Never
You
been
definitely
to-
ain't going to like the infield situation because it's porta potties.
Yeah, I'll be with the fancy folks.
And you got to
Okay.
you got to
Put me with the
slide
fancy-
in the mud all the way.
Put me
to
with the fancy folks.
I knew it.
Same with the Daytona
yeah.
500. Put me
There's
with the
people
fancy
like
folks.
banging in pop-up tents in the infield. It's a wild party in there. They don't point the cameras inward for a reason. It's nuts in there. It's like Sturgis on the infield.
Old and new Rizz is Queens and Hamptons.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't. I mean,
Hamptons
I have
Rizz?
no idea. This is Hamptons Rizz is what we're dealing with now.
I think. Well,
I don't think
we're
we're
damn
dealing
near.
with Hamptons Rizz.
Well, we're damn near.
I want
yeah,
Queens Rizz
we're
back.
damn near there.
The Queen will be on the infield. No, thank you. Gotta have a red carpet rolled out for you to walk into the stands of the Kentucky Derby.
Important question. Are we betting on a horse at the Derby? You bet your ass we are.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
You bet your ass we are.
Let's see. Got 3 left. First pitch redemption. Now, this harkens back to a day that you got to throw out the first pitch at Busch Stadium and you sailed wide.
13 years ago this month, I got the opportunity to throw out a first pitch at Busch Stadium, and I sailed it.
And you hit someone in the color guard.
I made the color guard scatter. I mean, I really, really threw it high. I mean, just...
Your parents came in.
My parents were in.
Oh, no.
It was one of the last things.
My father wound up passing away 2 weeks later.
What?
Gosh.
Not because of the pitch.
I was going to say.
But it was one of the last
Well, I
moments
was going to say,
you
was he in
shared
the color
together.
guard?
The pitch was so bad, it killed my father.
Shame. Poor guy.
No, I just will never forget, going down to Busch Stadium. It was when it was the old Woody and Rizz show. And I wasn't nervous. Maybe I should have been nervous, but I wound up seeing myself on the big screen, the big jumbotron at center field, and that's when it hit me. It was a sold out Friday night game.
Dang.
And we were we were the first pitches before the teams took the field.
13 years ago, what year would that have been?
2010.
So they were good because we won 2011.
Hey, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Yes, Rafe is employed still, as people are wondering. Rafe is here.
I am here.
Although...
Haven't seen the bosses yet, though.
No,
This
well,
Friday.
we did speak to the general manager after yesterday's show.
And he had a smile on his face.
I didn't know if that was gas or not. I guess he was fine with monkeys being in the studio. Not encouraged.
No.
I mean, really it was...
It was forgiveness
we're not
instead of
supposed to
permission.
have dogs up here even. And we said, well, you never said anything about monkeys.
Well, yeah, we didn't. We got no monkey memo.
And he said, I didn't think that had to be said.
Well,
He knows.
You need to
Come
be
on.
specific.
He knows the specificity with the Rizz show is key.
You said
especially with me.
you said no dogs, no anything with the fountain outside.
Yeah, don't get in the fountain.
I specifically said keep them monkeys out of the fountain.
So
I held the Hubbard line.
You did good.
you did good.
And,
Rafe.
and don't park in certain parking spots.
Right.
It's
Oh,
not
yeah,
for
I said-
you.
And only use the toilets to go to the bathroom.
'Cause that's
And not on the floor anymore.
Yeah.
Yes. Those are the rules. You said nothing about monkeys.
No.
I got more phone calls yesterday after the show. With people asking about what happened yesterday. I said, what is there to say? 5 monkeys were in here. 5 spider monkeys.
Fun was had.
Fun was had.
It's all on video.
All on video, so check it out for Lern's birthday yesterday. She's out. She's sleeping in today.
Lucky.
Yep.
Is today your 5-year anniversary, Scott?
Yeah, it is.
Wow, King Scott.
Happy anniversary.
5 years married. Wow.
Yep. It's it went by very, very quickly.
Man, that's cool.
It's as a kid, you always hear someone, 5 years, like that's a long time, and then 10 years, like whoa, and then 20, insane. But then once you're married, you realize how fast a year goes by. It's pretty impressive.
Are you doing anything special tonight?
I am gonna do something very special. I'm playing guitar at church, and then
Exciting.
but tomorrow morning we're gonna go out for breakfast and all
Gonna
that good
go out
stuff.
for breakfast, huh? Roll out the
Celebrate.
red carpet. What are we gonna have? Some eggs? Some
No, we're going to Bowood.
pancakes?
We're going Bowood, baby.
What the heck is that?
That it's by Niche or whatever. It's down near Slough-ish, kind of.
Bowood.
What's the tech school over there? Rankin. Yeah, it's
Rankin
really
Tech?
close to Rankin.
Bowood by Niche.
Yeah.
Oh, Bowood by Niche.
Yeah.
Huh? That's a Gerard Kraft place, huh?
Yeah, the place is awesome.
That's a Gerard Kraft restaurant.
We're gonna head there.
Mimosas, huh?
Yeah,
Bloody Marys. Gonna get tanked.
To get tanked.
It is
Go cruising.
5-year anniversary is the waffle anniversary.
That's right. So I got to get her a waffle.
5 years. That's crazy. I remember your wedding.
Yeah.
Which we watched on YouTube.
Yeah, we got dressed up. We were in suits and dresses and everything.
That was funny. The whole world shut down. I saw someone last night show me a picture of her and her husband both dressed to the nines for that wedding, sitting on her couch.
Yeah, we did the same thing. I think I
awesome.
sent you a picture. I actually put my suit jacket
Yes.
on. I had shorts on
But hey,
and watched his wedding on YouTube because he would, there was a big wedding planned out.
yeah.
Do you have that saved somewhere?
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
online. It's on the church's website. I mean,
Dude, that might be in a documentary one day. You might be able to, like, they're going to do a 20 years since COVID doc on CNN or something one of these days.
Oh.
And they're going to be like, it was a weird time, you know, and they're going to have comedy Zoom shows in your wedding.
Yeah.
Like, you say, hang on to that, man, because you might be part of history. Like the way they show the guy kissing the nurse before World War II, they might show.
Look at that, Scott.
The picture of Rizz standing in front of the TV attending your wedding.
Standing in front of my TV
I love that.
with the big Jesus lit up behind Scott.
Yeah.
In shorts with a suit jacket on and a drink in my hand.
Dang.
Right.
It's a way to celebrate.
That's right.
Yeah, that was a wild time. It went from 500 down to 10. And,
Still awesome. Still beautiful.
Yeah,
But
had,
live,
that whole reception
What's that?
planned out.
10 people live. Sound like you meant the stream went down from 500 to 10.
No.
yeah, my pastor said it's the biggest small wedding he's ever done because there's 10 people in the building. And then I don't know how many
It was
watched
like
it.
10,000 or something.
No, it was like over the 30 marker.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
because we had talked about it. You know, obviously it was a private wedding until it wasn't.
Yeah.
And then you said, well, we're just going to stream it, and it's a public stream. So we mentioned it that it would be on Family Church's YouTube. And dude,
Well, also, Chambers was kind enough. He's like, do you mind if we put it on the
That's
Points?
our promo director.
Yeah, and so he streamed it on the Points Facebook,
Wait,
their
how-
YouTube. It was,
Well, there were thousands of
Very
people
helpful.
watching.
30,000?
it made it
dude,
over that marker.
It was wild.
Live?
Yeah.
Yeah, live. It's crazy.
That might be a record. You should look into that.
Hey, is that a...
That's
You're
a
right.
pretty big wedding. Technically, if you had 30,000 guests at your wedding.
Well, I think when Charles married Diana, more people were watching that on TV.
Oh, that was live?
Yeah, that was billions of people.
Well, never mind.
But he wasn't a
Might
king.
be a St. Louis record.
He wasn't a king yet.
Maybe a St. Louis record for March 28th, 2020.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, dude, look.
There's
we're
probably
all-
some streamer here in town that got married the same day. and they have-
my kids are in the wedding dresses that they were supposed to wear at the
I
thing.
love that one.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's so special,
it was
man.
it was an interesting experience.
It was an interesting time.
And I love that you guys dressed up. And then one of my groomsmen that couldn't, he was down in Springfield, was supposed to be in this. He backed out. And so he was mowing his yard and he set a timer and he stopped mowing. He turned the TV on, watched it, and then went back to mowing. I was like, that's a good groomsman right there.
We weren't the only ones dressed up either because we had a full on group FaceTime going on and everyone was in their suits.
Yeah, it was
Pretty neat.
wild, man.
Hey, listen,
neat,
it was
dude.
Interesting times back
Yeah.
then. 5 years ago, short 5 years ago. So congratulations
Yeah, thank
to you and your lovely wife, Allison. 5 years.
5 years. It's gone perfect. And no trees have ever fallen in our
Man,
house.
you guys are going to be just locked in the bedroom tonight. Am I right?
Oh, yeah.
Let's get
Talking
that
about
sex
bow
wedge
Sorry,
out,
Overland. It's going to be
huh?
loud.
Scott's going to have problems walking tomorrow morning. Am I right? What? I don't know how that works. All right, well, good news or bad news first? I got a lot of these Friday leftover stories.
Let's do the bad news first.
Bad news first, okay? Bad news first. Headline. Tragic rabies case linked to organ transplant.
Rabies.
What?
Have you, you guys know, like rabies is pretty much, once you have it, you're screwed. Like that's one of those things, if you get rabies and you let it go, so if you get scratched by a rabid animal or bitten by a rabid animal, you're supposed to go get your rabies shots pretty much right away, correct?
Immediately.
Yeah.
Like immediately. There's like the clock is ticking. But once you get full on rabies,
Yeah, I think.
it is OVER.
Isn't
It's
there
over.
only one person documented that didn't get treated and they survived?
I don't even know
It was
about
a
that.
lady. Yeah.
And it is not a great way to go.
Gary Busey.
Gary Busey's got rabies?
Rabies likes to think it has Gary Busey.
Like rabies, when you get rabies, you're allergic to water.
It is very weird. It's the closest thing to me to like becoming a zombie. Like, have you ever seen the video of like the dude? I think it was like Uzbekistan or somewhere. Like some soldier got bit by out in the streets got bit by either a rabid dog or a rabid cat, maybe. And they show him like
Them trying to give him water?
yeah, and
And
he's
it's-
like,
He can't do it.
He has like a visceral reaction. Like his body cannot. There's something about like something happens in your brain, and your throat will swell up, and it repulses you.
Yeah.
And he's like trying to take a drink, and he's like,
he can't do it.
And it's like
Yeah, it's like the throat goes into convulsions.
It looks like he's turning into a werewolf.
Yeah.
It's very bizarre. It's the closest thing to like the movies when someone like turns into a zombie, like Walking Dead. How far can you go? Do you know? Like what is the timeline? Is it 12 hours? Is it 2 days? Like,
I think it hits.
If you get bit, how long is there an antidote of some sort?
I think it's got to be within hours, if I'm not mistaken.
Whoa.
48 to 72 hours. Treatment for rabies should start as soon as possible.
So if you're in the middle of the jungle, you're
dead.
Whoa.
Yeah.
The rabies vaccine is most effective if taken within the first 48 to 72 hours after the person is bitten.
Anything after that, bye-bye. So this is a crazy story and tragic. It's making headlines. A Michigan resident has died of rabies after undergoing an organ transplant in Ohio. Rabies.
What kills you? Is it just dehydration?
I think it eats away at your brain.
How long does it take to die?
I don't know.
Because that's the most brutal part. Is like.
Remember they took Old Yeller out back and they had to put it down.
Whoa.
Wait, are you serious? I haven't got that far.
sorry.
I haven't seen it.
I started reading that.
So here's what we know. So the patient had a transplant back in December of 2024 at the University of Toledo Medical Center in Ohio. Unfortunately, just a month later, in January of this year, this person who had the transplant passed away, and health officials have since confirmed that the rabies virus came from the organ donor.
What? So is this person living with it?
Before you panic, officials are saying there's no threat to the general public. The Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, along with the CDC, has been all over this case. They've assessed everyone who came in contact with the patient, including healthcare workers, to make sure nobody else was exposed. Even if there was a slight risk, those individuals were given preventative care, like the rabies vaccine. Now, the hospital involved, the University of Toledo Medical Center, released a statement saying that person-to-person transmission of rabies is extremely rare, especially in organ transplants. They also say they followed all the proper safety protocols, but this was just one of those incredibly rare and tragic cases.
They bought the organ from a very reliable source on the dark web.
For context, rabies is a viral illness that's almost always fatal once the symptoms start. You usually get it from a bite or scratch from an infected animal, like a bat or raccoon, but in this case, it was the organ itself that carried the virus. But the CDC says that fewer than 10 people die from rabies in the U.S. each year, thanks to, pets being vaccinated for it and quick medical care. But a case like this, man, woof, it's a heartbreaking situation. But it's also a reminder how unpredictable and complex that organ transportation could be.
Yeah.
Dang.
I'm reading a story about a 55-year-old Utah resident that died in 2019 after contracting it from a bat, even though he had no idea he had been bitten.
Well, that's one of the wild things is think how many times you've been scratched, bit, all that kind of stuff. And
well, yeah, I was starting to think about it until he said 10 a year, and I was like, oh, okay, that makes me feel better.
yeah. But so they didn't test the person's blood and everything that the organ came from?
I don't know. Again, extremely rare.
You can't test for everything, right? I mean, you got to...
But you'd think the guy comes in, he's
I don't know.
trying to bite everybody.
I don't know.
This dude got muscle tremors and then speech issues, fell into a coma, and never woke.
Gosh darn. That's a bummer.
A babysitter in Great Bend, Kansas, man, she faced a pretty terrifying situation on Monday. So this was around 10:30 p.m. Again, this is a babysitter, Monday night. Babysitter putting the kids to bed when one of the kids mentioned there was a monster under the bed. And you're a babysitter, you're trying to comfort the kid. There's no monster under the bed. Let me check. I don't know if you were a kid, you were scared of what? Something in the closet after watching Poltergeist, the clown.
I thought, dude, I wouldn't want my feet to hit the floor when that little clown from Poltergeist 2 was under the kid's bed. I was holding my pee all night.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, we had one of those like ruffle things that went around the bed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you couldn't see what was going on.
Oh,
monster
that's
hider.
dangerous.
That's just a monster hider.
Yeah.
I had a really high.
That's you have put walls up on the monster's
I
house.
saw Jaws so early that I'm from Missouri, and I thought I was going to die from a shark
Yeah.
attack.
Yeah. My dad was cheap, so my brother and I had bunk beds, and we finally moved into a house where I had a second little brother, so I got my own room, and my two little brothers had to. And my dad just sawed our bunk beds in half, so we each had a twin bed that he sawed off. And when he sawed mine, I got the top bunk, and he sawed it, so I had a ton of space.
Yeah.
Like my bed was a very high twin bed. I remember it was like as high as this freaking counter. And I just remember being like, man, that's a lot of real estate for them to hide.
Yeah.
Like you could get a dude just squatting down a little bit under my bed.
That's a monster high rise down there.
Yeah, man. I was like super paranoid about it.
Throw on one of those like frilly things that you put under the mattress.
I swear that Howie Mandel movie with Fred
Little
Savage,
Monsters, dude.
Little Monsters actually helped me.
So you felt like they were good?
Because I was
They
like,
were good
well,
monsters.
there must be a portal or something. That's how it's all working, and they're pretty cool down there. I kind of want to go.
I have a pro tip for kids. If you are supposed to clean your room, just stuff everything under your bed. You don't have to worry about it. They have no room down there.
That's right.
Yeah.
So little kids like, there's something under my bed. It's a monster, and the babysitter's like, no, there's nothing under there. Let me take a look. Turns out there was a dude hiding under there.
Whoa!
Turns out there was a man hiding under the bed. An altercation ensued during which the babysitter and one of the kids were knocked over. The guy ran out of the house before deputies arrived. Authorities later figured out who it was. It was a 27-year-old guy who had previously lived in the house.
Huh?
Was he drugged out? And
I guess he was
quote unquote home.
He was barred from being there due to a protection from abuse order. So,
Lock him away forever. Right?
Dude, is this like the thing we talked about a few weeks ago? Where what was it called? The Netflix. It was a thing. It has a name where someone's like living in your house and you don't know it.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Living in the crawl space.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What is that called?
God, what is that called? Somebody
Rent
emailed
free.
it.
No, this was, it sounds like this was a guy who used to live there that was thrown out and, because of behavior. But I would think the babysitter would be made aware of that.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Wouldn't you think that would be something?
Maybe that would freak him
Oh,
out.
I thought it was a previous owner.
No, that's what I thought at first. But it sounds like this was somebody that used to live there,
like a roommate.
like a roommate or an ex of some kind.
Frogging.
Oh,
Frogging.
PH, frogging. People secretly living inside someone else's home.
How are we supposed to make that correlation?
Frogging?
Yeah, how am I supposed to stick that in my memory?
Yeah, why frog? Why do they
Like,
call it
what
frogging?
does that mean? Burrowing? I mean, I could think of 100 things that would make more sense, or I could at least make a jump to. Frogging with a PH?
Oh, with a PH, okay.
You're going to have to explain that again
Frogging.
in 3 weeks when we're talking about it again.
Thought to be derived from the game leapfrog, as the frogger is seen as hopping or moving from one place to another. Not a great, I'll be honest.
No, you
I was gonna
worked
do better.
so hard to fail.
You can do
Frog and,
better.
it's a combination of frog and freaking with the PH, which is also,
Get out of here.
What?
You're working too hard and getting nothing out of it.
I know, I
Stop
don't get it.
So that happened in Kansas, Great Bend, Kansas. They wound up finding this guy the next day, and he's been booked. Yeah, and under somebody else.
I was to say they put a bed on the street and just wait for him. He just comes out.
I hope they give him a jail cell where the beds are taken. He has to
Yeah,
sleep
Chris
on
Hansen was under the bed when he climbed under there. Have a seat.
And he's been booked for kidnapping, burglary, battery, child endangerment, felony
Kidnapping.
obstruction of a law enforcement officer. I guess since when he was,
Oh, he grabbed the kids at some
I
point.
guess so.
Oh, my gosh.
Whoa.
Can you imagine
Can you imagine being the parents? and
ever trying to go to sleep as a kid again?
Exactly.
If there would
That's it.
actually been a guy under your bed?
That's it.
Exactly. Like
That's it.
Now you're going to be checking under the bed every time this kid
All you
goes
had to
bed.
be is right one time. If there'd have been a raccoon under my bed and I'd have just hit the lottery once of there's a monster under my bed, I would have been insufferable as a child. I'd be like, I'm not going to bed. There's a monster under there. Like, that happened one time. Like, I don't care.
Yeah, which means it's
That's all it
likely.
needed to
I
happen.
know. You know how
I
many
will
times
be-
it happened to my friends? None times.
Yeah.
I will be sleeping on the couch watching Three Stooges with you, Father.
Yeah, one time out of the few hundred days I've been alive. That's it. That's enough.
That's all it takes.
That's a bad stat.
It's all it takes is one time.
Wow.
Man. man, the kid and the babysitter too, but the kid's more like just, man, just having a for real horror movie. Like it doesn't have to be Freddy Krueger, man. Just having like an organism crawl out from under your bed and fight you and the babysitter and run out,
throw you down,
because they may not.
I can't imagine the moment of the face to face.
Yeah.
Like,
how old were the kids? They say
they don't say.
The babysitter didn't say the age of that.
I don't know the babysitter either.
They're young enough to say, "Hey, excuse me, there's a monster under the bed." Which, I mean, that's got to be sub 7, sub 8.
That's
I don't have the babysitter age.
And I have like distinct memories. You conjure up, like when you have like a half memory, you know what I mean? When you ever have something happen when you were young and you remember it, but it's not crystal clear because you hadn't completely come online yet, but you do remember it.
Or you think it happened in a certain way.
I swear to this day that I woke up with like somebody sitting on my chest and holding me down in my bed. And I think it was the first time I had sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
I'll be completely honest with you.
I didn't know what it was.
When you're trying to be brave for your kids, and, you know, my kids are teenagers now, but, you know, if they're like, Dad, there's something in the closet, I'm like, let me show you there's not. There's a little piece of me that's still scared.
Like, all right, here we go.
There's a little piece of me that's still like, I hope there is nothing under the bed or in the closet. And when you're the babysitter and you're like, there's nothing under here, and you get down on the ground.
You're like, what if
and you get down on your hands and knees and you lift up that little cover.
And you're like, here's the girl from The Grudge.
Yeah. Or you play the game of like, the babysitter's like, there is. Well, I better go under there and get him then, huh? Monster, you better look out. I'm coming down to get you. Know, you play the, you try to like make it fun to like chill the kids out and
lighten it up.
Great
lift
movie.
the dust ruffle, and the guy's like, hey, can I get peanut? You're like, ah!
Beetlejuice is on
Can you
there?
give me a glass of water?
He crawls out. He throws you to the ground. He throws the kid to the ground and jumps out the window.
Man,
It's
dude.
crazy.
Yeah, somebody got a big payday that night, I'm assuming.
What would you do? You're not armed. It's just you you're in like in your undies. Kids are like, Dad, there's somebody under the bed. You're mad. You got to get up 3:30 in the morning and come do the show. It's a Wednesday night. And you're like,
Well, the
no,
first
there's
thing
not.
you do is protect the kid.
Well, as a parent,
But I'm saying, like, do you think you could hold the girlish, shrill scream inside of your body that would want to come out of you if a dude just popped out from under your kid's bed?
Oh, my God.
Do you think you could hold the dad facade together?
I think nothing would be held
If
together.
you're like, there's nothing under your bed. Listen, I got an early day tomorrow, and some guy just commando rolls out from under the bed, and you wouldn't be like, ah!
I don't know. I couldn't say what I would do. It would be such a.
I think nature's adrenaline shot. It hits your heart so
man.
fast, so intensely protection, like that you just go ape on this dude.
Yeah.
And I don't even think you realize it until it's all over.
I don't know how my body would react to such a.
Oh my gosh! If someone was in
such
my
a
home under
situation.
my child's bed,
I'm
if I saw a human
Dude.
being, you'd have to. I would wake up the next day and say, "What happened?" Because I think just some protective, like, oh, it's us or him.
The scream that comes out of people when they're truly frightened. When I was a kid, we went camping, and we used to sneak into town and just kind of like walk around and be little, delinquents. We weren't doing anything wrong. We were just like. And we went into town, and my cousin had like full black, like military commando face paint on and a beret. And he was a fat kid. He had a very discernible body. Like you could, and we were in the alley of a house, and someone
Shaped like Humpty Dumpty.
Yeah, he was just like,
Okay, all right.
alley of a house. It was our friend's house. I remember it was my friend's mom, Nancy, dude. And they let the dog out, and the dog was barking at us, and we all like ducked down behind a dumpster. And then for some reason, my cousin decided it'd be funny to like stand next to the telephone pole like Jason Voorhees, and just like she came out to get the dog and was trying to spray the dog with the hose to get it to be quiet or something, and like had her finger over the
The nozzle.
And she looked up and made eye contact with my cousin, and the sound that came out of this lady, dude, was like, it haunts me to this day because she was
genuine.
like. Thought she saw a serial killer or like Freddy, and
it was a sound that could not be duplicated unless it's somebody
no way
for real.
It was so
frightened.
much pain. It was like, and I was like, dude, it like. Just now, the hairs on my thighs stood up because I was like, it like lifted me up off the ground. I'm like, that lady's for real soul left her body for a second.
And you were implicit in causing
And
this.
we're from a small town, and there's 3 fat guys in town. We're toast. And then, like, of course, his mom doesn't care. It gets back to all our parents, and my mom's like, you have to go over there and apologize to her. And I go, why do I have to go?
Only if I can do it in the mask.
I go, why do I have to go? And she's just like, well, it's your sister. Why isn't my cousin going? He's the one that did it. We all hid.
Right.
And she's like, I don't care what they did. You're going to apologize. And, dude, it was so... This is like my friend's mom that I grew... And, like, it was so awkward, dude. I had to go in this house and be like, hey, Nancy.
Did she forgive you?
Oh, dude, she was mad. She was, like, really hurt.
Because you really put her through something. It was a real
really messed
traumatic...
her, dude, it really messed her up. And I'm like, I'm being sincere. It really messed this lady up. Like, she got teary-eyed while she was talking to me. And I'm like, 14, 13. I don't remember how old I was. But we were, like, junior high age.
Because you, for real, almost put her down.
Dang.
She was like... That was one of the scariest moments of my life. And I'm just like, I'm sorry. You're a kid. You don't really know how to handle that situation.
You throw your friends under the bus?
Yeah.
She knew that's how she knew. I mean, it was my cousin. She knew who it was. And I was like, hey, I just want you to know, like, I was with him. I'm sorry. Like, we were just messing around. I hid behind the dumpster. I don't know why he did it. I'm like apologizing on his behalf. And then I got grounded all summer. He didn't get grounded at all. I'm still kind of pissed about it, honestly, now that I'm saying it out loud to you guys.
But you're not hiding behind things anymore. Is he still hiding?
No, now I come out and I...
Is Nancy still with us?
Nancy's still with us.
All right.
So, yeah.
Maybe write her a letter.
I've seen her since.
Okay.
We're good in adulthood. It's just like, I imagine that sound, that was in the alley. Imagine under the bed. Like, if you found a person in your home under your bed, the noise that would come out of you.
And not even in an empty bedroom. The kid is on the bed. Like, the kid's on the bed, and you're on the ground looking down here, and there is a fella.
I mean, I've seen a mouse and made a noise that I ain't proud of.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You jump up on the bed real quick.
I've eked. I've eked a few times in my home.
Well,
That's why you got to put big glue traps down underneath your bed, too. And that way they
sitting
get
in jail. Well, that's why you got to give all your kids weapons, by the way.
I used to walk around with hockey sticks. If something
you're right.
You got to give
going on.
Yeah, you got to give all your kids weapons.
I was like,
Makes sense.
I guess I'll take this hockey stick.
You guys ever seen social media videos of contractors when they don't get paid going back to...
Oh, yeah. Like, they'll do a bathroom, and then they don't get paid. They go back, and they bust
destroy
up all the
it.
tile, and they just break the mirror.
I saw one of they were doing a driveway, and they never paid, and they came and removed the driveway. They busted the whole driveway up.
How do you feel about that? Because at first, it's our natural reaction, and of course the videos are very viral, but it's our natural reaction to be like, yeah,
Get 'em, they didn't pay.
that's right. And then you think, wait a second. So you spent 2 days there instead of 1.
Yeah.
You probably maybe the law could have helped you with this. I start running through like,
from
what were
I
your
understand,
options?
and if you're a contractor out there, tell me if I'm wrong. From what I understand, you cannot do that. Like, the law says that you cannot go back into somebody's house or onto somebody's property and bust up whatever you did.
Right. So now
you could take them to
time.
small claims court and take them to court.
Right. Exactly.
Because you could do something where you go tear up the driveway and you don't realize that there's a important pipe underneath.
No, I don't care about that. No, I do like I don't know. I'm for removing.
Really?
I'm for it.
Somebody going in
If you
your
don't
back.
pay, I'm sorry. If you didn't pay for the driveway, I'm taking the driveway back.
I think the problem there is that you did demo.
I think that's the law part of it.
Yeah, because
Well, and trespassing.
Let's just say it's a house that's being, If you take the trespassing out of it, though, because I've seen ones where guys, like, halfway through the job, the guy's like, I'm not going to pay for this. I don't like what you're doing. And he's like, okay, well, I'm taking it all out then. Because he'll have, like, the tile in a bathroom laying, and I've seen the guy, like, take a hammer and bust up all the tile.
I've seen that. I know which video you're talking about.
Bust a bathtub out, like, completely demo. But I'm like, but you demoed the old bathroom. So now you're not replacing the old stuff. So now they just have an empty room that's been completely demolished.
We just got our bathroom redone, and the guy did a great job. And I can't imagine stiffing him.
Yeah.
And the work, 8 weeks of work he put in.
Well, for every one of those stories, there's 2 or 3, and I'm not calling anybody out because this industry knows that this is one of the issues. So there's a lot of bad contractors out there.
Sure.
They'll take half your money, and all of a sudden their numbers changed.
Yeah.
And they're gone. And all of a sudden you find out, like, oh, yeah, they've been skipping around every town in Missouri doing this to everybody.
Yeah.
So it's a...
The best way to find out about a bad contractor is to hire a new contractor and let him walk through your house. I don't know who installed that, but he's clearly an idiot.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah,
it was
well-
you, man. You were here.
Well, on the Coleman's Campers text line, 314 says, I put a lien on somebody's house because of non-payment. I think that's how you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to take them to court. I do enjoy the spirit of going to their house and tearing up the place.
Yeah, you'd have done really well in the Wild West. I feel like everything...
I probably would have been shot
You'd
immediately.
have been like,
and killed.
mirror. Yeah,
I would have been killed immediately.
I know, but you would have enjoyed it, was what I'm saying. Short life, probably lived to your 20s, but, you would have been really happy with all the Wild
I would have been,
West
I wouldn't have lasted long. I'll be
vigilante
honest
justice.
with you.
Here lies Scott Rizzuto, killed reclaiming a chimney for non-payment.
Yeah.
Well, and I bet a lot of plumbers have dreamed of doing this. But all right, I'm going to tell you the story, but you tell me who's in the
Can
wrong.
I ask
here.
a question
Yes,
real
go
quick?
ahead, please.
A lien on a house? How do you get a lien on someone else's house?
You got to take it to civil court.
And they'll do that?
I bet you the civil court will do it.
Now, is this a contractor that built the whole house? Like, if you pour someone's driveway and they don't pay, can you get a lien on their home?
Yeah, I think so. If you have a contractor or any of that kind of stuff and they stick
Really?
it.
And I didn't know that. That's wild.
I think that's how it works because you're a creditor. They owe you.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's wild.
And yeah, okay, that's the right way to do things.
Sure.
Okay. But it doesn't involve a pickaxe.
And the dark of night.
Yeah.
All right.
And all the extra work, like Moon said. I mean, now there's multiple days you're paying crew to come out and tear up everything. And
Yeah, you're spending your time righting the wrong.
Yeah, but
'cause
it's
you're
justice.
Mr. Justice.
It makes you feel better.
Imagine, like,
and it's
not
all about your
paying the
feelings,
roofer.
isn't it?
Just waking up with no roof. Like, you go to bed one night. You didn't pay the
I'm gonna
roofer,
take
and you
those
just wake up
shingles.
and you're like,
Man, that pitter-patter sounds
man, the
way
sun
different.
seems bright.
Oh, your roof's gone?
Open hole in your roof in your house.
314, yeah. The one who said he put a lien on somebody's house.
Yeah.
I'm a painter. Contract was signed and payment wasn't received. So call my lawyer, got the money within 2 weeks.
Painter. Wow.
No, and I get it. There's got to be protection for contractors too,
Sure.
because it goes both ways.
I guess a lien is a way to get it paid. Because I was always, you can get a judgment against someone, and if they don't, it's the blood from a turnip, blood from a stone, or whatever. Like, how do you get money from somebody that doesn't have it
Apparently, mechanics can do the same.
on your car?
That's what they say. I've never heard of.
Dang.
I've never heard of you getting the car back until it's paid. You know what I mean? I mean, they got your keys, right?
Well, there's got to be protections for all those things.
Yeah.
Not just for the consumer, but for the person who's doing the work. So when we just did the bathroom, we had to pay a third up front, a third in the middle of the job, and a third at the end, which was perfectly fair.
Yeah.
As long as you got a contract and some sort of agreement there
Yeah.
that both
Everybody
parties
agrees to.
can hold up everything.
And it was 314 says it's called a mechanics lien. I've had to do it a couple times.
Wow.
Now, can you get the house? We're getting emails saying that a lien prevents sale. Does that just mean you can't sell your home, or can they actually come in and
Yeah, you can't sell. You can't make any money on your home.
but they can't seize your home?
I don't think they can seize your home. It's not it's not a plumber doesn't become a repo man and get squatters' rights or something.
But
like
they could take equity from it, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, but you can't sell if there's liens against
Well, if
the
a bank
home.
has a lien on your home, and you don't pay, they can foreclose.
Essentially.
But they can't do that. You can't do that as a contractor.
So here's a story I got. So this is a plumber, and who's in the wrong here? So a plumbing company in Indiana, they're in the news after a customer did not pay. So they went back and reclogged the pipe.
Boys, we're going to Golden Corral, and we're making a pit stop.
No veggies.
No, steaks and potatoes only.
If I see a veggie, you are out of this.
If I
game.
would see you reach for the asparagus, Earl, it's on site.
I need soup can turds from all of you.
That's right. And we're doing the old zipper merge system. We're hot piping.
So this place called Thai Bistro and Bar in Evansville, Indiana, right on the Kentucky border. Their grease trap was overflowing. So the company hired so the restaurant hired a company called Hevron Plumbing to deal with it. So they cleared the clog, charged $235. The restaurant paid, But then the pipe got clogged again 3 days later. Plumber came back, cleared the pipe the second time, but they charged him again, and even more than the first time. They charged $390 because it was an emergency and not during normal hours, but the restaurant refused to pay, saying, listen, you guys didn't do it the first time.
Oh, see, this
is a different kind of story.
Yeah.
I know. So the restaurant, was like, hey, you didn't clear the pipe the first time. You should stand behind your work. We're not paying $390. So the plumbers came back the next day and reclogged it. They put the grease back in the pipes. Actually, what's even better, they didn't put the grease back in. He accessed the pipe from outside and installed the balloon.
Oh, it's one of those testing balloons?
So he installed the balloon.
Which you could easily remove.
So the pipe couldn't drain.
So that's a little different. It's a little different, but I wonder in the eyes of the law.
So the owner of the plumbing company claims the restaurant has a history of being slow to pay bills, so he wouldn't remove the balloon until they paid him. Their kitchen would have overflowed, so they had no choice, and they did cough up the money. They filed a complaint with the Better Business Bureau.
Wait, who filed a complaint?
The restaurant.
Filed a complaint
against the plumbing company.
Why? You both are dorks.
It sounds like both.
You guys.
Both are hard-headed.
Yeah, but I mean, I do understand the restaurant's
I do too.
issue, because if it shouldn't be clogged immediately afterwards, unless they're just morons and are throwing
stuff they shouldn't
trash
throw down
and
there.
all that. Then that's one thing where the plumber's like, "Hey, come on, guys, I told you not to do that," and you put it back in
It's
there.
one of those issues where we got to get the restaurant back up so we can make the money to pay you.
Yeah.
Have you heard the demos?
Here's
They're guaranteed a record deal.
Here's the restaurant's operation manager, and then at the end, here's Joel Heverin from the plumbing company.
I was shocked. I couldn't believe it. It's like, okay, is this really happening? So this was the first invoice, basically explaining all the work he did. And then this is the second one, basically doing the same exact work, and he charged us double. If we were to leave the balloon in there, it would have overflowed the restaurant with water, dirty water that's going down the grease trap. And basically, we would have to shut down.
I don't have a magic wand I can wave and remove all of the garbage and debris from the drain line. We can snake it. We can verify that it's open and working correctly, which is what we did.
I think both idiots.
So they're playing games. Yeah. Both of them are playing games.
That's a bummer.
It seems.
Both of them are. Good news.
Yeah.
Who loves Mountain Dew?
Oh, we all do, don't we?
I'm sure that I do.
When was the last time you did the do?
Oh, we had.
Well, okay, so I gave up soda after the second round or third round, whatever it was, of kidney stones. But I do remember Mountain Dew. I had an interesting relationship with it. The OG Mountain Dew, not all the varieties.
Yeah, I
the yellow one.
You loved it as a kid, right?
I loved
yeah.
it, but it hurt me. It was abusive. I would the can. I hate to be this guy, but the colors were so attractive. Then when I would see it, I go, God, dude, I want that. I want that so bad. And I would drink it in just one can, and within 10 minutes, horrible stomachache every single time. And I would always go, God,
worth
dude,
it, huh?
This always makes my stomach hurt. I got to remember this. Tell yourself that you don't like this. And then within a week,
you'd be back on the Dew.
I'd be like, well, look at that can. Golly, man.
I never really was a Mountain Dew drinker, and I know there are a lot of different varieties. Like, so what's the difference between regular Mountain Dew and Code Red?
It's
Color.
red.
Flavor, right?
What's the flavor difference?
It might be a cherry flavor or something.
I honestly have no idea.
They came out with one that was like a clear one. This was like 8-9 years ago. That was actually really good. Shoot, what the heck was that? Mountain Dew Frost or something? Or
Yeah, it's a cherry flavor.
Oh, is it? So
it's kind of like, you go to the fountain, and I don't know if you ever had an actual soda fountain you went to where a guy would serve it and everything, and you have him do the Mountain Dew, then you put the cherry syrup in there.
Okay, so that's what it was?
Yeah.
Or that's what it is? Like, what is Mountain Dew? What's the flavor of Mountain Dew?
Hillbilly
Citrus.
Mountain
sweat.
Yeah.
But, okay, citrus is a big term.
That's all it really says.
It's just corn syrup,
It's just
right?
citrus. Okay, so citrus
Yeah.
could be lemon, lime, orange, or, okay, maybe a combo of everything. Now, they make a hard Mountain Dew, right? That's a thing.
They had Mountain Dew flavored vodka, 3 olives.
Yes.
There was like
It's
a
called,
big.
It was called Dude flavor.
That's right.
Dude.
Wow.
There for a while, they were really pushing, like... I always found it interesting that we got rid of candy cigarettes because, they were geared towards kids, but we were making, like, cotton candy flavored 3 ounce vodka.
What's funny about that is that had its time back in maybe the
For sure. Early
2010s. And as a matter of fact, Moon stocked up my bar cart with a whole bunch of that flavored garbage. Remember that?
Nice.
You bought over a whole bunch of liquor.
Oh, right.
Remember my little bar cart I used to have in the Chesterfield house?
It was like birthday vodka.
It was like all
birthday
that
cake.
cotton candy garbage.
Yeah, you loved me for that.
Did he give you some mountain booze?
Yeah, maybe I did.
Maybe it was I didn't like it. I wasn't a fan.
Well, I
but
didn't
now,
either. That's why I gifted it to you.
But listen, now it's all about the hard seltzers. It's all about the hard sodas. Even Coke is doing a Jack and Coke in a can, which is actually pretty good. But there is a hard Mountain Dew now, and their latest flavor drop for the hard Mountain Dew is Code Red. So Code Red, it's hard Code Red Mountain Dew, but they got a mission, and it's to save the redheads. That's
Okay.
right. Mountain Dew is out there trying to preserve redheads, and here's what they're doing. Hard Mountain Dew just launched their new Code Red flavor, which, by the way, is packed with all that cherry citrus goodness. But instead of just rolling out the drink and calling it a day, they decided to get a little extra here. They're running this whole campaign called Code Red Save the Redheads because apparently redheads make up only 2% of the world's population.
Yep. We're the minority.
And as part of the campaign, they're giving people free subscriptions to dating websites to help them find their dream redhead partner. So Mountain Dew is playing matchmaker. They're even giving away cold hard cash to buy more hard Mountain Dew Code Red. I don't know if this is a genius marketing thing or completely wild, or both.
Huh.
So they're encouraging people to have sex with redheads.
This is a first. No one's ever encouraged this before.
Yeah, they're
and
encouraging
also,
it.
I thought they were going to say their toxic chemicals or something like that produce redheads and make that possible.
So go to SaveTheRedheads.com. Tell them why you're passionate about redheads and why you're passionate about Mountain Dew. You've got until April 10th to throw your hat in the ring for this thing. They're looking for originality, authenticity, and, of course, a love for the sweet, boozy dew. And you got to be 21 or older.
It makes sense they're doing it with the Code Red one.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at the different lists. It is a long, crazy list of flavors that they have tried and released over the years. And Code Red is the one that I always hear about. So people
That's one
must
at Taco
love
Bell,
that.
right?
Yeah, I think so.
Or no, it's
Baja.
Oh, Baja Blast?
That one's blue.
Dude, listen.
Nobody knows what these things
They
taste
got
like.
Mountain Dew that came out in 1940, Diet Mountain Dew in 1988, Diet Caffeine Free in 1989, Code Red in 2001, Live Wire in 2003, Baja Blast, Voltage, Real Sugar, Goji Citrus Strawberry, Voodoo, Major Melon, Spark. That's just the major releases.
Yep.
Then there were it looks like 20 exclusives, and then a brand called Kickstart that started in 2013, and every year since 2013 to the present, they've released another flavor of that. Then there's Game Fuel, formerly Amp Game Fuel, that's technically a Mountain Dew. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 10 different flavors. Then Mountain Dew Energy, which I guess they make an energy drink as well, have been since March of 2021.
That'll make your heart come right out of your
That's got
chest.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's got 12 flavors.
Dude, I could see your heart beating. Yeah, I just had Mountain Dew energy drink.
I had Mountain Dew Coronary. It's so good,
Jeez.
dude.
So since 2022, they've been doing alcoholic variants. 1, 2, 3, 4,
I had no
5,
idea.
6, 7, 8, 9 different flavors.
Now the Code Red is the new one.
And now Code Red is going to be
And they want you to have sex with a redhead.
the bang.
Such a weird word. The more you say it, the more it loses its meaning.
What?
Redhead. If you just keep saying redhead, because it sounds kind of like a slur. When you really listen to it, it's like, what are you doing over there, redhead? Like, it just kind of sounds like one we've let stick around. Like, it's not bad, but it sounds like out of context, it starts to like, you say a word so many times, it starts to kind of like,
Yeah.
the meaning starts to morph. The more he said redhead, reading that ad, I was like, or reading that story, I was like, redhead. You got a red head. I go, what a lazy way to like label someone.
Yeah, go through elementary.
Well, how would
head's
you
red.
describe him, the guy sitting next to you?
It's perfect, but it's just a weird thing.
Yeah, but go through elementary. It all
You're not a
sounds like
blackhead. We don't call a brown head. Or a yellowhead.
I mean, you want to call him a ginger?
No, I just think it's the rhyming. Make it stick around.
Redhead. This
Sounds
is funny
good.
that, through elementary, it all sounded bad because you get teased all the time. And you're just like,
Dude.
And then old people make jokes with you and all that.
The people in Mountain Dew might be the hardest working people in the beverage game. You got to listen to this. In May 2015,
They're all jacked up.
select Taco Bell locations began offering a freeze version of
The Baja Blast.
No, not just the Baja Blast, but the Sangrita Blast as well. Then that was discontinued and replaced by Mountain Dew Spiked Lemonade. Then shortly after, a Doritos flavored Mountain Dew was taste tested across the U.S. on college campuses.
A Doritos flavored one. Okay.
I mean, it goes on and on. There are pages and pages of things that they made that they tested out in colleges. They tested out in different markets that they never did anything with. I mean, wild ones. But the Dewitos.
Well, listen, people love their Mountain Dew. I tell you that.
My mom
People are
still
very
gets it
passionate
every once
about
in a
it.
while. It's pretty fun.
Still gets Mountain Dew? Mm-hmm. There's a flaming hot one.
Yeah, no thanks. Video going viral of a woman having a really bad day at the Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. Anybody see this?
No.
Yeah.
You saw it. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah,
The
I don't-
completely naked woman.
Well, yeah, this was a blurry woman is what I saw.
Redhead?
She thankfully
I don't know
had
if
a
she's-
blurry body.
I don't know if she's a redhead.
Dallas can make...
Oh, I think I saw this.
Dallas Airport can break you. It can break
Yeah,
you.
I feel bad that this is going viral, but it just brings me up. It just brings up a question to me. So video footage. This is from March 14th. So 2 weeks ago, a woman named Samantha Palma took off all her clothes at the airport. She allegedly stabbed 2 people with a pencil, bit a restaurant manager. She was heard calling herself Venus. When a concerned person tried to cover up with a jacket, she yelled "F you." She had a mental breakdown. This is a woman who was having a mental health breakdown.
So sad, man.
And it comes to find out she was traveling with her 8-year-old daughter.
Oh, no.
She hadn't taken her medication while she was traveling and had a
full break.
Had a full breakdown.
Oh, no.
But at the time, now when you watch the video, she is out of control and security is just watching her. She's picking up the metal stanchions that would keep people in line, queuing up to go onto the plane. She's taking this stuff and hitting screens with them. How come nobody's tackling her?
Are they worried?
Well, she's already bit a few people.
I don't know if they knew that part yet, but she's busting up the place.
She doesn't look like a giant person. It seems like a pretty easy one to.
She's naked, right?
She's not a stitch of clothing on her.
I mean, that does complicate things a bit.
It really does.
If you're like a guy security guard at the airport.
But she's busting up the joint. She's destroying screens. She's destroying property.
You think they'd have like a net or something you could just throw over them?
But there's something confusing about nudity. It's a different. You ever seen the thing where the guy tries to fight the guy and he just gets naked? They're getting ready to fight on the sidewalk.
Yeah,
the guy goes, "Let's go," and he just takes his pants down and starts walking at the guy naked. He goes, "No, never mind." And you wanted to fight this guy. You were ready to kick this guy's ass, and he
just removed his pants.
He took his junk out and took his shirt off, and all of a sudden it was the ultimate
shield,
and also just like de-escalation.
Yeah, it's a fight deterrent for sure. Nobody was.
That will de-escalate a situation. You get naked somewhere, and that will de-escalate.
I want to hurt you, but I don't want to touch you.
Yeah, and I don't know what that is.
I don't know what the protocol is. Honestly, if you are a security
tackle unless,
and I bet they don't either.
But this is, maybe that's what it is.
And
like
they're just like,
this is not in the handbook.
I watched a 30-minute video.
Yeah, but this is airport security.
Yeah, but
is it sexual harassment or not? I don't know.
Dude, she's doing really weird
but
things.
She could hurt herself and others, and
she could hurt herself. She could hurt others.
I think you also, there's probably something that you're clocking that's like, okay, this isn't a person just being aggressive or just having like a tantrum or just being violent. Something's up. This person has stripped off all their clothes. This person's not okay. I don't want to hurt them.
But she could hurt other people, though.
Yeah,
I know.
Okay, so one of the law enforcement authorities there, one of the bosses, said, "We call this excited delirium. In dealing with people like this, They have incredible strength while under the influence and feel no pain. They can be extremely dangerous to anyone in this situation. That guy that asked why we don't stop her,
yes,
well, she's female and she's nude, and as a male, I'm not going in within 100 feet of that situation.
Oh, see,
That's so.
Having been in the position where I've had to restrain naked people before, it definitely adds a whole new layer of discomfort and anxiety to the situation for us and for bystanders. It shows they're obviously not thinking rationally, which means they're unpredictable as well.
That's why I'm just surprised there's not a product yet that for these situations where it's kind of like a net, but it's clothing. You can throw it over them and they can't move, and you can.
Well, it's also called a
Blanketer.
Man, you don't get tased naked. That's a lot of shaking. You don't want to get tased naked.
Yeah.
That's a lot of involuntary.
Yeah, but even those, and I'm sure you've seen the videos of people getting tased, especially if they're having a mental breakdown, they just pull the barbs out.
Yeah.
Nope.
Well, that's what this guy's saying is like, this is usually some crazy drug.
Yeah, but this woman
thing.
is busting up the joint.
Yeah. Well, what do they care?
Man,
I don't know.
It is true, man. When I worked at a nursing home, I took care of like dementia patients. And when they were having an episode, like most of the time, this sweet lady Virginia would be like, "Are you my grandson?" And I'd be like, "I sure am." You know, like a lot of times I turned my back on her one day serving her lunch, dude, and she came at me with a butter knife, and like, she just thought I was she got confused, thought she was like at home and I was an intruder, and dude,
Maybe her
little tiny lady.
Maybe her grandson was a jackass.
Maybe.
She
literally came at me like with a knife, and I was like, had her by the wrists,
right?
And like, you know, like, she was so strong because, and this was a very tiny, frail 80-year-old lady, but the fear and like the confusion of not knowing where she was, I was like, man, I should be able to manhandle her, and she was really hard to like wrangle.
I mean, this guy,
Moon's got the video up in the studio here. So she's breaking TVs, throwing stuff, and security's just standing by.
They're kind of standing by. This one guy is definitely trying to keep her in a particular section.
I guess corral her,
right? And like maybe just tell people,
herd her into like just keep her in the one area.
Yeah, he's got her kind of cornered. But then she starts coming at him,
and he's walking backwards.
He's kind of like, "All right, well,
I want none of this.
Well, what you gonna do?"
You're right, Scott. They need something like a two-part weapon that fires like a really quick tuxedo T-shirt that just gets on somebody and follow. As soon as the T-shirt, it's just like it's almost like some kind of
like a shirt net,
like the thing they wrap cars in. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And just boom, and then just like now they got a T-shirt on. Taser's coming right behind it.
This is an electric.
This is a two-part tuxedo T-shirt taser weapon. I invented it. Trademark. Rizzuto Show. Rizzuto Industries.
I don't want to make light of the woman because she's obviously having a mental.
Yeah, no,
this is a mental breakdown.
Poor kid.
With a kid. But I'm watching that security guard back away from her. Like see my hands?
Yeah. My hands are visible.
My hands are visible.
I thought I was going to see one this week. I went to a doctor's appointment after work. And this lady, I felt so bad for the lady behind the desk, the nurse behind the desk. This woman came out, and she was just asking her for some information. And she go, I don't even remember what it was. Maybe like her name and address, like simple info. And the woman started freaking out, dude. And she's like, "You have my chart. Refer to my chart." And she started getting loud, and she goes, "Ma'am, I have it, but I have to ask you these questions. I have to have this interaction with you, and I just need to get these 3 pieces of information." And this lady started freaking out and like taking off her coat, and I was like, dude, I'm about to see this in real life.
Down.
She was screaming at the top of her lungs in a very quiet doctor's office, like, "You have my chart. You have it. You have my chart. Pull it up. Pull up my chart." And I'm like, this lady's like, she's getting fixated on her my chart, and she started like sounding a little delusional about them having her information. And I was like, whoa.
It's about to go down.
And then they called my name.
Did you take your phone out?
No, they called my name.
Was your phone at the ready?
I was like, I'm about to see this go down. And then they were like, "Rafe, you can come on back." And I was like, this is a good timing because I'm like, I think it's about to go off.
Oh, you don't want to be there?
No, I mean, I don't know. It's uncomfortable.
Is your first instinct to take your phone out? Like, I'm going to... be ready to hit record just in case.
No.
Yell out "World Star," go viral.
That's tight. I'm gonna put this in the Rizz Show thread. I don't know. I feel like obligated to intervene, and I know I shouldn't. I don't have any
de-escalator.
Yeah, and I was like, they took me away from it, and I was like, cool. I have to pretend like nothing's happening out there. Just put me in my little room back here.
And by the way, if you're going to square up with somebody and you wind up getting naked to try to de-escalate the situation, you are leaving your genitals very exposed.
Yeah, it's a gamble.
It is a gamble.
Yeah, but what did they not know where that target was before?
Yeah, but now it's out there.
You're less supported.
It's magnified now.
I mean, I don't know.
There's something
I don't
to
know
that,
how
though,
you're
yeah.
built, but I might move a little
Well,
bit.
yours would be at your ankles.
Hey, man, all I know is I'm going to be less likely to fight a naked guy or a gal.
I don't know. So there's this woman at the airport, obviously having a mental issue, and then there's just psychopaths that there's a woman in Florida. She Palm Beach, Florida. She 76 years old. She hit somebody on a bike with her Mercedes. Like she ran this bicyclist over.
On purpose?
No, not on purpose. She dragged both the cyclist and his bike down the road.
Whoa.
Like, smoked this guy. The guy was caught under the car. She dragged him down the road, dragged the bike down the road, and then calmly continued right to the country club, handed her car off to the valet, and headed off for a golf lesson.
What? And she knew.
Yeah, this happened on the morning of March 18th. This woman, Ellen Richmond, didn't stop at the scene of the accident as required by law, but instead just kept on driving. The bicyclist compound fracture to his leg, which means the bone was sticking through.
Oh, my gosh.
At first he thought he'd been hit by a black SUV, but police eventually tracked down this Ellen woman and her Mercedes. Went right along, just took her golf lesson as if nothing.
So what if the valet saw on the front of that Mercedes? And been like, oh boy, this car.
Just let that sink in for a second.
Yes.
You hit somebody with your car, you drag them down the road, and then you go right to your golf lesson like it's another day.
It's rough.
Must be an interesting life.
That's Florida for you guys.
Oh, Florida.
That's Florida for you guys. That's Palm Beach, Florida.
Man, watch it.
Is that like good luck for golfers or something?
Hitting somebody on your way to the golf course? It may be.
Break a leg.
It may be. All right, before we hit the break, a bit of food news.
Ooh.
And I want to see if you guys would be down for this. This seems like an early April Fool's joke, but the company says it's not. Would you be willing to try breast milk ice cream?
Bet you it's smooth.
A baby
How can you tell
brand.
if it's cold?
A baby brand called Frida is releasing it this December. They said it on Instagram. It's due in 9 months. Which okay, fine.
That's funny. Why would they do this? I thought there was a shortage. I thought
It's
people were
not
selling
made.
this
Now
stuff.
here's the thing: it's not made with actual breast milk. It's just breast milk flavored.
Which is pretty.
They say it tastes sweet and nutty with a hint of salt.
Yeah, it's not.
That sounds pretty good.
We've all tried it, right?
I've never.
Yes, you have.
No, I swear to God.
You've never been pranked or anything?
You've locked it out.
Pranked? No.
It happened to me once. I got pranked with that.
You never, when your kids were little, you never tried it.
No, my wife stocked up too. She was a
You were
pumper.
never curious and you just went,
Never.
well, okay, maybe I'm the weird one, but of course you did. I mean, of course I did. And
They
I think-
claim. They
Moon
claim.
loves booby milk.
I never
They
said
claim
that.
every.
I
They.
was
This is
like,
what they claim.
you know.
Quote.
He orders it online.
Everyone secretly wondered what breast milk tastes like, so they expected to be popular, and they joke that people are pumped to try it.
Oh.
They say it's a, quote, pitch-perfect representation of the sweet, creamy, nutrient-packed goodness we've always wanted to try, but have always been afraid to. They're doing pre-orders. You go to Frida.com.
Order your fun bag.
Listen, don't forget, I was adopted, so you guys all got your fill, okay? I never tried it in my life.
I don't know if...
You know, you guys all took it for granted.
Yeah.
You doubled down.
You get 2.
Just making the joke that, you know, it was my first time.
Here's an ad for it, or maybe not.
Move over, Ben & Jerry's, because now there's Jen and Mary's, the only ice cream made with the most natural ingredient of all, breast milk. It's utterly delicious. Try the Moo Moo Mommy Mocha, Double D Dutch Chocolate, Nipple Ripple, Sweet Teat Swirl, or fan favorite, Bountiful Booby Bliss. It's creamy, it's dreamy, and hey, you had it as a baby, why not again? And coming soon, Pump and Dump Delight and Areola Amaretto, Jen and Mary's breast milk flavored ice cream. We remind you to scoop responsibly.
Yo, that's funny. Come
well,
on.
Well, that was a fake ad, but this Frida.com thing seems real.
That's brilliant.
Well, good for that.
Don't want to wait 9 months? Get our premium edition.
Yo, what if it rips? Like, what if you tried it? Okay.
I would try it. I would
Oh, you
try
would?
it. I would.
See, I
It's
thought
like
you wouldn't.
it's not real breast milk.
Right, but yeah, let's say you're against it, and then you try it and you really like it. Are you gonna not do it just because of the shtick that they're hiding behind?
I don't know. It's a mind F.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe your mind needs a little good F.
I mean, it's like it's in my head.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll try it.
Yeah. Try anything.
December.
Huh? Try anything once.
No.
No? Oh.
Not everything.
Oh.
You have sure changed.
Did you guys hear the buzz going around that Chipotle is going to file for bankruptcy?
Again?
No.
Did they ever?
Oh, no. I thought we heard this rumor not long ago.
Apparently, rumors started circulating online that Chipotle was shutting down restaurants and filing for bankruptcy.
I was there yesterday.
But according to the company, nope, false. Confusion apparently came from an inaccurate article that mixed up Chipotle with a small venture company called, I guess a small venture company the company tested back in 2023. The story's been corrected, but what's actually happened with Chipotle, they're thriving. They plan on opening between 315 and 345 new restaurants this year.
It's the company Chipotle
Yeah.
that's going under.
I was worried we wouldn't be able to get a E. coli anymore.
I had a couple friends that even though they were corrected 1,000 times, they still said Chipotle, and it was hard. It was hard to endure.
80% of these new stores are going to have something called Chipotlanes, which are drive-through.
Dude, Chipotle is killing it. I was there yesterday, and
It's so mediocre.
But it's so popular with the teenagers.
Crunchy
dude.
rice that they can't. They've never figured out the rice yet.
The teenagers love it, man. I'm telling you, young folks
Everyone
love
loves
just
it.
going to Chipotle
Everyone
and
loves
hanging.
it. I mean, it's okay.
It sucks.
It'll work in a pinch, but man, it's always like everything's kind of almost cooked thoroughly. I don't know. It's like they don't.
I mean, why do you
they're in
think
a
it
hurry.
sucks? It's just
I'll
out
tell-
of 10, it's a 5.
If it were a little
it just
cheaper,
fills you
it'd be
up.
fine.
They might as well just throw everything in a trough.
That's the way it's like sloppy Subway. It's sloppy Mexican Subway, and they charge too much
It's expensive.
for it. They charge too much for it.
That's true.
Every time I go through, I'm just like, I look at the little bins they're serving out of, and it's like the meat is like watery and sloppy,
It's
and
kinda
like
cafeteria.
draining the water off. It's like, yeah, it's
It looks like
cafeteria.
cafeteria.
See, I've never had
service.
that experience. I've never had the, like, it looks bad. Because if you go down the line, everything looks decent.
Yeah.
It looks okay.
But it's just, you get it, and you go, oh, okay.
Wait, so is
Just
it?
slop in a little thing. A
When
little,
you look at the little area, and there's
paper-
like beans everywhere.
that I don't
and
love.
There's
Is it
pico
like that-
de gallo willy-nilly all over the place.
Is it like that across the board? The Moe's, the Qdoba, the
I think so.
I don't know. I think the other ones are a little slower, so they're easier to clean. Like Qdoba's usually pretty clean. Moe's is, I think, pretty clean.
Yeah, nobody
but like
goes
that
there.
Chipotle and Baldwin, that one there's always a line of people inside. Plus they have the drive-through, but there's always people waiting in that line. So that place is slammed all the time.
Dude, they made $11.3 billion last year.
But you said
Good
there's
for
going to be
them.
drive-throughs because the one that I went to yesterday has a drive-through, and I went through and I sat in the window and nobody came, and I was like, oh, okay, this is for show. I look like
Yeah,
such
they're
an
calling
idiot.
them Chipotlanes.
Yeah, there's like they're doing the Chick-fil-A thing where they have the multiple lanes.
Yeah, but they're
and
not doing it. Like that one has the lane, and I went in it, and there was nothing there. There was
Maybe
no
it's-
machine,
they're
no
not ready
nothing.
for it yet.
I went up to the window and I
It's-
looked in, and I was like, I see you making burritos facing that direction.
It was
So,
a Chipotle.
well, it was raining.
I'm with you, man. Like, I would even go one step further and say it's a 3 out of 10.
3 out of
3
10?
out of 10.
It's not like horrendously bad where I'm like, this is swill and I'll throw it in a trash can, but I'm like, it's not, you might as well just get fast tacos. I'd rather have like, God forgive me for saying this, but I'd rather have Taco Bell.
How dare you?
You'd rather have Taco Bell than Chipotle?
Because at least I
Taco John's, I hope you're
Taco
covering
Bell-
your ears.
Taco
Taco John's, I'm
Double
sorry. Taco John's, you're in a category all of your own. But I would rather, if given my druthers and you're like, you could pay $1.89 for this pile of trash, you can pay $14 for this pile.
Oh, it's like 16.
At least, yeah, I didn't get the guac.
Oh, yeah, I did. You're right.
So I would rather just get the $1.89 piece of trash. Like, at least Taco Bell is trash and knows
And
it's
you know
trash. And they know it
So
too.
Chipotle is trash disguising itself as
I think that's the
something
problem I
else.
have with it. It is trash in a it's trash in a trench coat. It's two piles of trash trying to sneak into a movie,
That's hilarious.
and I don't like it.
The 2 piles of trash trying to sneak into the fancy soiree.
That's right.
Now, get out of here.
But they got the
Who am I?
barbacoa.
I'm the Duke of Chipotle. I'm like, you sure you're not just a pile of trash that you came out of a dumpster and put on a trench coat? No, I don't like it.
That's why also we're lucky to have Qdoba because that place. It's
It's the
always
same
good.
thing.
No,
thing.
the rice is actually done right.
Wrong.
Where's Qdoba?
There's
one over here.
It's a 4 out of 10.
It's
Qdoba
the
might be a
same
4 out of
thing.
10. It's
there
the
one over
exact
by?
same business.
Is there
No,
one over by
it's
Victory
better.
Men's?
What's that?
In Town and Country? Is there one by Victory Men's?
I've never had a rice
know.
problem.
I went into a burrito place over by Victory Men's Health in Town and Country, and whatever that one was, delivered. It felt good.
That is
I like
Qdoba there.
Is it Qdoba?
By
Well,
the-
then I'm a
yeah, yeah.
Qdoba fan.
One more thing on the food news tip. Today, Friday, we're in Lent, so it's fish for a lot of people. McDonald's has one of the most popular fast food dishes for this time of year, the Filet-O-Fish sandwich. How can you ensure that your Filet-O-Fish is fresh and has not been sitting there for hours? A Reddit thread featuring comments from McDonald's employees said to tell the cashier 3 words: cooked to order.
Oh, I thought you were going to say stick 'em up.
Gimme yo fish. The employee thread also said you could use cook to order for pretty much anything at McDonald's. Whether or not the restaurant does it usually depends on how busy things are. But if you want to ensure yourself at least fresh Filet-O-Fish, just say cooked to order.
All right.
Try it out. Let me know if that works.
Hey, on the Coleman's Campers text line, somebody texted over and said, hey, my wife was pregnant. We were messing around. I took a misfire of breast milk. It tasted like the milk in the bowl after eating Frosted Flakes.
I hate that.
Hey, there you
I
go.
don't want to hear that.
What do you mean hate that? That sounds pretty
I don't
good.
want to know. Don't sully the milk of Frosted Flakes.
They're great.
What?
I'm just trying to figure out what take a misfire is.
Took a misfire. Well, I mean, they
Like,
you
did
know
it-
fire off sometimes, I suppose. It's been a
I mean,
while
think
for
of
me.
like water
All right,
sprinklers during a baseball game. You know, sometimes it just go off. And
All right,
I don't know
today's
why.
Team Rizz Member of the Day is brought to us by Hot Shot Sports Bar and Grill, the official sports bar of the Rizz Show and home to St. Louis sports fans since 1990. From Hazelwood, Rebecca Steele. Rebecca is a daily podcast listener. Rizz Show always provides her with the humor, the current pop culture news, loves my overall attitude, Moon sensitivity, and at least 1 out of 20 King Scott jokes.
Hey.
Raves comedy and learns female empowerment and laugh. She looks forward to wearing her Team Rizz jersey proudly and daily and hopes to meet the show at future show events. I don't know if you should wear it daily. Maybe wash it. But, hey, listen, if you want to wear it daily, that's fine. Rebecca Steele is our Team Rizz Member of the Day. Get super sweet Team Rizz Member of the Day soccer jersey. Get yourself signed up 1057thepoint.com/Team Rizz. All right, 7:17 crap on celebrities next. First look at the traffic and weather. Moon coming at you.
Traffic is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. The only thing I can see going on right now is a right-hand shoulder block due to a stall vehicle 270 southbound at Doherty Ferry. Your point forecast, dry, warm, breezy, high of 83. Right now it's 68 at the Point Studio.
Moon, what do you got for us?
Will Smith returns to music. Somebody was denied bail. You can own Dolly's house right now, and I have a list of celebrities that people think sold their soul to the devil. Start thinking on that. We'll go through the list.
All right, we got
That's
that.
a
We got
great
your crappy birthdays, the porno birthday, all that and more next. And your crap on celebrities, stay there.
All right, backstage at our big, gigantic ho-ho show with Angels and Airwaves. Mr. Tom DeLonge, how are you, man? It's great to see you.
I am good, and I just realized you have a kick-ass camera right there. This is like IMAX level shit you're doing.
We try not to mess around, Tom.
You don't fuck around. This is like real interview. This is like...
The bad part is, though, with that fancy camera, it really pinpoints the ugliness.
Boogers and like...
I mean, anything, man. Like crazy hairs, anything. It really blows it out of proportion.
You know what's funny about that? I was just walking down the stairs, and Alon, my drummer, goes, wait a second, I was like, one hair was longer, and he went up to my face, and we got it out. One hair, and you just mentioned hairs.
Dude,
that was kind of funny.
You know what the worst part? I don't know how old you are, Tom, but I think we're probably
22.
pretty close. All right, well then we're not. I'm 43.
I'm 44.
All right.
You didn't believe me.
Well, no, I didn't.
Okay,
I knew
God.
we were in the ballpark. Yeah, no. What bothers me about getting older is how rapidly my ear hair grows.
I've noticed every once in a while, like there'll be like a random hair, and you're like, "What the fuck? Where did that shit come from?"
I just trimmed this yesterday, and now I can't hear because there's so much stuff going on.
Women think they have it bad because of like childbirth, but no, men have it really, really bad.
Yeah,
things like that.
Yeah. I don't know that that's the road we go down.
Yeah, no. Right now, there's women over there going, "We will kill you."
Right now. While you sleep. Real quickly, because I know we don't have a ton of time. Tom, when you first, way back in the day, when you first started talking about like the alien stuff, the UFO things, I thought, it's very good, and I'm going to be very honest with you, it's good everybody has a hobby. You know what I'm saying? But I did not necessarily firmly line up with you on a lot of those things.
Sure. Yeah.
Over the years, you have been proven incredibly right about a lot of things, and there's got to be a lot of people like me, and you have to know that. Is there any sense of like sort of vindication in that?
In all seriousness, vindication's not the word I would use. I've been briefed on things that are really scary, unnerving, and frankly, like, really hard to digest. And I knew that I would take all the arrows and bullets for a few years until all the guys I was working with from these various places, like the Department of Defense and the Central Intelligence Agency and so on, I knew that until they could come forward, I would be getting a lot of those rocks thrown at me, and they would think I was crazy or this or that. But the whole time I was like, people can do that, but they don't know what I know. They haven't been in the conversations and the briefings that I've been in.
Yeah.
And once they learn some of what I know, it's not all like gumballs and candy. It's like, this is a very difficult subject. This is a very difficult issue we have to work on.
Yeah.
That we have to understand. It's something the whole world needs to work and unite on together. But people keep coming to me, go, do you feel validation? And I go, no, it's we have a lot of work we need to do with this, and right now there's a lot of people that don't understand it, a lot of people that don't want to understand it. My job is to communicate it for people to understand it better, and then the job of others that are a part of To the Stars Academy of Arts and Science, my company, is to make sure that for the first time since World War II, our elected leadership are briefed on these subjects, and then it can start to come out in such a way that countries will start coming together on it, because the reality is that we're so busy fighting each other on this planet, they're missing something that's dangerous and big, and I think there's a lot of good things that come from this as well, but we have to create those good things, which is, people coming together and working together on this subject. So it's a long-winded way, me thinking out loud here. It's not a I told you so thing.
Yeah.
It's too big and unnerving for that,
Well, I just felt more like a dick. Because the more I was like, Tom, come on. And then things would start to come out over time, and I'm like, you know what, this guy, he knows friggin' what he's talking about.
Exactly,
and I don't mean to take away from you. You know what I'm saying?
It's a lot. Some guy comes out and talks about life in the universe. You're like, thanks, guy. I get it.
Right.
But I've been telling people for a couple of years, listen to what I'm saying. And then when I think, what I thought, if anything, I thought when people saw who was around me when we came out with To the Stars.
With all the systems in my house, my plumbing, the heating, the cooling, all the energy stuff, it's Anton's. Anton's Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Energy Experts. Online at antonshvac.com. For a limited time only, you can take advantage of their 48 months no-interest financing on a new HVAC system or plumbing project. That is 4 whole years of comfort and reliability at no extra cost. No extra cost sneaking up on you. So don't let your system, some old system, or any sort of plumbing issues call the shots this season. You can upgrade now. and enjoy the home court advantage of top-tier comfort. You get efficiency and, of course, unbeatable savings. You can call them 314-338-3941. That's 338-3941. Or visit the website and schedule a free estimate. They focus on total home comfort over at Anton's, making sure that your entire home is running efficiently and it's comfortable no matter which corner of the house that you're in. If that's all appealing to you and you're looking for somebody to trust in your home, I trust Anton's plumbing, heating, cooling, and energy experts. AntonsHVAC.com, ANTONSHVAC.com.
Will there be celebrity guests on this show? Who does number 2 work for? Have you ever wondered what your boss's bathroom routine is like? Well, me neither. But we might find out today whether we like it or not on the number 2 show. In the wild ecosystem of the workplace, there's a unique species we've all encountered and have to navigate. The boss. Ugh. Just as David Attenborough.
Happy birthday, Rizz.
Blues won again last night. 8 in a row. 8 wins in a row. That's crazy. Cardinals won last night.
Yeah, they did.
And I say last night because, well, yesterday evening, the rain delay.
Yep.
I think that makes us, what was the stat? 10-10. We're now a 500 club in the last 20 years for our opening days.
Whoa, that's all. And they're on track now for a perfect season.
That's right.
So that's good.
That's right. All right, welcome back to the Rizz Show. Phone number 314-624-3833, 618-398-3833. The Coleman's Campers text line, 314-649-DUMB. Mick Ultra Studio Cams, 1057thepoint.com/Rizz. Your emails, RizzShow at 1057thepoint.com. Friday Fail Stories on the way. Rafe's in memoriam. We'll hopefully have time to give away some fabulous prizes, including tickets to go see the sold-out Jack White show happening at the Factory on Thursday night, April 3rd. We got tickets for Collective Soul and Live, July 17th at the Amphitheater. Tickets to go see 311, The Urge, Toadies, Finger 11, Ludo, Point Fest happening on May 17th, and tickets to go see Clutch at the Factory on August 15th. All right, today is the 28th, so today is National Something on a Stick Day.
Anything?
Anything.
I'm going to go get some Chipotle, put it on a stick.
Today is Black Forest Cake Day. Okay.
Black Forest
Put that
cake.
on a stick.
Today is Respect Your Cat Day.
Also.
Today is Weed Appreciation Day.
Weed, man.
Not that kind of weed. Actually, the weeds in your garden. It's also National Hot Tub Day. I don't know. Hot tubs.
You're not a hot tubber.
I'm not a hot tub guy.
I know you hate hot tubs. You hate the thought of
I don't
owning a hot
hate
tub.
them.
Do you like the private ones? Like if it was in your house and you had it yourself?
No, it's going to be one of those things. If I ever get one, I never use it. We'll use it maybe for one season, then we're going to put the cover on it. Like I know people that got hot tubs. They'll go in them winter months.
Yeah, they live.
Use them all the time.
With the snow falling down to hang out there, yeah.
But then you get out, it's cold.
That's part of the fun.
They go, all right, dummy, you go inside then. I don't know. It just seems like a cesspool of germs. And it's not from any experience I've had. I don't know. I just think of a hot tub and think about getting a staph infection.
Yep.
That's just me.
Fair enough.
Have you ever? Were you ever hurt by a hot tub?
Show me where the hot tub hurt you. No, I've never been hurt by a hot tub.
Have you enjoyed the hot tubs all the times you've been in them?
I think I know the genesis of this thing. Maybe it was at one of the strip clubs.
Oh, yeah. Okay, you talking about our tour?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
I think maybe that.
You, that's possible?
I think maybe when we took a tour of that strip club, and they're like, would you guys like to get in the hot tub? And I said, not if I was on fire.
What was the room like that the hot tub was in?
It was dark. It was really weird, man.
Did they have carpet on the floor?
Probably. It was probably like a construction grade.
Yeah, it was that like gray stuff.
That contractor grade carpet.
This seems like it'd be the grossest room on the planet.
It was in the moment.
At the moment, it was quite like I don't want to touch anything.
You know what's funnier? What's funny is I bet you that hot tub at that place was cleaner than the ones
probably
that Scott and I have been in at the rave in. I'm sorry, not the rave. Norva in Norfolk, Virginia. It's an old like YMCA. It was an old men's club, like 100-something years old. It's this awesome venue. It's kind of like Pops, but a little bit bigger. And it's just really cool. The crowds are always great, and the dressing rooms are huge because it was like I said, like an old men's club. And they had they got a basketball court up there and a private studio and this huge piano room, racquetball, and they have the dressing room for the headliner has 4 saunas, showers, and a hot tub. And the thing that changed for me, because we played there so many times, probably the 12th or 13th time we're playing there, where it's after the show. Everyone and the crew, all the band and the crew, they're in the hot tub. We're just enjoying, like, we don't have to go anywhere. We're all sweaty. We're nasty. Nobody showered after the. Like and then we look, you look at the wall, the dressing room of some of the bands that had just been through the week before that, like the crew hadn't like taken down, and you start thinking about what those guys look like and what they probably look like after the show.
Oh yeah.
And how sweaty and nasty they were dipping their junk in this same hot tub.
Here's a good experience that'll turn you off to hot tubs. Is all right. You're in a hot tub with some buddies, and on the edge of the hot tub you see 20 empty beers.
Oh yeah.
I have seen none of you guys get out to go pee. I have seen none of you guys get out to pee.
And that's what it was. They had like a whole shelf.
You drank. I saw you drink 10 beers, and I didn't see you get out to pee. There's no way your bladder's that big. No way.
There's probably glass in there too, because it's just every bottle.
Bottles everywhere.
Yeah, every bottle ends up next to the hot tub because everybody's getting hammered in the hot tub.
People have sex in those things
all the time.
I just want to walk up to a hot tub like the old cartoons and just start chopping carrots and throwing them in. You know,
like human
throw
soup.
a few potatoes in because it's just a stew. It's like when they used to put, Bugs Bunny in the cauldron and start. I just want to do
Elmer
that
Fudd would be chopping carrots and throwing them in.
I just want to do that one time. Just walk up, unannounced, unknown to people, and start throwing in stew ingredients.
Seasoning.
Well, and
basically what it is.
Listen, this is National Hot Tub Day, so if you don't have one, maybe today's the day. It's Friday. Go get yourself a hot tub.
Okay.
All right, today, March 28th, back in the day, 62 years ago, 1963, the classic Alfred Hitchcock movie The Birds was released. Starred Melanie Griffith's mom, Tippi Hedren. 52 years ago, 1973, Led Zeppelin puts out their 5th record, Houses of the Holy. 48 years ago, 1977, Rocky wins Best Picture at the Oscars. 43 years ago, 1982, on his way to sing at an anti-nuke rally, David Crosby arrested for possession of Quaaludes, drug paraphernalia, driving under the influence of cocaine, and carrying a concealed .45 caliber pistol. David Crosby's explanation for carrying the gun, quote, John Lennon.
Pretty good defense.
This is after John was assassinated.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Good. Pretty solid, in my opinion.
Yeah, what about the Quaaludes and cocaine, huh?
Well, that's
try to explain that one away.
Just to relax.
39 years ago in 1986, more than 6,000 radio stations of all formats simultaneously played We Are the World at 10:15 a.m. Eastern Time. 29 years ago, 1996, Phil Collins announces he is leaving Genesis to concentrate on his solo career. 29 years ago, 1996, Stephen King publishes The Green Mile. The movie came out 3 years later. And 25 years ago in the year 2000, Jimmy Page received an undisclosed settlement after suing Ministry Magazine in England's High Court. The magazine claimed that Jimmy Page contributed to the death of Led Zeppelin drummer John Bonham by wearing a satanic robe and chanting spells while Bonham was choking on his own vomit. Jimmy Page wound up donating all the money to charity because Satan already pays him quite handsomely. And that's what happened back in the day. All right, time to find out what's going on in the world of music and entertainment with your crap on celebrities.
Will Smith has a new album based on a true story. That's what it's called. And it's here. The album features DJ Jazzy Jeff, Big Sean, Teyana Taylor, and Smith's son, Jaden. There's 14 tracks, and they're not calling them songs, guys. They're not songs.
Oh, cool.
What are they?
They're episodes.
Oh.
I thought they're hits.
And they're a mix of previously released hits like Beautiful Scars and First Love, and then a bunch of new tracks. I'm sorry, new episodes. The rollout of Based on a True Story also includes his first headlining tour, which is going to kick off in Europe this summer. In January, Smith told Billboard that he envisions Based on a True Story as 3 albums that will all be released throughout 2025. This marks Will Smith's first album since 2005's Lost and Found.
Wow, who could forget?
Yep.
20 years.
Still listen to it.
So you
every
want to
day.
hear some new Will Smith music?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You guys ready?
We got
Yeah.
some.
You guys ready? So
we got it.
This one's called "You Looking for Me." Here's Will Smith.
Somebody said you looking for me. I ain't hard to find, I'm easy to see. I ain't hard to find, I'm on your TV. I ain't hard to find, I'm on your IG. I ain't hard to find. I ain't hard to find.
Okay, that's
I'll play hide
"You
and
Looking
seek
for
with
Me."
him then.
It's so weird. I mean, I was thinking about the last one, and it's "Welcome to Miami" and all. It was like fun kind of party music, and
Yeah.
this is like bad DMX.
This one's called. This is International Barbershop Day. I think that's what this one is called. This is featuring DJ Jazzy Jeff. Here we go.
Who the f*** Will Smith think he is? And they...
Y'all remember Aladdin? Why would you even remind anyone of that movie?
That one wasn't as bad as you thought it was.
That
It's not that bad.
that song?
No, the song was terrible.
I feel like he's trying to do Eminem,
yeah, that was bad Eminem.
and it feels very weird. I agree with you. Like the thing that made
This
Will
is not the
Smith
tone.
remotely palatable as a musician was that he didn't try to be tough.
Yeah, this
Tough Will
Yeah,
Smith
Tough
is
was
just
not-
weird.
This is supposed to be apology tour. Come back with "Welcome to Miami." Like, give us some dance hits that are like
Parents just don't
positive.
understand. I love that song so
Summertime.
much.
This is so tone deaf. Like, dude, like
Nightmare on My Street.
Yeah, like it's fun, wholesome stuff. Will Smith doesn't have to curse and raps, to sell records.
We don't need that. Has our people are already doing that?
Yeah, and now he's cursing to defend himself against people that are already kind of over it.
And old.
Dude,
Doing this very old. How old's Will Smith? He's in his 50s,
He's in his
right?
50s, and he's trying to sound like Eminem.
he's so talented. I don't want to take anything away, and I
It's
wish the guy
DMX
well.
and Eminem. Like DMX did that thing too, where like Damien was a DMX song where he's like, "Go ahead, smoke it. Go ahead, drink it. Go ahead and bang shorty. You know I can keep a secret." It's like he was doing both parts. That's an Eminem DMX thing. I agree with you. It's just such a weird thing to start now.
And I would think that a manager of some sort would be like, "Hey, man, you're aiming the arrow at the wrong target."
What to do? Will Smith's got something in his head. He's going to do it. I don't think Will Smith has no people.
Listen,
honestly.
I don't know if I want to say that I like the guy, and I feel terrible for what it seems that he's gone through with this whole marriage thing or whatever that is. I really do. I think he's kind of a beaten and abused man in a lot of ways, and he's reacting and lashed out. But like, somebody step in and say, "Hey, man, I love you. Let me try to help you here."
Gary on the instant feedback. I mean, and he's right. Those songs are awful, but he could fit your whole house in his pool is an awesome line. That is a pretty good line.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a pretty good line.
That is pretty
I didn't hear that
good
one.
flex.
I was sent from @Jaden Smith.
And just looking it up, Will Smith has grossed almost $10 billion globally. In
I
his
mean,
Yeah,
he
no,
is
he's
so
fine.
talented.
He's all right.
And that's
He's
why
got
you.
his,
And that's why you
he's
got to
got his money.
protect. That's why you got to
Yeah.
protect things. You've already had the biggest ding of your career. Don't put a record out that makes it easier to ding you.
yeah. Yeah.
Yolanda Saldivar. Do you guys know who this is?
Yes, I do.
You recognize the name?
Saldivar?
Saldivar.
Yolanda Saldivar.
Saldivar. This is the woman that was convicted of killing Tejano music legend Selena.
Oh, yes.
So
The president of her fan club.
Yes.
She was a president of her fan club, and she murdered her.
just like the Human Torch, she was denied parole. I guess he was denied a bank loan. The family of Selena issued a lengthy statement yesterday confirming the news on social media. Here's what they said. Today, we are grateful that the Texas Board of Pardons and Paroles has chosen to deny parole for Yolanda Saldivar. While nothing can bring Selena back, this decision reaffirms that justice does continue to stand for this beautiful life that was taken from us and from millions of fans around the world too soon. It's been nearly 30 years since Selena was killed. Yolanda shot the singer in the back at the Days Inn Hotel in Corpus Christi, Texas in 1995. Why do you guys remember why she did it?
No, I forget.
It's
I
because-
didn't see the Jennifer Lopez movie.
It's because Selena had accused her of embezzling money.
Oh.
Yeah, embezzling money.
Right. She was the president of the fan club, right?
She seems innocent to me.
Yeah, she's currently serving life at Patrick O'Daniel Unit in Gatesville and had a petition for parole being considered this week. The panel's reason for denial was the nature of the offense.
Yeah, murder.
Yeah.
Stay in jail.
Which is
forever.
you killed somebody. In a two-part docuseries on Billy Joel that's coming to HBO this summer. Billy Joel and So It Goes is the title. It'll look at the piano man's life and career, exploring the loves and losses that have inspired some of his greatest songs. The director, Susan Lacey, said, "We are gratified that Bill trusted us with this story, which we have told as honestly as possible, diving into territory which has not been explored
She called
before."
him Bill?
She called him Bill.
Bill Joel?
And that's why I found it such an interesting story. Because you always hear about, like,
Willie Joel.
You always hear about, like, what is it, Robert De Niro, people calling him Bobby. And it's like...
I hate it.
It always makes it so weird. And Martin Scorsese, I'm watching that studio show with Seth Rogen, which, by the way, is pretty good.
I hear it's good.
It's an anxiety train, but it's pretty good. And, everybody calls him Marty. That always sounds so weird. So, yeah, Bill Joel.
Bill Joel.
Specific premiere date has not been announced at this time, but I'm sure it will.
He's
soon.
one of the rare adults that could still go with the Billy.
Yeah, Billy.
Or like Tommy the Boss. Like,
Yeah.
Tom.
Yeah, Billy.
Can you picture Tommy
No,
the Boss? Tom?
it doesn't work.
No, it doesn't work. Billy. Bill.
A couple trailers I watched this morning that got me really interested in particular movies, one of which I didn't think I would be interested in. And Rafe and I were discussing why we think we might be interested in this. But Alec Baldwin's long-delayed film, Rust, is finally getting its debut. And the first trailer dropped a couple days ago. And honestly,
It looks all right.
it looks pretty good.
it looks all right.
pretty good,
This
dude.
is the movie where, Alec Baldwin accidentally killed a cinematographer. Here's the Rust trailer.
The only order that exists in this world is the order we impose. If man loses sight of that, he's got nothing.
God bless the wicked. They continue to pay my bill.
I can't believe this movie's coming out.
I can't either, but I love westerns, Scott. I know you do. I know you do too. Rafe, you're probably into them as well. We were debating earlier. Do you think more or fewer people are going to see this because of the controversy?
Well, I want to
More
know,
people.
do you think the woman that was killed, will she receive any, like her family receive any income from this film?
I think so. I would think so.
So if they generate a ton of money for them, then that would be really cool.
Well, they will
I
because
think they did from the lawsuit.
it's
Yeah,
Alec
there's a lawsuit,
Baldwin's
too.
production company
Yeah.
that made the film. And inadvertently, I think he had to pay a certain amount of damages. So it's going to come from him.
and probably back end too on the movie.
Okay.
Yeah, there's probably some back end
Elaine
on that.
Hutchins.
Moon and I were talking about it before we went on air, and I'm like, man, I can't decide if did they wait this long to let it die down and release it? Were they having to do reshoots? Were they waiting for the lawsuit to settle?
I think this is the on schedule. I mean,
Yeah, because I think the shoot stopped for months and months and months, and
It
they had
did.
to finish.
They
later on.
resumed and
They
finished
finished.
it in 2023.
Oh, so it's been done that long.
Yeah, but it takes usually this long, right, for something to come out.
Well-
Usually a Western is kind of low budgety. I think they can get those dumped pretty quick.
I don't know. The theaters are releasing it on May 2nd, so this thing just hit and it'll be out in a month.
Huh. Interesting.
It is
I'm
pretty interesting,
intrigued.
and I am interested in seeing it. Hey, Gene Simmons, by the way, defending what we were talking about yesterday, Lern let us know that for $12,000, fans can get a chance to become a roadie and a personal assistant for Gene Simmons for a day.
Which I'm like, wow, you're paying to work for Gene. You're paying to work for Gene Simmons.
Get to work. Now,
What a racket.
Gene is blaming high insurance costs. And this is what he said. This is not for everybody, and it ain't cheap. But it's also a different world than I grew up in. Nowadays, if you get a paper cut, everybody gets sued. Simmons also said that growing up, he was always curious about touring and thought he would give his fans a chance to see exactly what life was like. That's a documentary.
Listen, if you're a Kiss fan, this is and you have the money, this is a dream.
This is
Yeah.
cool. It's cool.
$12,000 to be a roadie for Kiss to experience.
Now,
And
I
I'm
hope
sure
they-
you're not really doing much. For
I hope
them.
they deliver. You know, they're the milkers of all things. But I hope Gene is like there and doing things, and you get to be a part of soundcheck, and you get to be a part of this and that. I mean, if you're going to pay for that, I hope you're not just backstage and you get to see the show from side stage or something while it's happening.
Watch the guy carry a guitar.
And by the way, Jeff on the instant feedback about the Rust movie, he goes, imagine they didn't release it and all those people who spent hours working on it, they don't get...
I get all that.
Yeah, they never get their money because it doesn't get released. Yeah, I understand that too. But somebody did die on the set.
Well, Rafe was saying, like, how many people you think are going to boycott it or not see it because of Alec Baldwin and the whole thing? And I said, some, but fewer than will probably see it that would not have otherwise seen it if there wasn't all this hubbub.
Yeah, and I think back to The Crow when Brandon Lee died on set. That movie probably got a big push because it became the
legend
lore around it of being his, it's different. That was like the family curse stuff, and it was the actor that got killed. But I don't know. It's really interesting to and I was telling Moon, I like this kid Jensen Ackles is in it. He played Dean in Supernatural for like 17 years. He played the same guy and I like him as an actor. He's the Homelander's dad in The Boys.
Oh yeah,
he looks like the L.A. version of our buddy Marty Brooks over on WIL. Yes, he does. Dude.
I don't see it.
Yes, he does.
Yes, he does.
He totally does. He's LA'd out.
He's the Canadian version.
Which there's been rumors of him playing Batman. I felt bad for him because I'm like, he made the jump. That was his jump from TV to movies.
And this Alec Baldwin movie.
Yes, and it just
sucks.
Yeah, I think he's one of the main people in it. And so hopefully, for him, I'm happy. But it's just kind of a weird, bittersweet.
Might be good for him, though. This movie may have just slipped under the radar. Nobody would have cared. Speaking of caring, Scott and me are after this house. Dolly Parton's house. The one that she once lived in. Now your chance. Back in 94, Dolly bought a remote mountainside cabin in Idlewild, California for $126,000. And in 2023, she donated the cabin to the Ronald McDonald House Charities of Southern California. Very cool. Last July, the charity sold the property, and now it's back on the market. It is available, and we're after it. Who wants in? For $768,000, you can have one of Dolly's homes. And this is a cool place. The listing says Dolly and her beloved mother, who were last to occupy this home, leaving behind decor, collectibles, and furnishings, all included in the sale. Legend has it that the spacious loft was Dolly's favorite place to write and play her music. And it does come with Dolly's personal furnishings, apparently. That's worth $768,000 alone.
Dang.
It has a guitar-shaped toilet, by the way, if you're really looking for
I figured as a base.
700,000. And you know what? That's asking price. That thing will be...
Oh, it's going to go crazy.
It'll go crazy.
That was just to get the attention,
Yeah,
I think.
that's what realtors are doing now. They're pricing stuff low so people get into a bidding war.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
That'll go for way more than that.
Especially.
Megan Fox gave birth yesterday to a baby girl with ex-fiancé Machine Gun Kelly. I did not know that they were off. I guess we stopped talking about that whole thing.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. She's finally here, our little celestial seed, MGK posted in an Instagram story. Quote, we composed the score of the birth, born into 432 hertz. What an epic journey, praise God. As of last night, the baby's name was not announced. This is Megan's first daughter. She shares 3 sons with ex-husband Brian Austin Green. This is MGK's second. He shares a 15-year-old daughter with an ex-girlfriend. Speaking of Brian Austin Green, he shared a screenshot of a direct message that he received from MGK, who seemed pretty irritated about him asking when the baby was due. So MGK put this, quote, stop asking when our child is going to be born. You the feds. Quit calling TMZ and focus on that apology you owe me for speaking my name in public. You chose the wrong one to F with, Mr. Child Actor. Go back to cereal commercials.
Everything seems healthy over there.
Yeah.
Everything seems great.
Hey, at least they sound
it's
like
a loving
adults.
place. Speaking of Seth Rogen, I've been watching that new show, and he was on a podcast and said that he is very afraid that he's going to die with too much money. And when you hear the reasoning, kind of relatable. So he was on Dax Shepard's podcast, and he said, quote, I don't have any children, and I'm afraid that I'm going to die and be like, I could have had an effing place on the beach. I don't want to die with $10 million in the bank that I could have spent doing fun, alive things. I could have just been jetting this whole time.
What?
For people that do have kids, though,
spend your money.
Leaving an inheritance is probably a priority, but Seth said this, I would imagine people want to leave their kids money, which I guess is a good thing to do. But, life is for the living, and you can't take all that hard-earned money with you when you go.
You know what? If he's willing to hire me for a couple million, I will set up all these fun adventures for him, and I'll be a tour guide for him.
Scott.
I will help them.
And finally, some people become celebrities because they're incredibly talented, others because they're just effortlessly entertaining. And they've provided us with some unforgettable performance, or they just sold their soul to the devil. So, maybe it's nepotism, maybe they started out rich, whatever the reason, there is a list where somebody asked the internet, what celebrity gives you the I sold my soul to
Machine
the devil
Gun
vibes?
Why do you think that?
I'll tell you, he's not on this list.
Well, is it also, I mean, the famous one is Katy Perry in an Australian interview when she said she sold her soul.
Katy Perry is number 13.
Yeah.
She is number 13.
Celebrity, Rafe, come on, give me a celebrity that sold their soul to the devil.
Oh, I mean, Jimmy Page.
Jimmy Page, not on the list. You guys are missing the obvious, like, the big ones.
The big one? Okay, like Tom Hanks.
No, Tom Hanks is not on the list.
Okay.
So, a musician or actor, number one? Both.
Musician is number one.
Madonna.
No.
P. Diddy.
No, but you're getting closer, I guess.
Oh, Jay-Z.
No.
Will Smith.
Oh.
No. Controversial as all
Kanye.
get out.
Yeah.
Kanye West. Thank you. That is
I was
number
worried
one.
you to say Weird Al.
Number 2 is DJ Khaled. They say that nobody gets to be that rich and famous by simply saying "we the best" before every song.
And another one. And another one.
Number 3 is Adam Levine. Number 4 is the
Maroon 5.
entire Kardashian clan.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah. I can
Number
see
5
that,
is
I guess.
Jared Leto. Somebody said, I can't tell if he's weird, a cult leader, or both. Number 6 is Logan Paul. Number 7 is Mr. Beast. And so, have you seen the videos about, like, his name is Beast, and he's this, and he's that, and he's associated with the devil? There's a lot of, like, conspiracy theories out about that. Number 8 is the one that I did not see coming. It's Willem Dafoe, but in a
Willem
good
Dafoe?
in a good way.
He kind of looks.
He plays dark roles a lot, too.
Well, he's got that devilish look.
Yeah,
He's got that demon look.
The quote on the internet was, the devil sold his soul to Willem Dafoe. Like, he just assumed the position and took over.
Yeah.
But I don't know, because there's a really cool clip of him walking on the street in New York, and this person doesn't know who
I
he
saw
is.
that.
And he just seems very genuinely nice.
He's
and
awesome.
Yeah,
I'm
but he's
like, I
got
think
that
the
look
opposite.
of like, this guy's a demon.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. Number 9 is Keith Richards, not for his fame, but for his longevity,
Yeah.
because, against all odds, the guy's still
Throw
smoking.
Ozzy Osbourne in there, too.
Ozzy Osbourne, number 10.
Dang.
Ozzy is the one of the only few who gambled with the devil and won. Number 11 is Marilyn Manson. Number 12, Michael Jackson. 13, as you said, Katy Perry. 14 was Jennifer Lopez. And 15, and there was a lot of votes on this one. Every judge on any country's blank got talent. All the judges on the reality shows. And that is your crap on celebrities.
All right, celebrities celebrating a birthday this weekend. Lady Gaga turns 39. Vince Vaughn turns 55. Lucy Lawless. Remember her?
Dude. Xena? Is that Xena?
Xena Warrior
new
Princess
movie
is
coming out.
57. Celine Dion.
no.
She turns 57 this weekend. Donna D'Errico. She was Donna on Baywatch. She was once married to Nikki Sixx. She is 57. John Popper from
Blues Traveler.
Yes, he turns 58. Cheryl Salt James of Salt and Pepper turns 59. Ian Ziering, the star of Sharknado, turns 61. Tracy Chapman, 61. MC Hammer, 63. Amy Sedaris, remember Jerry from Stranger with Candy?
Yeah, she's incredible. Mandalorian.
She turned 64. The Anger Ball from Jane's Addiction, Perry Farrell, turns 66. Paul Reiser, kids may know him as Dr. Owens on Stranger Things, turns 69. Reba McEntire, happy birthday, Reba. She turns... Rafe?
69.
I'm going to say 65.
I'm going to go... yeah, she's got to be 66.
Reba McEntire turns
71?
70.
Whoa!
It is a big birthday.
Oh, wow.
Holy smokes. By the
close.
way, look at this. Donna D'Errico. I mean, she doesn't look real. She looks like a Barbie doll. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, if you were casting a movie in 2001 for Barbie,
It's Donna D'Errico.
this is her.
She's a patriot.
Diane Wiest. You guys know who that is? Diane Wiest.
Diane Wiest
Man,
is,
she was in a ton of things. Edward Scissorhands. She was in
Yeah,
Footloose. She was in The
Footloose.
Birdcage.
Yeah, Footloose.
Diane Wiest is 77. Slow Hands. Eric Clapton is 80. Eric Idle from Monty Python is 82. Warren Beatty turns 88 this weekend, and congratulations to the original Gomez Addams from the Addams Family, the TV show. John Aston.
Love that guy.
Is that Sean's dad?
His son is Sean Astin. Actually, John isn't Sean's biological dad. Sean was Patty Duke's son, and John Astin adopted him when they were married. John Astin, the original Gomez Addams from the TV show, turns 95 this weekend.
That guy. Awesome. That's a really sweet story. They were in love with each other, Gomez and Morticia, and they never admitted it to one another because I think she was married. I don't remember the situation, but on her deathbed, he went and saw her and admitted that he just loved her and wanted to be with her and had loved her his whole life, and she said she felt the same way.
No.
It's kind of like there was an article
But he
about
was
it.
married to
Very,
Patty
very
Duke.
sweet. Yeah, he was. And they both had significant others. It was just an interesting story
Right.
to be like, oh, they really, when he was kissing her arm, man, he really loved her.
Today's porno birthday, which is being brought to you by Patricia's, where fun and fantasy meet, is April Flowers. And today's birthday girl has been in 374 fine films, including the all-you-can-eat buffet, Ass Cleavage 2, the Chocolate Vanilla Swirl Special.
I'm just so glad you haven't said anything about April showers brings some sort of shower.
Yes, that's what I was worried about.
April flowers bring some sort of showers.
No. She was in Cool Babes, Hot Bods, Dirty Deeds, Done Dirt Cheap 3, Fast Times, The Deep Crack High, Lex the Impaler.
Fast Times at Deep Crack High.
That's right.
Something up to it, man. Macaulay, where's your shirt? Something up to it, man.
She was in Meatless in Seattle.
Aww.
Womb Raider.
Okay.
And who could forget a role in 2001's Dead Men Don't Wear Rubbers?
Oh, my God.
April Flowers is 47 years old. That's your porno birthday. Those are your crappy birthdays, and that was your crap on celebrities.
That was more of a public service announcement.
I know.
Than anything.
That was weird.
I just report on the titles. We'll take a break. We'll come back with your Friday fail stories. There's some good ones this week, too. A woman arrested over just a joke at Miami Airport. 3 kids try to murder their mom for turning off the Wi-Fi. And man accused of running meth business at a tent. Just a couple stories.
All right, I like this.
Coming up in your Friday fail stories. 7:55 Friday, traffic and weather. Moon coming at you.
Traffic is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. We still have that issue down right-hand shoulder block due to a stalled vehicle 270 southbound at Doherty Ferry. Your Point forecast, dry, warm, and breezy. High of 83 right now. It's 67 at the Point studio.
Hey, so welcome back to the farm. In the last video, you saw me on the tractor with the brush hog in the field, trying to get everything all good. Kind of a pain. So I called in reinforcements. My friends from McCoy Construction and Forestry, they're here, and they brought toys. Hi, guys.
Hey, what's going on, Rizz?
Chad and Steve and Mike. Okay, so we got some mowers, because I need some help in the field.
Absolutely.
So you guys saw me with the big brush hog, and I can't, with the elderberry plants out there, I can't really get close to the plants with that big brush hog.
Sure.
So this is for more of a precision cut.
Yes, absolutely. That allow you to get a little closer to those elderberries. So at this point, this is a bad boy commercial zero-turn machine.
It literally is a bad boy. It says bad boy on it.
And it'll cut a lot of grass in that pasture up there for you. It's a 60-inch cut. Want to hop on and see if you can get this thing going?
I have no idea what to do.
Well, that's a seat. Let's start off by sitting in the seat.
No, I know
there.
I can sit in the seat. I know this is a seat.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'm going to get in the seat.
Yeah.
All right.
Give her a crank.
All right. We've started.
Yeah. And next.
Okay, now.
Yeah. Go for it.
Okay, what do I do? I put the brake down?
Yep, you got the brake on the left-hand side.
Brake down, okay.
These guys are going to bring into your center. So bring left and right drive tires.
Okay, oh boy.
And now you're able to drive this thing wherever you want.
Now backwards is which way? This way?
Oh yeah, hey, oh, hey.
Look, Chad, I'm doing it!
You're doing it, man. You're doing it.
I'm doing it! Hey, let's do a practice mode before we get out to the field.
Go for it.
Okay. Well, it's a lot easier. Look at me using the zero turn. I'm going to do another lap. Dude.
Well done, man. Well done.
Is this maybe street legal?
Absolutely. It's a bad boy, remember.
Yeah, I can take this bad boy anywhere. So, Chad, what I think we should do is I think you should get on that one, and then let's go down to the field, and we'll mow a row or two.
Sounds good. Let's do it. All right, let's do it.
Before we go, damn turkeys are on the way. Get out of the way! Well, I think I won. So both of these zero turns available at McCoy. You got the location in Fenton where you'll find these two, the Bad Boy and the X-Mark, but you got industrial locations too for your industrial stuff.
Absolutely, 8 different locations, but industrial. Fenton, Missouri is where we're gonna have all the ag and turf stuff. So, yeah.
All right. Well, next time you got to come back and you got to show me how to use the other thing you guys
you
brought.
betcha, the tractor.
The tractor.
Yes.
Damn it. See, I'm not fully a farmer yet. I'm almost there, but I do have to finish my row. So we'll see you next time on the farm. Thank you, McCoy. Thank you, Chad, Mike, and Steve. And I'm going to finish up. I got to say once again, thanks to Herb Equipment for bringing some toys up here to Rizz Farm. And, we got to do some mulching. So Mike and Chad here brought a tractor with them. And check this out. It says Captain Rizz on the side. All right, so we're going to use this to get the mulch from Mania, and it's going to go into the trailer. Mania. So I don't know how to use this thing. So who's going to show me how to operate this fine piece of machinery?
I got you covered, Rizz. This is a 3046R John Deere 46 horsepower tractor. Hop on in, man.
All
I
right.
can give you a little rundown of everything.
Where's the air conditioner?
That's as fast as you go. It's the
Okay.
wind in your hair.
Okay.
Hey, the first thing you got to do is give it a crank over.
So I turn the key.
Whoa! At that point, that selective control valve, which is that lever right there, that'll operate that front loader. Pull back, that'll raise up. You pull it towards you, it'll tilt it in. There you go. And it'll do the opposite if you push it away from you. Dump. This will allow you to go forward, reverse. Very simple nowadays. But
Even I can figure that out. There's arrows.
Victory Men's Health, dedicated to improving the lives of men. And I have seen it firsthand. Scott and I have actually sat in the little zero gravity chairs, which massage your back. You sit back, and this thing leans back and does a whole massage while you're getting a vitamin IV drip, and you're watching all sorts of different cool shows on the big screen right in front of you. It's so freaking sweet. It is so awesome. And they're there to make sure that we are empowered. I mean, it's Victory Men's Health's job to empower us as men to make sure that we are living fully, just show up more fully in our lives, for our families, for ourselves, for our jobs, for, for whatever we're doing. They've got solutions to make you feel better and happier and just happier in general, knowing that you have so many resources from the inside out to achieving a healthier life. It's all about longevity. It's all about feeling good and performing better. You want to feel more energetic. You want to feel youthful again. That's how your body is supposed to feel. You're not supposed to be dragging all day. And Victory Men's Health is incredible. They've done a great job with me, with my my vitamins, anything that I'm lacking. They found it right away. And we're on a program, and I'm about to go in and get another service, and I'm so excited. Victory Men's Health, they make it easy, too. 2 O'Fallon locations, a Sunset Hills location, and a Town and Country location that me and Scott and Rafe enjoy ourselves at. Victory Men's Health, victorymenshealth.com.
Joined by Seether. Gentlemen, how are you? It's great to see you, and thank you for being here with us. The first thing I want to bring to your attention, and I'm sure that you guys don't keep track of this because you have way bigger things to do, but this is your 6th Point Fest, all right? Out of the 30 some odd that we've done, you've done 6 of them. Not to mention birthday shows, Christmas shows, while other rock bands have kind of gone by the wayside, you guys have just been a constant core artist for us. I was looking last night. We have played like 26 different Seether songs in the history of our career, you know, and your career.
Thanks,
and
man.
our career as well. You have just been such an important part of the station as the alternative format goes left and we stay right.
All right, folks, time for your Friday Fail Story. All right, guys, here we are. So all these people, they thought they had the perfect plan, but by God, somewhere along the line, that perfect plan went, whoops, completely sideways, and it became an Uber, an Ultra. I'm going to say it, dare I say it, mega. Yeah.
Failed.
All right. Well done, fellas.
You sounded great, boss.
Thanks,
Yeah, you
man.
did.
Friday Fail Story sponsored by.
Moritz Royce Jewelry, the official jeweler of the Rizzuto Show.
And somebody's calling me out for, during the celebrity birthdays, not mentioning Lern, who does turn 40 today. First fail of the morning. By the way, I meant to.
I had it on my sheet.
I was waiting.
My bad. Happy birthday to Lern. She turns 40 years old today. Sierra Copper Fire in Belleville at 10 o'clock. She's out there broadcasting with Casey. Happy birthday. We'll start with this story. A 55-year-old woman from the Dominican Republic was behind bars on Monday after a detective arrested her at Miami International Airport. Her name is Carmen. She is a swimming instructor from Santo Domingo. She was in line at the airport when she said she had a bomb in her bag.
You can't do that.
She said she had a bomb in her bag. A detective removed Carmen from the line, detained her, separated her 3 bags before questioning her, and she goes, I was only joking.
Oh, she's a humorist.
I'm joking. Deputies did not find a bomb in her bag, but a detective did arrest her for confessing to the false report. So she's facing a charge of false report it's called false report concerning planting a bomb, an explosive, or a weapon of mass destruction.
Whoa.
Which is a
serious.
second-degree felony.
Damn.
That sounds serious.
Yep. High-speed internet is more important to teenagers than food, water, or air. And if you need proof of that, 3 teenage girls in Houston are facing charges after they tried to kill their mom for turning off the Wi-Fi. And you thought your kids were difficult? This happened last Sunday. They're all sisters, 14, 15, and 16. Police say they coordinated a plan, grabbed kitchen knives, and chased mom through the house trying to stab her. She ran out onto the street to get away. One of them hit her in the ankle with a brick. 70-year-old grandma got knocked over while trying to protect the mom. Luckily, nobody was seriously hurt. All 3 daughters are facing charges for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
They all get to wear bricks now.
Failed.
I'll tell you what, man. You know, I'm trying. I've been trying for a while, and I'm trying to increase the look for the positive in every situation. And I'm really happy to hear that these sisters are all getting on with one another.
Doing stuff together.
Hey, you're right.
There's nothing harder than teenage girls that don't like each other and they're having difficulty with
I mean, I
relationships.
try to explain to my son or daughter, like, if you guys could just hang out with each other,
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be nice.
Sisters can make the best friends in the world.
Right. Florida man is accused of running a meth business out of his tent. The St. Louis County Sheriff's Office said an undercover deputy purchased an ounce of meth from 55-year-old Daniel Heedy, also known as Tent Man.
Tent Man.
Sheriff's Office said Daniel was immediately arrested and detectives obtained a search warrant for his tent. They found more than 2.2 ounces of meth, 13 grams of THC gummies, drug paraphernalia, $2,484 in cash in a tent, taken to the St. Lucie County Jail. Bond set at $51,000. Tent Man.
Man.
Failed.
That's a lot of cash in the tent.
Right.
Didn't we have a story about like some couple or something that like stole a bunch of money and they were hiding out in a tent in somebody's backyard or something?
I mean, that sounds like something we would cover.
Yeah, it was some wild
But
story.
if they stole all this money, I mean, last place you'd look is a tent.
Dude, if a tent shows up in my backyard, I'm going to check, see if there's money in it.
Yeah. Thinking of a movie?
As far as McDonald's-related crimes go, there's nothing more scandalous than Ronald McDonald being caught trespassing at a Burger King. Am I right? But this could make the list. 40-year-old guy named Christopher Marlowe arrested for trespassing in Florida last Monday, dressed as Ronald McDonald. It was apparently a bootleg costume, and, quote, Ronald was packing with an orange replica gun. He also had a backpack with multiple other clown outfits and a pack of 10 red noses. He was at a shopping center at the time. I don't know what he was doing, but he trespassed there before and was well known to police. Cops even called him by his name when they approached him. Christopher also charged with resisting officers with violence, a felony.
Failed.
I apologize. We cover so many stories that sound like movies here that sometimes we mistake.
Oh, this was a movie.
This was a Better Call Saul episode.
Ah, okay. That makes sense.
I apologize.
21-year-old Joshua Kuss, K-U-S-S, a Floridian who took daddy issues to a whole new level of deep. Angry at his dad, Joshua decided to take the old man's car for a joyride straight into the ocean. Earlier this week, police in Jacksonville Beach responded to a 2 a.m. call about a car floating in the water. Officers arrived. They find a 2011 Volvo XC70 bobbing in the waves like a sad, expensive buoy.
Who knew it would float?
Turns out Joshua had borrowed his dad's car but never returned it. Instead, he decided to, quote, make a statement. He told the cops he tried to use a cinder block to sink the car, but when that didn't work, he hopped in, cranked up all the lights, made sure the coast was clear, hit the gas straight into the ocean.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, yeah. While doing this, he reportedly grinned and wished he could flip off his dad and aunt. He's a classy guy.
Man.
Police tracked him down pretty quickly thanks to Dad pinging Joshua's phone. After the stunt, Joshua strolled over to his mom's house because apparently nothing says, I'm a responsible adult, like ditching a waterlogged Volvo and crashing on Mom's couch.
What song was he playing?
Dad wasn't feeling so forgiving this time around, pressing charges for the $6,500 loss. Joshua arrested on a felony criminal mischief count, currently sitting in jail on a $2,500 bond.
Come sail away. Come sail away.
And the kicker here is not Joshua's first joyride fail. Back in 2022, he pleaded no contest to a DUI after, wait for it, crashing the same Volvo. In a letter to the judge back then, his dad wrote, Joshua has a lot of work ahead of him.
Jeez, dude.
Failed.
Hey, Volvo making duck boats, though. You know?
That's pretty cool.
I think you found your manufacturer that makes the
Ex-Ocean.
most sense.
Boy, this is a crazy story. Shocking discovery in a Seattle dumpster led police to arrest a 63-year-old guy connected to decades of disturbing crimes. So back on March 3rd, two homeless people were rummaging through a dumpster and stumbled upon something they could never have expected. 14 binders full of child pornography.
Yeah.
Horrified by what they found, they called 911 immediately. When officers arrived, they searched the dumpster, discovered loose papers containing the man's name, along with printed materials dated between 1998 and 2013. Detectives quickly got to work tracking this person down. On March 21st, they served a search warrant on the suspect's Seattle apartment. During the search, the man admitted to dumping the binders in the dumpster. What he revealed next shocked investigators even further. He confessed to molesting around 50 children, claiming he stopped after being arrested for it back in 1983, but that wasn't all. The man also admitted to viewing and printing child porn during the late 90s and early 2000s. As police continued their investigation, they uncovered even more disturbing evidence. Additional images on his computer, more printed material stored in boxes in his apartment. And he's now in the King County Jail facing charges for, just horrific crimes. All because he threw the stuff out.
Failed.
Bye.
Yeah.
All right, let's head down to Southern California where a burglary suspect caught in the act while already rocking an ankle monitor. Here's how it went down. Authorities responded to reports of a violent burglary in progress. They enter the scene, they find the suspect mid-crime, despite the fact that he was already being tracked by law enforcement because of, you guessed it, his previous run-ins with the law. Now, you guys know what an ankle monitor is. Basically like having a GPS tracker strapped to your leg. Its whole purpose is to keep tabs on you and make sure you're staying out of trouble. But instead of laying low, this guy thought, why not just add another charge to my record while everyone knows exactly where I am? And to make matters worse, this wasn't some small-time theft. Authorities described the suspect as violent and said the burglary involved threats and aggression, so not only was he already under surveillance, but he was also doubling down on bad decisions in the most spectacular way possible. Of course, the ankle monitor did his job, and the suspect, 40-year-old Michael Ray Scott.
Oh,
Cool
three
name.
firsties.
Easily tracked and taken into custody. Yes, Michael Scott.
Failed.
Mike Ray Scott.
31-year-old guy from Saskatoon, Canada. Caught trying to record a 9-year-old child changing into a bathing suit. His excuse? He told police he did it to, quote, find out if he was a pedophile.
Wait,
Go ahead.
find out if the kid was find out if he was a pedophile.
Find out if
himself.
he himself was a pedophile.
Whoa.
Strong logic, right?
Whoa, dude.
This all unfolded back in June of last year when
Imagine
Scott
explaining
Riley secretly set up a phone next to a plant in his cabin to record the child, who was known to him. Thankfully, the kid noticed the phone, deleted the video, later told their father what had happened. When confronted by the victim's father, Scott's wife checked his phone, found 3 deleted videos. 2 of the clips showed him setting up the phone, adjusting the angles. In the third, he could be heard instructing the child to go into that room to change. I mean, this is creepy beyond creepy. The father immediately reported the incident to the police, and things only got worse from there. Upon searching Scott's phone, officers found 2 nude images of girls between the ages of 10 and 13. He admitted to police his actions were intentional, claiming his brain was messed up and his life was ruined. He even told officers that the reason he recorded the child was to, quote, see if he was a pedophile. This week, Scott pleaded guilty to making child pornography, was sentenced to the mandatory minimum of
5 years.
1 year in jail.
Failed.
That seems pretty lenient.
Yeah.
He's also going to face 3 years of probation, during which he must undergo sex offender treatment.
I wonder how many loonies that's going to cost him.
He's got to allow police to search his electronic devices at any time and avoid contact with the victim and their family. He'll be on the National Sex Offender Registry for 20 years, if that means anything. A woman in Sebastian, Florida, managed to check off multiple bad decisions in one trip to Walmart. Here's what went down. Last Thursday, police were called to Walmart after reports of a woman accused of replacing barcodes on grocery items to pay less at the self-checkout. This is a common thing now. So, yeah, she was caught scanning items with the wrong barcodes, trying to score over $80 worth of groceries for a lot less. It didn't work. The woman, identified as Catherine Gordon, walked past all points of sale without paying full price, but Walmart's loss prevention associate was on it. That's their fancy way of saying security guard.
Yeah.
They stop her outside, and that's when things took a turn from petty theft to downright dangerous. The Walmart security guard told police that Catherine had left her 2 kids in the car while pulling off the barcode switching scheme. And when officers checked, they found the kids sitting in a hot car with the windows rolled up, no airflow, no AC, just heat. It was about 85 degrees out. Officers opened the car. They felt a blast of stifling heat, they said. The windows were fogged with heavy moisture. Police noted this happens when there's no airflow and carbon monoxide starts to build up. Awful. The kids sweating profusely.
Jeez.
Checked by EMS. Thankfully, everything was okay.
Jeez.
And what did Catherine have to say for herself? She told officers, quote, she didn't think it was a problem. Her reasoning, she claimed the kids' parents do it all the time. I don't know what relationship she has with these kids, but she was arrested, booked into the Indian River County Jail, now facing charges of child neglect without bodily harm and second-degree petty theft.
Failed.
You ever feel like you were being followed by one of the loss prevention people?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it used to happen to us all the time, especially on tour, because you get a whole bunch of dudes.
Bunch of long-haireds?
Well, yeah, you get a whole bunch of dudes on a tour bus or something. The tour bus goes into a Walmart parking lot. And what do you have? You got 8 or 9 tattooed fellas, basically in like flip-flops and basketball shorts, you know, because you're like in pajamas, basically.
Right.
And then when you see that come in, all of a sudden, somebody's kind of following you. And
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I understand, you know, but it would happen pretty often. Like, oh, I think we're being followed. And it was by somebody thinking we were going to lift, you know, Sunglasses are
Right.
Well, it's
candy
also
or
whenever
something.
you go, if you go to a place that has some expensive stuff like a Guitar Center or something, and you go immediately, you beeline it to the most expensive item, you lift it off. If you want to get them to check you out very quickly, they come over.
And you start walking towards the door. All right, 3 more for you. At least this lady has a fun answer when people ask, what are you in for? So a woman in Florida is facing charges for robbing a Dairy Queen at gunpoint and only stealing $1.50. 44-year-old Allison Fetting allegedly flashed a gun at a Dairy Queen near Fort Lauderdale, told the cashier to give her all the money in the register. But she didn't get it, so she grabbed what she could from their tip jar, $1.50.
Oh my gosh! You said $1.50. I thought you were talking about $150.
No, $1.50.
This seems like a Coen Brothers comedy movie where they're.
It happened way back in February of 2024. They arrested her for it the next day, but they just charged her Friday.
You still get charged for robbery if you got $1 million or $1.50.
Well, you can't flash a gun.
Moron.
She was already in jail for several other armed robberies and for drugs, so she was set to be arraigned for the $1.50 theft sometime this week. I don't know.
Golly.
Failed.
Maybe she just wanted to be in jail.
This one out of Canada, picture it, the middle of the night, and police get a call about some kind of disturbance at a drive-thru. Now, we all know late-night food runs can get a little wild, but what they found, next level here. So first clue that things weren't exactly on the up and up, one of the cars involved had a homemade cardboard license plate. That's right, cardboard. Like something you'd whip up for arts and crafts day at elementary school. And they just slapped it on the back of the car.
Like it?
So when police searched the vehicle, they hit the jackpot of bad decisions. 23 grams of cocaine, 37 MDMA pills, drug paraphernalia, and because why not, a replica firearm.
Oh, nice.
2 men arrested on the spot. They're now facing charges for drug possession, probation violations, and in the case of the cardboard plate mastermind, using what is possibly the most laughable fake license plate of all time.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
I don't know what the plan here was. Did they think nobody would notice a cardboard license plate, or maybe they were hoping the drive-thru staff would be too distracted, making burgers to care? I don't know. But that's out of Canada.
They just take a Sharpie and put it on there?
Yep.
Failed.
Hey, can I be one that advocates for cool license plates again? You weren't here. You didn't come here until 2003, but back in the 90s and before that, Missouri had it was like a burgundy, like a real dark red license plate.
With white letters.
Cool
Yeah.
plates.
And it was kind of, I kind of missed those. And the reason I started thinking about it is because yesterday somebody was on the highway with an Oklahoma plate, and it's the same color. It's an old school color. Now, Arizona has some cool ones because they got the delicate arch on it. And I've seen a couple states that have some cool flashy stuff on it. Can we get some cool plates up in this state?
We're due.
Yeah, because they changed it and they did the little squiggly,
little
which is the
squiggly.
river. Is cool. I get it.
We should put, since we're the gateway to the West, we should put the mountain ranges. We should do all the stuff that's in the
everything
West.
west.
Yeah, so cactus and everything.
Bison and things.
Draw
everything
something
that we
up.
don't have. Draw something up. Now, I wonder how that works. I mean, have you noticed that we just got so dull
Yeah.
in the late 90s
Well, look
and
at
early
Europe.
2000s?
They're still got the super long plate. And
I never
always either
noticed. I
white
never
or yellow.
thought about it.
It kind of made me miss it. That Oklahoma plate, that red is like Arizona Cardinal red, or old St. Louis Cardinal red. And I was like, man, I miss those days. I miss
You
those
can
plates.
still order
Old
state of-
plates?
No, I think you can order custom state of Missouri
I don't want that crap.
decorative plates.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
it's the
you
same
gotta-
thing.
you gotta
What's the diff?
spend- well,
you
you
want them
gotta
all to
spend
be
money and-
uniform.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to be proud. I love the state. I love the city. I want to be proud of everything.
You made a cool license plate,
Now,
man.
how about a cool plate? Let's show off a little bit.
And finally, in your Friday Fail stories, possible weapons you might use to rob somebody. A gun, a knife,
Check.
or maybe just nothing. A guy in Colorado Springs got arrested Sunday night for robbing a convenience store with a finger gun. That's right.
Pew, pew.
35-year-old Antonio Taylor walked into the place, pointed a, quote, finger gun to the cashier, and started taking stuff. I'm assuming he had his hand in his pocket. I mean, I'm hoping at least he did
like
the
this.
whole...
It wasn't just like this?
No.
Hey,
I bet
I'm-
it was probably registered. That's why I just kept it out.
Hey, you think it was to the side like this?
I don't know. I'm assuming he had his hand in his pocket, so it looked like it might be real. If he had his finger just out in the open, fire the cashier. Am I right? So he robs the place with a finger gun, and he speeds off in an SUV, which was a pink GMC Yukon.
Yes. Mary Kay?
This guy is awesome.
Police caught up with him nearby. He wouldn't pull over, so they boxed him in a gas station. Turns out he had his teenage daughter with him in the passenger seat. Charged him with multiple crimes, including robbery. But at least it wasn't armed robbery. Am I right?
It's close.
Fail.
It's a few inches off.
And those are your Friday fail stories.
Yay.
Thank you.
What a cool bandit.
Mm-hmm. Yo, look at this pink Yukon.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, it's kind of hard to be. You can't tase that guy.
I mean, what are you doing?
You can't go to jail, right?
This is the coolest.
The most inconspicuous car ever.
I know.
That is rad.
We'll take a break. We'll come back with Rafe Williams and this week's E-Memoriam. 8:23 Friday, traffic and weather. Moon coming at you.
Traffic is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. We got a right-hand shoulder block due to an incident 70 westbound at 270. Your point forecast, dry, warm, and breezy. High of 83 right now at 66 at the Point Studio.
This is Rizzuto. Not only is he rich, but he also has a lot of money. And he's looking to invest in the next big idea.
Hi, my name is Rizz, and I have a lot of money. I mean, almost too much money. So I'm looking to invest, and I've asked the fellas to come on down to my office and pitch me their ideas. Do they have what it takes to be in the biz?
Meet King Scott. By day, he's the producer of the #1 morning show in St. Louis. But by night, he's not at work anymore. Interesting. He says that despite all of his shortcomings, his one long coming is his knack for decent ideas.
Hello, I'm King Scott, and I'm here to pitch my business idea to Rizz, and I know he will definitely invest in this. It's a revolutionary business idea. It's going to change the world over, and I definitely have what it takes to be in the biz. Sorry. Hey.
Take a seat.
Hello there.
All right. Yeah, make sure you speak into the microphone.
All right. Yeah, I definitely will. Can I move the mic a little bit?
Okay.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Well, hi, I'm King Scott. I'm so honored to be on Rizz Biz. I mean, a big fan. Love the show. Hi, Gary. Anyways, I got a lot. Great. I got a really wonderful item, and you complain. Almost the biggest complaint I think in your life is your chair. And I actually did a study recently with the Pew Research Center, because that's all they do is chair research, that college or high school students, their #1 complaint in school that's holding them back is chairs. And that's why I'm going to show you something that's going to revolutionize everything. And it's making the most comfortable thing mobile. And I'm pretty excited to show you what I have. It's the Rizzuto toilet. Rizzuto toilet. Great product. Can I show you the product?
Are you going to put on the whiteboard? I got a whiteboard. Gary, if you could. You've, of course, met Gary. Yeah. Gary, the whiteboard, please.
Hey, Gary.
Thank you, Gary.
Thank you, sir.
I see you brought a briefcase. This is a pretty, so far so good. You're doing all right.
Thank you. A real
Full
business.
lollipops. Okay.
Sorry.
Come on, tell me the product.
All right. Glad you asked again. So with the pitch here, got a lot of. All right. So here's the pitch. It's a bag, and it's gonna go with you everywhere. But it's
this
a chair.
is not going well. Just so you know.
It gets better. All right. So here's the bag, and it's a modern design. A seatbelt. So it's this cushion here.
Kind of inflated ass gasket.
Sorry. This right here is a bowl, and it will also, if you need to, take care of business.
First of all, that looks like an upside-down helmet.
This will snap around this so you can...
So it's like a modesty cloak.
Yes. Fork is smooth. So you don't have to worry about toilet paper, and you just apply, and this is patented.
That is I believe that's a butt plug.
Oh, yeah. It feels amazing. at charge stations, so underneath the seat also.
Will it not just go on my leg?
You can discreetly excrete, is what I call it.
This is a terrible idea.
But patent pending. So
This is I don't know anybody that would
The
ever
neck?
invest in this.
yeah, but you airplane.
It's first of all, it's disgusting, and I'm actually offended that you would name something like this after me. To be honest with you, I'm not only disgusted, but I'm disappointed.
It's Italian.
This pitch did not go well. I'm just going to be flat out honest with you. It was from the beginning. It was terrible.
I mean, you saw the numbers.
No, I've seen the numbers. They mean nothing.
Hey, sleep on it. I think you'll be calling me
I think
tomorrow. I'll give you my number.
I think I made my decision.
Oh, okay.
It's a solid no for me. So take your papers and take your briefcase full of lollipops. And Gary, if you could help him, please.
Thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you for wasting my time, honestly. Thank you. And take the papers too. He certainly does not have what it takes to be in the biz.
Okay. Hey there. Yeah, no, I realize now. Okay, so he was really caught up on you could just go to the bathroom outside in the woods, which I get that now. But the discreet sheet shouldn't be to cover yourself up. It should be a tent. So I'm gonna go buy this now. I'll just get the tent. I'll make it a tent instead of the discreet sheet, and in that way you have everything in one bag. So I know I got what I'm thinking of this.
Joined in the point studio now by the mastermind behind Ghost, Tobias Forge. How are you, man?
I'm good, thank you. How do you do?
I'm doing really well. It's
Copper Fire in Belleville. If you have yet to come on out and get something to eat or grab a drink, they have fantastic alcoholic slushies. You're missing out. This is a place to go on the weekends. They always have live music during the afternoon and the evenings. And it's just a vibe in itself. They have some gambling games in the back, kind of a lounge vibe in the back as well. Fun for kids, and adults alike. So you bring the kiddos out for lunch or early dinner, whatever. And then at night, whenever it turns into more of an adult-only type of situation, great drinks and just fun, man. I've danced my booty off at Copper Fire. That's actually where I am today. That's why I'm not on the show right now, because I'm getting ready. I'm probably driving there right now to go to Copper Fire starting at 10 o'clock. And I'm celebrating my 40th birthday there because I love it so much. So maybe you should come out as well. And if not today, then how about this weekend? Follow them on Facebook and Instagram. Find them online at thecopperfire.com. Again, it's The Copper Fire in Belleville. Go get some food, drinks, some live entertainment, and some fun in Bell Vegas.
Is our guest on the phone?
There's some guy named Bert on the phone.
Oh.
Bert.
Hopefully
That's the guy I'm supposed to be calling, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Ladies and gentlemen, the machine, Bert Kreischer, on the phone.
Hey, man.
That was well played, gentlemen. That was well played.
Well, we're expecting a call from Bert Cummings, too, so we're not sure.
Oh, okay. Okay, good.
It's funny. I told Rafe C. Memoriam here in just a second. We got your emails as well. See this thing making the rounds on TikTok? I know Scott's got his eye on TikTok all the time.
Always. It's on right now.
It's this mom, again, with one of these hacks. Is your husband really cleaning the bathroom like he said he did? Did you see this?
Is this like a test?
Yeah, it's a test, and I hate this. I hate this.
I love this.
So she puts a little glitter under the toilet seat and sees if it's still there.
Glitter?
Yeah, she puts glitter under the toilet seat. She puts glitter underneath a throw rug.
If he is cleaning it, he's probably in the back of his head going, why is there glitter all in my damn bathroom?
It's that stripper always come to our house when we're gone.
Yeah, how does this keep happening?
What's happening here? Like, how is this even acceptable in any way?
That's great content, man. It's great content.
I guess so, but, people are like, you go, girl. You go, girl.
You better divorce him if that glitter's still there.
The tests.
Also, the hardest thing in the world to clean up.
Yeah, I'd leave it too. Be like, sorry, babe, you left that. That's yours.
And by the way, if you can't tell whether I cleaned the bathroom or not, Why did it need to be cleaned in the first place?
Good point.
What a husband thing to say.
Yeah.
Because you can't
I don't
see
like
the
these
germs.
Tests. What, I need a supervisor at home? Come on, we're all adults here. And she puts a significant amount of glitter, by the way, down. I don't like it.
Wouldn't like that either.
Anybody have braces as a kid?
No, sir.
Yeah, just on my legs.
So you didn't have braces? You didn't have braces?
No, I did.
You did. Okay, the old school metal braces.
Yeah.
Did you have the old school metal braces?
No, I needed them, but didn't get them. I mean, not bad. I just have
Your
my
teeth are straight.
My teeth overlap in the front, though. Like I got these two teeth.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Can you
gosh.
tell? But it wasn't. The orthodontist is like, yeah, we could probably fix that in like 6 months. And my mom was like, how much? And
Right now.
like, yeah, he's got a great smile.
My famous thing is I had braces and I removed them myself because I was done.
You did?
Oh yeah.
Wire
What the
cutters?
heck?
With a pair of pliers and a wire cutter. Went to
That's
the
gotta
garage
feel
and went,
good.
I'm done. Literally.
How
removed
mad
them.
were your parents? Because it's so expensive, dude.
I know. I was like a year or two into it. And I'm like, I can't anymore. This sucks.
Man, you suck.
How
I know.
long were you
But
supposed
you
to
know what,
go?
though? I wound up paying for my own Invisalign. Like, I went, remember a couple of years ago?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Invisalign.
Thank you.
Paying myself.
Your parents still had to pay
Thousands.
for that.
I know.
They paid for nothing.
Yeah, but I paid thousands myself. Like, where I could have, like,
get it.
I literally paid the price for what I did. I should have given the money to my parents. I know.
Yes.
No, it was not
man.
good. I mean, I took a pair. I was like, done, I'm done.
How bad did that hurt?
I would go to Dr. Marvin's office, and every month I would ride my bike there, and he would go and he'd tighten them. I hated it. It was like 3 days of pain, and I go, I can't anymore
yeah.
with this.
Yeah.
All of my children have had it, and my son had a rough go. It was bad.
Really?
Yeah, I had a thing called spacers for like not long, couple weeks, and they basically just hammer down these rings on your molars, and it's a wire that pushes them out. You know, like just kind
Yeah.
of spaces it a bit. And the only thing I remember from it is it's just a wire that goes behind your front teeth, your upper teeth here. And at night, I guess you kind of suck all the air out of your mouth, and your tongue goes to the top. And I woke up with just a sliced tongue.
Oh.
My tongue had been cut because it went to the roof of my mouth, and I thought I was gonna die, man. My tongue was like white, and I was like, I can't do this. That's the only thing I had.
No,
God knew I was too big of a sissy to be dealing with.
Both my kids are
braces.
through their braces phase. They had them. They actually both wear their retainers at night like they're supposed to. I cannot complain about. Well, I threaten them too. I go, I'm paying for these.
I'm gonna send a text right now. Are you guys wearing your retainers?
And imagine if your son went out in the garage and cut his.
I know. I'd kill him.
Man.
But
What
what
did
if-
your parents say to you when you did it?
I don't remember. They were not thrilled.
Yeah. What did it feel like? Because it cannot be.
Probably
That had to
relief.
hurt worse, right?
No, I mean I just popped the brackets. I popped the little brackets off my teeth, and I had to go back to the dentist to go get everything like filed down because the glue was still on. I mean, it was not good.
Wowie.
It was not good. It was a dumb decision. But I remember when bless you, when you show up to school, your brace face, hey, brace face.
I don't think kids get that as much.
No,
these
because
days.
old school braces are cool now again.
Really?
Old school braces, and this is according to the Washington Post, old school braces are cool now. An orthodontist in Tucson
Okay.
told them kids beg for metal braces now instead of things like Invisalign. They say it's become some sort of weird fashion symbol.
Retro.
Another orthodontist in California agreed. He said it started about a year ago, and now more and more patients are excited to get them.
Can I get that cool headset thing too?
Oh yeah.
Oh, the head brace? And he asked other orthodontists in a Facebook group, and they said, yeah, it's a nationwide trend. And a handful of influencers and celebrities have made them trendy.
That's good.
Some have even gotten them for show, like I think Lil Uzi Vert, Scott's favorite rapper. Got him for show.
He did, and I
Fake
think it's
braces
cool.
have also become a thing on Etsy. But don't do it. They could cause infections and tooth damage and be a choking hazard.
You just talk so highly of it.
The Washington Post talked to a dental assistant in Brooklyn who's 24 years old, recently got braces. He said, no shade to Invisalign, but it's kind of boring to me.
Well, yeah, because that's what we're looking for. Is
I just want straight teeth, man.
yeah, like we're just trying Just trying to get our stuff more.
I just want straight teeth.
Fix this overbite or underbite or whatever it is. But you want to be cool or bored.
So old school metal braces are back in style. What else are we going to bring back? What other old school things should we bring back? What needs to make a comeback?
Mooning.
Rotary phones, man. Let's go.
Yeah.
Rotary phones.
Civil War.
People seem so much more patient in a world where it took a half hour to dial a number with the number 9 in it. What?
Stupid. It got me. It was pretty funny.
Civil War?
Yeah, I mean, it was dumb.
I wasn't done with my rotary phone joke, so thanks for mowing that lawn. It was very funny, but we all missed it. Forget it. I was going to say top hats. Let's bring those back.
Top hat.
Yeah.
Wait, whoa.
That's where rabbits live.
Come on now.
No, it's fine.
It was an ill-timed Civil War joke. Don't let it ruin top hats.
Top hats.
I only wear my top hat with my braces, though.
Actually, great idea.
Coonskin caps.
I was going to say about top hats. If they make, if they can make magicians look almost cool, imagine what they could do for the rest of us.
Yeah.
Right, and taller.
Whoa.
Like you short kings, man. Top hats can do a lot for you guys.
Buckle shoes.
What do you mean you?
People who wore
And
those.
if you internalize that, that's you, buddy. I didn't look at anybody in the
You
top
looked
hats.
right at us, too.
I said short kings.
Okay,
I looked,
fine.
Right? I looked at those bag of almonds over Rizz's head. Dude, just imagine.
You
like
can see the almonds because I'm short.
Big old stovepipe. Stovepipes come back, man. Capes.
Buckle shoes.
Yeah.
Capes. I'm in for
Buckle
capes.
shoe would be cool.
I got a cape or two, I think, for some stage stuff. Capes. Let's do that. Big velvet purple capes.
Not bad. I want to hear the buckle shoe argument, though. Convince me.
People who wore buckle shoes started America.
Oh, that's a great argument.
It's a patriotic thing.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Better than Velcro.
Okay.
Isn't it a buckle on the
What
hat?
have you done in your Crocs? Nothing. Nothing.
Honestly, I would wear buckle shoes before I wore Crocs. So you got me there.
How about dueling? Forget diss tracks like Kendrick and Drake. Come on.
Yeah, but no like flintlock pistols. Well, we're talking like swords. Like swords.
Oh, no, I'm thinking pistols at noon.
Yeah, I think every town should have one street that's dirt that's set up
Pistols
for
at
those.
noon.
No sword fights?
Let's get this Kendrick and Drake thing settled out.
I feel like sword fights would be better because no one's good at that.
How about real cocaine and coke? Come on, guys.
And I could go for some of that right now.
The McDonald's ball pit. Come on.
Yeah.
Did somebody email us about the cleaning of the ball pit last week? It came up. They worked at a McDonald's, and they said they cleaned it. They emptied it out and cleaned it once a week. And I'm like,
I don't believe
a lot
that.
of pee-pee.
No
Even
way.
a
I don't
week.
believe that.
Even a week, dude.
You think they just have a drain down there where they would?
Like just pull the plug.
There
Yeah.
had to be so much pee.
Like underneath in the basement, there's a plug right above.
Oh, man.
Like right below the ball pit, there's a plug and you just drain it. I don't believe that thing was cleaned once a week. Get the hell out of here. That thing is never clean.
There's no way.
There's no way.
Yeah. Regardless, the amount of pee-pee at the bottom of the ball pit had to be just astronomical.
They found like missing kids down there.
They started their own society.
Yes. All right, Rafe, are you ready for this week's In Memoriam?
Let's do it,
Let's
baby.
go. Here's your music. Who we saying goodbye to?
Yeah, we have a few people this week at the In Memoriam. For those of you not familiar or not familiar with the show, every Friday we do a send-off, much like the Oscars In Memoriam, of people we lost this week, figuratively and literally. Sometimes it's people we angered with our opinions or our things we talked about. Sometimes it's lonely incels that just have nothing better to do than to email the show. And sometimes it's ourselves. Whoever it is, no one can escape the wrath of the In Memoriam. So let's get it started this week. First up, Rizz's Monkey Rules.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, we said goodbye yesterday to Rizz's no monkeys in the studio rule. One yesterday, unbeknownst to him, upper management, or anyone else in the building, I foolishly entrusted a guy named Monkey Man Dan and his wife Texan, it's always good when they rhyme, to smuggle 5 monkeys onto the premises, including 3 little babies and 2 full adult spider monkeys, all in their adorable little monkey diapers.
the fact that you have to say that it's a rule, no monkeys in the studio, and that rule be broken really says something about this job.
We work in the coolest job ever.
The fact that I had to say it and then that rule was broken is just crazy.
Had to say it out loud. Still didn't get respected. I apologize for that. These little monkeys crashed Lern's 40th birthday party like a furry little SWAT team in the middle of a broadcast to surprise Lern, who was shocked and excited, and also surprise Rizz, who was pretty much just shocked. In the process, I deputized my two dear friends and co-hosts, Moon and King. Well, less deputized and more made accomplices. But anyway, they were accessories to my primate crimes. That being said, they both held the line, and I appreciate that, boys. You kept the secret, and we got the monkeys in the studio, thus and thereby abolishing this unjust rule of no monkeys in the studio. And I'll admit, guys, I'm not too big to admit, there was a moment when I saw a full-grown 4-year-old spider monkey go for the airsoft gun and thought, well,
dude,
this is going to be a horrible ending to STL Radio's flagship morning show.
That was crazy. Honestly, okay, fellas.
Yeah.
The fact that you knew a monkey was coming in and you didn't put
put
stuff
it away?
away. Well, the jelly beans are out.
We were told it was tamed.
Yeah, I thought they knew the gun safety thing.
The
not to play with
airsoft
those.
gun was out.
Well, we didn't bring the cakes in first, and that could have really been
a disaster.
Yeah, we did think that one through.
We did think that through. But, and listen, I'll admit, when the monkey went for the gun, I thought, hey, this is, what a way to go out. STL's flagship show. And I couldn't help
Gun
feel,
down.
Honestly, I felt a little foolish that this was the second time a monkey's pulled a gun on me. But you know what? What happens in Tijuana stays in Tijuana.
Dude, just seeing that little monkey hand come up.
Still, don't worry, I'm getting there. What happens in Tijuana stays in Tijuana. But that's the second time I let a great ape get the drop on me. It won't happen again. And when I watched the same monkey's paw float past Lern's coffee cup and hover inches above the soundboard that controls the entire signal of KPNT's transmitter that broadcasts for hundreds of miles, and I saw Scott Rizzuto's eyes filled with equal parts fear and rage, I did have a brief moment of doubt that a mistake may have been made.
Would you have, because that monkey came close to coming over here. It's coming to my side.
I was,
what would you have done?
I might have just left and went home. I don't know. I was alarmed. When its hand floated past the coffee cup over Lern's little squeeze ball, and I saw its hands started to glow from the orange button, and I was like, this is not good.
Dude. I was really, if you watch the video, I was like very protective over this area.
Would you have smacked it?
I scooted as close as I could get comfortable with, because I thought, if this goes over, I'm the first line of defense.
Would you have tackled the monkey?
Yeah. I was.
Oh my God!
That's why I put the phone in my left hand, and I was like, I'm gonna have to.
Holy cow!
I'm gonna have to grab this thing with my right arm. But it never crossed this one line. Thank goodness, because it kind of freaked me out.
Oh my God!
When I talked to the guy on the phone, he said, "Hey, my wife has these monkeys in the palm of her hand. They're like trained dogs. They'll sit." They'll roll over, they'll do whatever my wife says. And it became clear to me when they got in here, that was not true. Those monkeys.
They were very nice, by the way.
They were awesome.
so
They
cool.
were amazing people.
Dan the Monkey Man.
But I feel like there was one too many monkeys.
The monkeys run the show.
And it felt like the monkeys didn't listen to everything she said. And you know what? They were in a new environment. They are primates. There was a lot going on in here. But you know what? All's well that ends well. And now...
It was amazing.
And by the way, nothing could prepare you for 5 spider monkeys, unbeknownst to you walking into a room.
Nothing.
No.
And were you guys also surprised by their size?
Yeah.
I had no idea they got that big.
I was.
And they said that they have a couple that are way bigger than those.
I expected Marcel from Friends.
Me too,
And we
that's what I
got
thought it
Clyde
was.
from Every Which Way But Loose. And that's fine.
Well, the one baby monkey grabbed onto Lern's neck and hair, and that got me. I saw
That
the
was
look
the
on
baby.
Yeah, but it was...
Yeah, that was the baby, but I saw the look on Lern's face.
Well, she's just
my
paranoid about
face.
losing her hair. Yeah,
No.
there was a moment.
Some monkey strength going on.
Yeah.
The
That was
baby
amazing.
monkey did not want to be, once Chi-Chi realized Lern was his mama, he did not want to be removed from mama.
Yeah,
and it was cute, but also a little scary.
I made the mistake of having my hair down because that one over there just kept. He liked to
Grabbing
pull
Pulling your
yeah,
hair?
yeah.
No way.
Yeah, but his tail would wrap around my leg, and it
that's-
felt so cool. I'm like, this is the
know.
best.
Thought.
And that was so strong, too. He was like anchoring me.
Like, I like these guys. I understand them.
Well,
No more monkeys in the studio, okay? Can we
No more monkeys
please.
jumping on the board.
How long of a time frame are we talking about?
forever?
all's well that ends well, and we're all now chimp crazy, no promises, bye-bye. Speaking of no promises, next up, my guaranteed employment at Hubbard Radio. to pivot off of the monkey rule, yeah, sometimes it is better to beg forgiveness and ask permission. I don't know if this was one of those circumstances. The bosses were gone at opening day, and I haven't really seen them yet. So, as a preventative measure, in case this is my last broadcast, it's been a pleasure, St. Louis, serving you.
Thank you.
What a way to go.
Thank you for your service.
If you're going to go out, second time monkeys have gotten me fired from a job. Again, what happens in Tijuana stays in Tijuana. Bye-bye. Next up, nice nipple guy. You know, guys, this has really bugged me. This week we had this is an apology, a rare apology from the Rizz Show. We had to apologize to a male fitness influencer this week because we could not take him seriously because, frankly, his nipples stole the show. He was dropping nutritional wisdom of his rigid schedule and sculpting biceps like Michelangelo, but all we could focus on were those hypnotic chocolate pepperoni slices staring back at us. Our bad. We'll try to watch your video again.
It was that guy that went viral last weekend with his morning routine, which starts at 3 o'clock in the morning.
And ends at 3 o'clock in the morning the next day.
Yeah. And him dunking his face in water 15 times, push-ups, swimming, working
Not just
out.
water either, Saratoga Spring.
Saratoga spring water. And those glorious, glorious nipples of his.
Yeah, he just had to.
Intoxicating.
Yes, he did. He had hypnotic Hershey Kiss nipples that we couldn't take our eyes off of, and we missed the point. We lost the plot.
Did you call them perfect Picasso nips?
They were Picasso nips.
They were beautiful.
Thing of art.
As soon as we put them on the big screen, I lost focus. Everything was like, whoa, look at those.
We were entranced by your nips, and we apologize, nice nipple guy. I don't even know your name.
Ashton.
Next time we'll remember, Ashton, your eyes are up here. Bye-bye. Next up, overrated dog breeds. Yeah, that's right. Talking to you, Chihuahua, which is Spanish for rat with a Napoleon complex. We talked about overrated dog breeds this week, and we settled on one that we all agreed on, and that's the Chihuahua. Lost forever, the most overrated, shaking, bug-eyed rat masquerading as a dog. Your Chihuahua isn't a pet, man. It's a perpetually angry purse gremlin with the personality of a drunk guy at a Waffle House at 3 a.m. Chihuahuas don't bark, they shriek. The high-pitched squeal of the mythical trauma goblin. And yet these shivering tyrants are treated like royalty? Well, guess what? We are over it, Chihuahuas. Yo quiero bye-bye. Next up, Lern's 30s. She's not here, so I'll keep it brief, but we say goodbye to Lern's 30s. And fellas, I, for one, am glad she can stop lording it over us on the show. It's one of her favorite pastimes, and now she can put it to rest. Her favorite thing is to remind us all that we're in our 40s. And she's always made it out as if she's 35 years younger than the rest of us.
We have nobody in their 30s on the show anymore.
That's right.
Dang.
Welcome to hell, Lern. Welcome to hell. Because young kids don't care. You think there's a difference between us being 46 and you being 40? Not in the eyes of anyone under 40, my friend. You are just in your 40s. So welcome to hell. That's right, your 30s are gone. A decade filled with rock concerts, questionable tattoos, and mornings where Advil was still optional. Learn as you bravely march into 40, my friend. We salute the years you could still party without needing a 3-day recovery period and remembering your chiropractor's phone number by heart. You'll miss the days when you still got carded buying your boxed wine when people said, "No way you're over 30, and actually meant it. And when a hangover was just one day instead of a week-long hostage situation. So here's to you, Lern. Welcome to your 40s. Your 30s were great, but your 40s are about to rock even harder, just probably with orthopedic inserts. So if she's listening on her way to Copper Fire, or anybody else listening on her way to Copper Fire, make sure if you take her fireball shots today, you chase it with a couple ibuprofen. Bye-bye. And finally, this week's rant, boys. I think we all know what this is going to be. Guys claiming their hands are registered weapons. Today we mourn a generation of tough guys. Those grown men who've been telling bar stories for decades about how their hands are legally registered weapons with the federal government. We had a professional MMA fighter call in and ruin the day of guys with black belts in taekwondo, judo, and the ancient art of bullshido. Guess what, boys? Your hands aren't weapons. They're just sweaty meat beaters, and the most damage they've ever done is when you banged them against a keyboard or cell phone to email the show and claim that you had a certificate from the government claiming otherwise.
But I signed it with the county.
I seen it. These certificate holders were so sure that the real estate just beyond their wrists were such lethal weapons that they refer to their mittens as Danny Glovers. And as they slowly slide their hands in, they gently whisper, I'm getting too old for this, Riggs. You're not a secret government weapon like Jason Bourne or Ben Affleck in The Accountant. You're just Jason from accounting. And those pleated khakis you're wearing are 5-pocket Dockers, not military-issued office fatigues with 2 combat-grade front trouser holsters. Get over it. Guy named Matt from Warrenton even went as far, guys, to call in.
He did.
And say with his own mouth, live on the air for 1.5 million listeners, that he signed paperwork with the county of St. Louis as a black belt in judo, which we pointed out is mostly hip tosses. And we are yet to walk into any government.
Was very convincing.
Very convincing.
It was very convincing.
Very convinced. Him and his buddy, quote unquote. And if your art is mostly hip tosses, I got to be honest, we never walked into a government building and see a sign that says no knives, firearms, or pelvises allowed. Sir, it says here on your county ID that you are a black belt in judo, so we're going to need you to remove your pants and underwear and go full Donald Duck because we don't allow concealed hips here in the Warrenton DMV.
Well, if you're pulled over, do you have to disclose to the officer that you have registered hips in the car?
You better sit on the dash.
Exactly. God forbid you'd ever need an artificial hip. That's like putting a bump stock on an AR-15. The ATF would have to get involved for your illegal modifications. Weapons like that are strictly prohibited, trademark. No blades.
Prohibited. Nice.
No bows. Leave your hips here. Let's be clear, guys. No one has needed or ever has registered your fists unless you've chopped them off and jammed 2 machetes in the bloody stumps where they used to be. If your name ain't Captain Hook or Edward Scissorhands, TSA probably ain't going to pull you out of line. The government ain't getting involved just because you once took 2 weeks of Taekwondo at the local strip mall. So R.I.P. to this ridiculous urban legend and to every black belt who spent time bragging at an Applebee's rather than actually fighting somebody. Bye-bye! And now on to the real RIPs. Brian McKenna, local radio personality, tragically lost him this week. And legend George Foreman. Not only a heavyweight boxer, personality, but a special salute. As a creator of a grill, he will get a pork steak army burial, an official pork steak army burial, and a 21-tong salute. Here's to you, George. And that concludes this week's In Memoriam.
Thank you. Nice. Thank you. That's art, guys. That's art right there. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. Moon will read some of your hard-hitting emails. It's 8:56. It is Friday. Traffic and weather. Moon coming at you.
Traffic is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. We got a right lane blocked and a right-hand shoulder blocked due to a stalled vehicle 270 southbound at just after Dorset. Also, right lane blocked and a right-hand shoulder blocked due to a crash 255 westbound at Coke Road. That's just before the bridge. I'm sorry, just after the bridge. Your point forecast, dry, warm, and breezy. High of 83. Right now it is 66 at the Point Studio.
So here we are, way back Point Fest. Goldfinger, everybody.
Shaka.
Yes. Yes. And so here's the thing, okay? John, first thing first. Seen the band a million times. Phenomenal band. you've changed members here, but now you've got a goddamn all-star team going on with our buddy Mike, and then we've got Phil here and Moon, and it's just
Phil and Moon.
It's funny. He's never called me that.
I've never called you that ever. And I'm sorry, but that was the first thing that popped into my head.
Moon was telling me, because I've known Moon a long time, and I've watched him transition into this amazing frontman of Greek Fire. It's just an incredible transformation that we've made from when I first met him with this like afro out to here, and just like this kid straight out of college. Did you go to college?
No, I did not go to college.
This kid straight out of high school. Did you go to high school?
I did go to high school. I even finished with a kid.
Okay.
Well, it's really
Me
great
too.
to have you guys. But how does Mike get in the equation? How does Moon get in the equation? Like, how do you decide these guys? Because I know you, obviously, with the work you do as a producer, there's tons of musicians everywhere that you can get to be a part of Goldfinger.
I think the first time Goldfinger played with MXPX was probably 1996 up in Seattle.
Yeah.
Radio show.
Yeah, radio
and
show.
I remember same thing. I mean, Mike was a teenager when I first saw him play, whenever that was, and I've known him for forever and ever and ever. And I watched MXPX grow from like an opening band into like headlining bigger than Goldfinger. It was like amazing watching. Look at this guy. I mean, he's such a handsome guy, great songwriter, great voice, great bass player, everything. And so when we just started talking one day, when Kelly joined Buck Cherry, it was sort of like I had tours booked, and I'm like, who would be my first choice?
Right.
Mike Carrera would be choice one. And I called him, and it all worked. And here we are.
How about that?
Here we are. Still doing it.
Woo! And
Great new record, by the way.
And it is. The knife is fantastic.
Yeah.
And I told Moon this, like, I don't buy CDs anymore. I'm a download vinyl guy. But I was buying something at the record store, and they had the knife, like, right there at the display. And I was like, well, I got to get this. And it's fantastic. It's everything that I want in a Goldfinger record,
Thank you. How do you download vinyl, by the way?
I don't download vinyl.
I just want to know, because if there's some new technology on the radio that you know about, I need to learn.
Well, it's good to know that I'm getting crap from you after just meeting you for the first time. That's fantastic. But you know what I mean? Like I don't really buy the records anymore, but I really wanted to hear it. And Put the Knife Away is such a great song. And so talk about the Goldfinger record and how that works these days. I mean, obviously, a gigantic chunk of these ideas are yours, but talk about how Mike and Moon weigh in and make it the Goldfinger record altogether.
I had a lot of the ideas kind of mapped out. Travis Barker played on the record, who's my neighbor. So I kind of had the song, the bulk of the songs kind of done. And then these guys came in when we were rehearsing for that 1 week of LA shows when we played with Travis. And I basically said, whatever you want to do, play your own parts, write your own guitar parts and everything. And they just kind of played on top of Travis's beats that already existed. I had most of my vocals done. Mike sang on probably half the record, and Moon sang on the other half. And so I felt like it was a conglomeration of all of us.
Yeah.
But it was a lot. I mean, I took 2 years to write this album. So Am I Deaf is probably more like 6 years old. And that was the oldest song. Because, I mean, it's been 10 years since we put out a record.
We played that song live, I think, 3 years ago. So
that's amazing how that comes together. But I mean, I don't want my band to release an album every year. I want them to release them whenever they've got the best 12 or 13 or 14 or whatever that case may be. So if it's got to be another 2 years, that's fine.
Yeah, thank you.
Like, you need my approval.
Well,
but,
no, but thank you. But I think like perspective gives you so much. And like, I'm now older than I was 10 years ago. And I know what Goldfinger is more now than I did 20 years ago.
Sure.
We had sort of growing pains. Our first record was a very ska punk album. Second album was like this kind of Beach Boys venture. Hang-Ups was kind of all over the place. I love the album, but now I really understand what works live after touring for 24 years, what kids want to see. And I feel like we put together like there's fast punk, there's ska songs, there's reggae songs.
Yeah.
I'm stoked.
Did you ever think there would be a time in your life that you would be joining this band?
No, man. No, I was just happy the first time that we opened for Goldfinger in like 2003 or 2 or whatever. When I was like, damn, I came home, I was like, I played with Goldfinger once. And then it happened again. And then it happened for a couple tours. And then John did our record. And it was like, just milestone after milestone that I never expected. So it's not even like hitting goals, because those aren't goals that you think are obtainable. I never thought like, man, someday I want to play guitar for that band. That never crossed my mind, so it's a dream come true for me, man.
Do you know I really legitimately now feel bad about calling him Phil 2 times in the interview?
Oh.
I'm sorry.
You're going to get it later.
Like, it's setting in how much. And what another thing that's fascinating is, John, you're always doing the producer stuff. Mike, you still have MXPX full on kicking. Greek Fire is a big entity as well.
New Story of the Year record, too.
New Story of the Year record as well. Like, you guys are always having your hands in something, and I'm amazed by the creativity in which that you can dole out for Goldfinger and dole out for it's just unbelievable to me the talent that you guys possess.
Yeah, thank you, man. I'm so honored to have these guys. I remember when Phil joined Story of the Year halfway through album 1 when I was producing the record. You know, they were Big Blue Monkey back in the day when I first, like, it gave me a VHS cassette of all this jackass moments.
Got thrown on the bus.
All that, yeah.
Right.
That's exactly how
Right here at this venue.
Right here, yeah. That's how I met the guys. And so we kind of had half the record done. And Phil.
Boys, calling all cars victory, Men's Health. If you haven't done it, what are you waiting for? I'm going out there today. I got my blood drawn earlier this week, and I am going out to get the results where they sit down with me and they go over my blood results and they tell me everything that's going on. I've got something, I've been monitoring something going on with my body, and they have been my chaperone to figure out why my bilirubin count is so high. And it's been going down, so it's been good. They adjust my medication. They make sure that I am taking best care of my body and that I'm optimizing my health. They can be your biggest cheerleader, too. All you have to do is go to one of their 4 locations. There's one in Town and Country that Moon King Scott and I go to, Sunset Hills. Brand new location, and then both O'Fallons. Just pick one near you. Go to Victory Men's Health. Schedule yourself an appointment and take your health back in 2025. They've got every kind of treatment you could possibly need, and if not, they'll give you a referral somewhere where you can go and get taken care of. So whether it's maybe you're having ED, maybe you need testosterone, maybe you need peptides, vitamins, collagen treatments, or even cardiovascular care that they offer at Sunset Hills location. No matter what, when they draw your blood, they're checking your PSA levels, and if you're over the age of 35, you should be checking that for your prostate, and you know how much this show cares about prostate health. So don't wait. Schedule yourself an appointment today. Go to victorymenshealth.com. That's victorymenshealth.com.
What's going on? It's Liv, and I'm in the Four Brothers Mead tent, joined by a few of the members of Papa Roach. How's it going, guys?
I'm great. I'm great. Good to be here. Point Fest again.
Yes, and I know you're a Point Fest veteran. This is my first one.
Oh, really?
And the guys were telling me, he's like, you know what? Jacoby one time came over here, took his pants off, and did the whole interview in his underwear.
It was what? Brat Summer? How could we forget?
That's right.
And you know me. I was all about Brat Summer.
Yeah, you were Brat.
I was all about Brat Summer.
I got the receipts.
Which, Scott, explain what Brat Summer was if you if you all don't know.
You're a cool cucumber.
You have no idea. You have no idea
Dude,
what Brat Summer was all about.
It was about that some pop artist created it, right?
It can't really be defined.
Not some pop artist.
Rizz.
Charlie XCX, my man.
Oh, that's what it is.
It's a lifestyle, though.
Yeah, it carried all the
Brat
way
Summer's
into
a
fall.
lifestyle.
Yeah, Brat Summer carried into fall because I went in September.
That's right.
And Brat Summer was still in full effect at the United Center.
Well, listen, you know me. I celebrated Brat Summer, hard. Partying like it was my full-time job. Stumbling home from the club at 2 a.m., sleeping in my club clothes. You know.
Yeah.
You got to tell me to slow down.
So tight.
Like, Rizz, you embody Brat Summer. Well, what's the new thing? Brat Summer was so last year. We have now a new thing for spring because everything needs to have a label.
Dweeb Spring.
No.
Sleepy Spring.
Close.
Oh.
Sexy Spring.
It's Dilly Dally Spring.
That's Dilly Dally.
Dilly Dally Spring.
I like this.
This is something that's taking hold. Maybe you'll hear the kids talk about it, Dilly Dally Spring. It's the complete opposite of Brat Summer. Instead of going hard, people are all about doing nothing. Literally just hanging out and wasting time in the most low-key way possible. I'm about this, actually. Wow. I'm okay with this.
Chill.
Yeah. Yeah, some content creator made a video that's blown up with almost 1 million views. She's out here telling people, girl, you go outside and dilly-dally. And you know what? It's catching on. She explained that dilly-dallying is about enjoying nothingness, just taking a break from life and doing whatever feels good in the moment. No schedules, no pressure, just chilling. And she said it's a freeing feeling just to stop everything and make time to do nothing. And yeah, it's great when you have no kids and you have no responsibilities and a mortgage and 2 car payments. And I'm happy if you could do this.
This is a cool treat.
I would love this.
Hey, can I piggyback on this a little bit?
Sure, go ahead.
This is not good news, in my opinion. when you see like pop acts and stuff come through, Jonas Brothers, different people.
Yeah.
And they have a live band, Justin Timberlake. I mean, a lot of people have live bands.
Yeah, they're backing bands, yeah.
It's pretty amazing. 'Cause
Yeah,
those
sure.
bands are like best of the best.
Yeah, usually they're session musicians who are, auditioned and, they get the best they can.
And it adds to it and everything. That Charlie XCX tour that Rafe saw last year. Rafe, remember the thing that you said was the most different that you weren't expecting? Is there was no band. There was nothing on stage.
Yeah.
It was just the screen, and it was basically like a club show.
Yeah.
That has influenced, and this is a little bit of behind the curtain, that has influenced a lot of pop artists to maybe drop their bands this next touring cycle. So this next
to just play, so they'll sing to tracks.
there are two acts that I know, huge pop artists, that said that they saw that show and they were inspired to try to make it more of a club environment rather than a show environment. I'm not going to say just because I don't know if they're actually doing it this way, but they said that they were really inspired by that and they want to do club tours.
Yep.
Not
Is
club
it
tours.
somebody like that normally would
that has
go
had
in a band?
That has had a band for a long time.
Is one Lady Gaga just by chance?
I don't know about her.
Because I know she travels with a band.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
But she plays instruments.
I think it's a bad thing, personally, obviously. Just because I always love watching those backing bands and how they incorporate them into the shows.
Is it the Rolling Stones?
But I'm just
They're
saying,
taking our jobs.
that Brat Summer thing last year has bigger waves than you think it did. It really did inspire.
I don't know what you would have found inspirational about it. I really, and I'm not dissing her. It just was like, for the size of the venue, her fans looked a little bored. And it was like, she's back there. She's at the United Center, I think, this week.
I saw
So
Kanye
she's
West.
already back there.
Apparently, she refuses to work with a band.
I'm
She
so used to
refuses.
going to
Well,
going
she's
to
a
rock
DJ.
concerts. I'm so used to going to rock concerts that going to see an act at a big place that's just one person. Like, so I saw Kanye West years ago in Atlantic City. And it was weird because it was just him. And you hear the music.
Yeah. And you even hear vocals and some other stuff.
And
you're
it's
like,
just him.
which is interesting because then you're watching a karaoke show.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what was weird about her show. And, I said this last year. Her opener, Troy, he had, like, backup dancers and stuff. Like, if you're not going to do a band, do a show.
A show, yeah, right.
There really was no show. It was just tracks and a wireless mic, and she just kind of went up and down the runway. And, like, they just had a camera on a jib following her, and that's what was up on the thing. So there wasn't even, like, if you go to Grateful Dead show, there's like, whoa, look at these cool graphics. Everyone's tripping out. There was nothing. There was no
Just her.
production. It was just her.
It's a dance
But
club
like when
in
I
an
saw
arena.
I saw the Beastie Boys, and there are songs where they play their own instruments, but Mixmaster Mike was the DJ, and it's different because he's up there and he's playing.
He's doing things.
He's doing things. So he's playing the tracks, but it's him. You could watch him do it.
Yeah, I'm just
And
saying.
the Beastie Boys are doing their thing.
There's bad news in the behind the scenes in the industry of a lot of these pop artists saying, "Hey, I think I want to try that," and they're going to drop their bands.
Dang.
The weird thing to me is she is a DJ.
Maybe not drop forever, but
And they didn't bring out I'm like, Tina even said that. She goes, we're probably going to hear, like, she's going to probably bring turntables out and mix all her songs and give us versions we've never heard. And I'm like, it was just straight up karaoke.
That's interesting.
She was good. She was high energy, but it was like, it was hard to do in the United Center, so big.
it sold a ton, and she didn't have to pay nobody.
Right.
That's probably what people are finding inspirational about.
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
Pay less people on the payroll.
Yeah, she doesn't have to pay anybody. All right, let's get some of your emails during this dilly-dally spring.
All right.
Show at 1057thepoint.com.
Guys, we're going to learn a little something here. This person emails in. This is Medic Mike and says, dudes, you guys are talking about the naked woman in Dallas and how security didn't intervene. Well, somebody made mention of excited delirium as the culprit with the woman. Excited delirium is a very interesting medical emergency usually caused by some form of drug toxicity. This medical emergency usually causes the person to strip naked due to their body temperature being raised at a high fever level, usually above 103, and they have superhuman strength because patients have no cognitive function and basically run on lizard brain. They're known to fight, be immune to tasers, and completely irrational. In some cases, police will use tasers in an attempt to subdue these people, but the patient will go into cardiac arrest and die because of the combination of everything.
So if you missed the story, it's a woman in the Dallas airport, but come to find out she didn't take her medication. So she
Right, but they don't know any of that
Right.
at the time.
And my question was, I mean, security's standing around and they're watching this woman destroy the airport. Like they're watching her break screens. I mean, and she has got not a stitch of clothing on her. And they basically tried to corral her into one spot, but she was running all over the place. And I'm like, why doesn't anybody do something about it? Tackle her, throw yourself on top of her?
But it did look like what they have seen before as excited.
Yeah, and they don't know.
And they said, Medic Mike said it's very hard to treat. Usually EMS and PD need to coordinate a way to sedate the patient in a safe manner with pharmacology. However, that has its own risks as well.
Dang. I think that's what happens. A similar thing, if not the same thing, is like, well, people that get left on mountains, they get up to that altitude and get...
Oh, they start stripping their clothes off.
They get hot, get hyped, and they start stripping their clothes off and start running on lizard brain. They wander off, and like that's why they just be like, you have to leave them.
It's a delirium.
Because you can't, if you try to get them off the mountain, you're going to die with them.
Yeah.
Dang.
That's why there's like, a lot of those mountaintops are littered with like naked bodies or people in their underwear because they get confused and get lizard brain kicks in. They get hot and start stripping off their clothes and then they freeze to death.
That sounds horrible.
Yeah, it does.
This dude says that excited delirium is pretty common with synthetic drugs like K2, crocodile, or other additives to meth, so do not do drugs.
Okay.
Okay, darn it. I was going to start, but this sounds bad.
Thank you, Medical Mike. Next.
My fiance and I were in New Orleans a couple weeks ago. The host, which I'm assuming is an Airbnb, sent us our door code early and stated that check-in was 3 p.m. So we waited like good guests, and we went in at 3 p.m. No problem. Towards the end of our stay, the next guest decided to let themselves in at 10 a.m. when our checkout time wasn't until noon, all because the hosts were in the habit of sending the door code early. My fiance was getting dressed in the living room, and I was in my skivvies. I was shocked and appalled, pretty sure I should file a lawsuit. What would you do?
What would you do?
What's the rules on that?
I mean, this is the chances you take when you when you get an Airbnb.
Well, that could also that could happen in hotel rooms too.
That's happened to me before.
Yeah, but you're not giving a key early.
No, dude.
But you might be given a key to someone's room that's already there.
Dude, I had a room. I was naked. I came out of the shower and was naked, and I hear the door, the key card, and I was like, wow, I can hear the neighbor's key card very easily. And then the door swings open, and guys, it wasn't a guest. It was a hotel employee taking a tour with like 4 or 5 people, like giving a tour of like 4 or 5 people. And for some reason, at this point, I was totally comfortable with it, and I just turned naked, just staring right at them. And
this is part of the tour.
They all looked.
This is our signature dong suite.
They all just looked, and I just went. I looked at him like,
all right,
who's at fault here?
He's like, this is how you give someone a free hotel room?
And she just goes, oh, and like she had the clipboard and everything, and she just shut the door, and then I never heard anything. I never said anything.
They didn't comp you or anything?
I never said anything, and I never heard anything.
Man.
They just opened the door.
Would you sue, Rafe? I don't know if you could sue.
I don't know if I'd sue or not, but it is kind of feel bad because the hosts are being cool. They're trying to just be accommodating. It's kind of on the people who ignored the instruction of like, hey, here's the code. I don't want you to be sweating it at 2:30 because I haven't sent it to you yet. Because I've had Airbnb people send me the code early and just be like, if there's no one in it, they'll be like, hey, you can check in whenever. They'll be like, hey, we got a guest, so you can't be in there until 2. But
yeah,
I don't know if I would sue, but
you got to put that warning out there.
Yeah, and
do not check in
pull
before
up, you
3
see
p.m.
cars in the driveway or something. You're like, oh, probably somebody's in there.
What are you suing for?
yeah,
Yeah,
You gotta get a lot. That's a lot.
I don't know.
That's a lot. You gotta call a lawyer and you gotta pay them.
it's gonna be expensive.
Sometimes things are just awkward, man, and you can just have an awkward experience. Like it
happens.
Same thing in hotels, dude. I can't tell you the amount of times couple of times that I've just been wrestling out a growler, and I hear housekeeping coming in, and I'm like,
oh man, come on, man!
Didn't hang the thing on the door. She's like, hello, and I'm just like,
whatever.
don't come in here. Like the door's open. I'm pooping with the door open.
Wrestling out a growler. I hate that.
Well,
I'll be honest with you.
I love
don't
it.
like it.
All right, well,
I've been there.
it's in there now, bud.
I don't like what you said.
All right, well, it's legal.
Yeah, you know what? Email or sue the hell out of them.
Yeah.
And take the house.
Or just deal with it.
Or, things happen. Sorry.
And have a cool
It's a good story, yeah.
Next.
This is what it says. Morning, Moon and all. I got a quick question and your opinion. Headed to a trade show right now in Kansas City, and I just started with this company. I just saw that they have set us up with hotel, quote, roommates. Is this normal in the business world? I'm in my mid-40s, and I do not know hardly anyone, and I've never met or heard of the person that I'm being paired up with. Seriously, am I a weirdo to think that this is odd? I'm in the military, and senior officers and enlisted got their own rooms. Should I just be the private and move out smartly and grin and bear it? Thoughts, Jason?
Whenever we're sent away, which is very, very rare, we're usually paired up.
Yeah, that's a whole touring thing.
You work pretty closely with one another.
I know. Although it's somebody you don't know is
Can you imagine?
odd.
Yeah, you work for some random company.
That though.
I don't know. Who the other person wasn't from the same company?
They didn't know him. No, it's the same company, but they didn't know who it was.
But it's not like gender swap, right? It's guy,
Didn't
girl,
mention.
girl. I'm sure it is. I've had comedy, they tell you, but I've had like comedy festivals where they're like, we'll pay for your flight and boarding, but you have to split. They're like, if there's someone on the festival you know that you'd like to share a room with, let us know. But if not, we're going to pair you up with someone of the same gender. And it's like, you either accept that or don't. I've had that happen a few times. It is kind of weird, I guess, nowadays. It seems like you should just get your own hotel room.
But we're also heavy travelers, and I'm pretty sure that we are totally cool with a lot of things that most people would not be cool with.
Yeah. That's true.
Because we live in vans and buses and planes and airports.
I would find
and all
it
this
very
crap.
awkward. I would not like it.
Yeah, I would get stuck on those big buses on Warped Tour where you have 25 people on it, and you have no clue who any of them are. They're all strangers. And
I would lie and say I have night terrors.
Dude,
and I need
buses
to be alone.
buses are not very big when you put 25 human beings in it. They used to call them slave ships.
yeah, they're the old hockey buses.
Yeah, they like there's a bunk in every corner. There's bunks hanging from the ceiling.
Smells good.
Awful.
All right, one more.
You guys seem to have such a fun job. Do you guys dread and hate Mondays like the rest of us common folk? See, and I've said this since the beginning. I love Mondays here. I feel good because I'm rested. I'm stoked to get. I love the job. I'm stoked to get in here. I feel like I'm full of energy. I'm funnier. By Thursday, I feel like I'm witless.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I just don't like getting up early. Like I don't like the Monday morning getting up. Like Sunday night's the worst. Knowing that I gotta wind down. I gotta
go to bed early.
Calm down.
Yeah.
Calm down, Rizz.
Yeah,
it's time to go to bed early and get to work.
I love Mondays. I feel good.
I dread it.
Tuesdays.
Not because I don't enjoy the job, just because you need one more. As a noob to radio for the last couple of years and getting up early, man, it's like, because you're dog tired on Friday from the week, you get one day. Yeah. That's a full, where you don't have to either go to bed early or wake up early, and it's Saturday. And then Sunday, you got to be in bed by 8 o'clock and be ready to. I just need like one more truly free day, and I think I could handle it. It's just knowing that, like, because Friday I'm like, I either got to take a nap or I got to go to bed early still. I'm toast.
Well, I will say the good thing for you is after the show, you're going to HR to talk about the monkey thing, so maybe you will have a free Monday. I'm not sure. Maybe you will have a free Monday. I'm not sure. Maybe you don't have to go to bed early on Sunday.
Hey, Sunday Scary's finally going away.
Wow, yeah.
Thanks, monkeys. All right, a quick break. We'll come back with some sports. Hey, good St. Louis day yesterday as far as sports go. Huh? With the pucks and the bats and all that stuff. It's 9:21. It's Friday. One final look at your traffic and weather. Moon coming at you.
Traffic is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Right lane blocked, right-hand shoulder blocked due to a stalled vehicle 270 southbound just after Dorset. Further south, right-hand shoulder blocked and a right-hand lane blocked due to a stalled vehicle 270 southbound at Doherty Ferry. Your point forecast, dry, warm, and breezy. High of 83 right now to 67 at the Point Studio.
Oh, hey, just sitting here checking out all my awards. You know, there are many ways to reach us in the Point Studio. You could call us, you could social media us, I think you could even fax us. But there's a new way. It's called Mic Drop. Yes, download the Point app, click the Mic Drop feature, talk into your phone, and your message goes right to us. Look, I just got one from Jeff Burton.
Hey, Rizz, great show today. I'll see you tomorrow. All right, I f***ing read this stupid f***ing thing that head told me to read.
That's right, the new Mic Drop feature. Download the Point app.
Is this thing recording still?
.7 The Point. AO. Let's go. It's Liv Maddox, broadcasting live from the Hollywood Casino Amphitheater, and I am joined now by the one, the only Jelly Roll.
Yeah, baby.
How are you, sir?
I feel like I'm back home, man. I love St. Louis. It's one of my favorite cities in America for dozens of reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last time I was here was just sheer disappointment because Point Fest got rained out that day. And
Yeah,
Oh,
we're still mourning that. And the crazy thing is that, you know, I wasn't here yet when that happened, but I keep hearing that when that announcement came out that it had to be pushed out and then you couldn't make the scheduled show, people were so upset. You've got St. Louis in the palm of your hand, man. How does that feel?
No. I just love St. Louis and they love me. I've been coming here for years. We used to play Pops.
Yep.
I probably played Pops 30 times in my life.
And now here you are at the Hollywood Casino Amphitheater.
Awesome.
Well,
yes.
I
With
know-
limited tickets. You like limited is in get in your car and come on and grab it.
Exactly. Got to get here. Box office. The music doesn't start till 7. You still got time to settle in before Jelly Roll hits the stage. Now, what's really cool about you, Jelly Roll, is that, and I promise you this isn't a commentary on your size, is that you don't fit into a box musically. Right. You got the hip hop, you got the country, you got the rock all in one. So if somebody comes up and they're like, Liv, what kind of musician is Jelly Roll? What do I say?
He's a music man.
He's a music man.
Right, listen, so in the 90s, I was listening to Korn.
Okay.
But I also knew every single word of Gin and Juice.
Okay.
And secretly, as a Southern boy, I knew every single word of Time Marches On by Tracy Lawrence, right? So that was the 90s country music era. And this is stuff I've just known since I was a kid. So it wasn't, I don't know, I just always judged music on whether it was good or it sucked. And a lot of music has sucked over the years. So anytime we get something that's pretty good, we should hang on to it, not categorize it and alienate it. We should embrace it, you know?
Sure. So what music? What?
No, life could put good people in bad circumstances. If you are looking for a car, listen, anybody can sell you a car. It takes a pro to do it right. I'm talking about the Auto Loan Pro. The Auto Loan Pro is going to get your life and your credit back on track with a professionally guided approach to getting approved. Now, here's how it works. At Auto Loan Pro, he's going to guide you through each step with a customized game plan to maximize your qualification chances and secure the best rates. From evaluating your credit to finding the right vehicle, he offers a seamless process designed for long-term success in the St. Louis area. Making a big purchase with finance, it is a complicated thing, especially if you've had that hiccup with your financial situation. Little to no money down. The Auto Loan Pro is going to work his ass off to get you the best rate possible. He works with over 50 different lenders to get you the very best financing. If you are financing a car, there's only one thing to know. Choose the Auto Loan Pro. AutoLoanPro.com. That's AutoLoanPro.com.
All right, King Scott's official bucket list. Now, for those of you that haven't been listening, we have compiled a list. We talked about it several times. And we have a new competition coming up with punishments. I know everybody's been clamoring for that. That's coming. We're going to announce that in a week or so.
Announce the Rizz Olympics.
The Rizz Olympics. There's going to be a set of events, and the loser is going to have hell to pay. But on the flip side of that coin, because we do love each other, and we do, believe it or not, behind the scenes, there's a lot of positivity on this show. The flip coin is we got a lot of stuff we can help each other accomplish, too.
Yeah, let's help
each other achieve our dreams. Let's lift each other up and then break each other down.
Yes.
That is how.
That's the Rizz.
5-7 The Point. Happy birthday, Rizz. Woohoo!
Now, I know, Scott, you're very excited that opening day yesterday.
Yeah.
Baseball is back.
Felt good. It really did.
And if you're looking at the box scores and you see a vision of Jesus, there is a good reason for that.
Yeah.
Because the Chicago White Sox won and are now 1-0. Now, last year, the Chicago White Sox lost 121 games, which is a modern-day era record for the most losses in a season. That dates back to 1901. And coming into the season, their roster looked even worse than last year.
Oh, boy.
So, in fact, according to the prediction models on Polymarket, a White Sox championship this year is even less likely than the second coming of Jesus Christ in 2025.
That's hilarious.
They have the chances of Jesus showing up this year at 3% compared to the White Sox title chances at 1%. Listen, those are the numbers. That's what Vegas is talking about.
Incredible.
I saw
Which, by the way, seems very generous for both.
Yes.
my favorite meme going around yesterday on opening day was the White Sox have been eliminated from the postseason.
They won yesterday.
I looked at it and I was like, what?
So the chances of the second coming of Jesus in 2025 is 3%. The chances of the Chicago White Sox winning a championship is 1%. So better odds of Jesus coming than the White Sox winning. Chicago did beat up on the lowly Los Angeles Angels yesterday. So who knows? Maybe the White Sox will go 1-161 this season. I don't know. Or maybe they'll go to the World Series with Jesus watching from a luxury box. I don't know. It's too early in the season. And according to the odds makers, now we know who the favorite this year is. It's the Dodgers. I mean, obviously. The Dodgers are the odds-on favorite to win.
Yeah,
You see
they
their
look
uniforms
good.
yesterday?
The Dodgers?
Yeah, super cool. The letter was in gold, I guess, because they were the winners. But I don't know if that's something that they're doing the whole season. They already they're selling them. You can get it. It's
They're
all
probably just printing them in gold now.
everything is just gold. I don't know if that was just an opening day thing or if that's the yellow jersey now. Wouldn't that be cool though?
For what?
If the champion from the previous season gets to wear like a special jersey. You know, like the leader in the Tour de France
gets to wear the yellow jersey.
Wouldn't that be sick if it was like a gold jersey or something the whole season? Like no matter what, the world champion.
I'm okay with that.
Right? I mean,
I'm okay with
I know
that.
that sounds like a dumb idea, but it might be a good
dumb ideas
moneymaker for the MLB. And I would be stoked because then every time you have, you buy the Cardinals jersey that's the champion jersey that they got to wear the following season. It's all gold with the red, red Cardinal logo. But the actual thing, instead of white and gray, like a home and away, it's just gold.
Dang. So let's do it.
I'm in.
All right, Scott. So the Dodgers are the favorite to win the championship. Can you name the top 10 teams that Vegas thinks are going to win?
Oh, overall. Let's see.
So the Dodgers are number 1. Who's number 2?
Well, I think Tampa Bay. So
no, not even in the top 10.
Are you serious? There's still one of those teams that's low.
Not in the top 10.
Okay. Let's go with the Yankees.
They're number 3.
Mets.
Mets are number 4. Who's number 2? Who does Vegas think? The Phillies are number 5.
Atlanta.
Atlanta Braves are number 2.
Yeah, Atlanta's number 2. So I don't know if the Astros are going to be in.
The Astros, yes, are number 7.
Give me Minnesota.
Minnesota, no.
Okay.
It's the Dodgers. It's the Braves. It's the Yankees. It's the Mets. It's the Phillies. It's the Orioles.
Oh, yeah, they got a great team.
Yeah,
they're
Astros.
loaded.
It's the Padres. It's the Red Sox. And it's the Rangers.
Okay.
Now, one last note on opening day, besides the Cardinals. MLB wants America to fall in love with baseball again. But on opening day, the MLB.TV app was down for over an hour to start the day. So everybody was just, everybody was just getting error messages.
So where am I supposed to watch this
couldn't
crap?
watch it yesterday.
Well, and I asked you, I asked Moon, I was like, hey, did you watch the Cardinal game yesterday?
I wanted to. I was trying to keep up on social media, but I was talking to a buddy while he was watching, and he was kind of keeping me up to date. But where am I supposed to watch it?
Yeah.
We don't have
I logged in, and it said it was blacked out, but last year I could watch them, so I don't know why it's changed.
Well, he said
it was on FanDuel.
Yeah, he said it's on the FanDuel app.
Well, I don't know.
How do you get that?
It's the FanDuel TV. So FanDuel bought Bally's.
Okay, but this
Where's
is
that
app, right? Apple TV app or whatever.
It's
the
so
heck it is.
confusing. It's not the FanDuel betting app.
But
the FanDuel TV app.
So it's on an app, but you still have to buy the subscription, yeah?
That is.
I'm still a cable guy. I still have cable. So
agreed, and I think MLB's got themselves to blame for I think that is a big contributor. Mazaliak talked about that at Media Day last year when we were there, and I was like, somebody asked, and I thought it was a good question. They're just like, they were locked in this Bally's contract. They're getting ready to get out of it because it's like you can't even watch. Games are so all over the place. Like, how are you supposed to drum up interest in what's going on in Major League Baseball when you got to have 15 apps to watch the games? It's like,
or you don't know where it is.
You can't find it. You got to literally hunt and then pay, and then maybe it'll work. It's
and I get it. My mom's not the demographic necessarily that they're shooting for.
She is though.
But she's the biggest Cardinals fan ever.
Right.
And at some point, she's just going to get totally fatigued trying to figure out how to watch these games.
Right.
Yeah.
There used to be local affiliates like Channel 11 had Cardinals games. WGN has Cubs games. You turn on your TV and it's on.
And
the
you know
same
where
way
it is.
football and NFL's kind of they're teetering.
Well, because you got games on
greedy.
Amazon.
Yeah,
You got games on ESPN now.
At least it's only one game a week, and you could still pretty much watch all the rest of the games on 3, 6, and 12. Or, you know.
Okay, so if you don't have cable, where else can you have watched the game?
You got to have the app. And I'm pretty sure he said, my buddy Bernie was like, it's like $8 a month, dude. That's all. And I was like, I don't want to do that.
I know.
Yeah, it's an extra expense that. I mean,
It's just nickel and diamond people again.
it's 100% nickel and diamond. That's where you're getting hosed because you've lost your younger fan base.
That's the thing. If you want to make new fans,
Make it easy.
Make it accessible.
I'm not gonna log onto your app for $8 for a thing I might like.
Yeah.
You're only getting people that already follow you, that already are fans. It's like,
I mean,
it's
if you're
not
going to do
good.
the FanDuel thing, then maybe team up with like Instagram or somebody like that where you just stream it live right there. So you just go watch it and you could at least get younger kids interested.
All right. Well, here's sports. And sports sponsored by
DraftKings at Casino Queen. Play, stay, and dine. Visit DraftKings at CasinoQueen.com for special promotions.
So there were rain delays yesterday. A pretty long one. They start an hour and a half late?
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe not too long. But, hey, Cardinals in first place. How about that? Cardinals win last night, 5-3, take down the Twins. I saw the Clydesdales, watch Clydesdales do their thing. I saw, the opening day festivities. And Lars Nootbaar was the man of the moment early on. And all about setting the tone as the new leadoff hitter. He got the first hit of the season with a line drive single, scored the first run, crushed the first home run, which is a 2-run blast in the second inning. Sonny Gray looked good, too. Solid outing, holding the Twins to just 2 runs over 5 innings. And the fun fact that those 2 runs that he gave up were from former Cardinal Harrison Bader.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. Bummer, but neat.
No game today. Tomorrow, Cardinals back at Busch Stadium, 1:15 start against the Twins. Now let's talk St. Louis Blues. Pulled off their 8th straight win last night, and it was a thriller, 3-2 comeback victory over the Nashville Predators. Things did not start pretty. Nashville came out flying, jumped out to a 2-0 lead in the first period. But as we've seen during this winning streak, the Blues, they don't quit. Enter Dylan Holloway. That's right, Dylan.
Dylan, you son of a bitch.
Into Dylan.
He was the man of the night. He scored not 1, but 2 goals. First came midway through the second to cut the deficit, and from there, the Blues were back in business.
Heck yeah.
Cam Fowler tied it up. Then just 22 seconds later, Dylan buried his second of the night to give the Blues their first lead, and that was all she wrote.
Chill out.
The Blues are now firmly in the Western Conference's second wild card spot. Next up, tomorrow, big test out in Colorado. Looking to make it 9 in a row.
Let's do it.
How many games are left, do you know?
I want to say 7. Let's go into last night's Sweet 16 games for the NCAA men's basketball tournament, where things got intense and records were broken. Texas Tech pulled off an epic comeback to beat Arkansas 85-83 in overtime. Duke beat Arizona 193. Alabama set an NCAA tournament record with 25 three-pointers made in their 113-88 blowout of BYU.
Whoa. Roll Tide. Whoa.
And Florida cruised past Maryland 87-71 in a dominant second-half performance on their way to the Elite Eight. Today, you got Ole Miss versus Michigan State. Kentucky taking on Tennessee. Michigan takes on the number 1 overall seed Auburn. And number 4 Purdue takes on number 1 Houston. And Sunday, St. Louis City takes on Austin at Energizer Field. Kickoff is at 1:15. Is this a big game, Moon?
Which one, sorry?
City against Austin.
I mean, they're all big games right now. We lost last week, but had a couple clean sheets. Ben Lunt's still playing, and he was wonderful. He's been really great, our backup keeper. They're all big games, man, especially for this team that's coming off of such
Is this a rivalry game or something against Austin?
I would not call it a rivalry game. Austin was a lot better a couple years ago. They've been shaky the last while, so I'm hoping for 3 points here. But I want to see a big clean sheet against for Ben. Now we're out with our captain Leuven,
right?
Because he had a red card, so he's suspended. He's barred from playing this week. So that may
son of a bitch.
That may be the thing to watch, honestly, for this game, because without Leuven, he is our playmaker. Everything goes through him. This gives an opportunity for the midfield to kind of try something new. So that and the keeper situation are really what I'm looking for here. But hopefully we get 3 points and a clean sheet.
Well, it's at 1:15 Sunday afternoon.
That's exciting.
At Energizer Park, St. Louis City versus Austin. Hey, if you like me talking sports, later on today I'll be co-hosting the Fast Lane at 2 o'clock. How about that, huh?
Whoa.
That's big time.
I'm coming back.
All right.
8 hours of Rizz today on the radio.
That's great.
Sunday, high of 78, rain and storms. So
well, they still play, right?
as long as there's not lightning hitting the field or something.
Okay, then we're good.
There we go.
Who's down? Are you with Stalter? Did you install her today?
We installed her today.
Wowie.
Rivers is out. Kerry Davis is out. They're calling in the big gun.
Dang.
Hey, get off the bench, Rizz. We need you on ESPN. I said, shh.
All right.
So you got nobody else?
I know sports.
All right. I could keep up. All right, that is your sports. We'll take one final break. We'll come back, wrap her out.
All right, backstage at our big, gigantic ho-ho show with Angels and Airwaves. Mr. Tom DeLonge, how are you, man? It's great to see you.
I am good, and I just realized you have a kick-ass camera right there. This is like IMAX level shit you're doing.
We try not to mess around, Tom.
You don't fuck around. This is like real interview. This is like...
The bad part is, though, with that fancy camera, it really pinpoints the ugliness.
Boogers and like...
I mean, anything, man. Like crazy hairs, anything. It really blows it out of proportion.
You know what's funny about that? I was just walking down the stairs, and Alon, my drummer, goes, wait a second, I was like, one hair was longer, and he went up to my face, and we got it out. One hair, and you just mentioned hairs. Dude, that was kind of funny.
You know what the worst part? I don't know how old you are, Tom, but I think we're probably
22.
Pretty close. All right, well then we're not. I'm 43.
I'm 44.
All right.
You didn't believe me.
Well, no, I didn't.
Okay,
I knew
God.
we were in the ballpark. Yeah,
Okay, fair
no. What bothers me about getting older is how rapidly my ear hair grows.
I've noticed every once in a while, like there'll be like a random hair, and you're like, what the fuck? Where did that shit come from?
I just trimmed this yesterday, and now I can't hear because there's so much stuff
See,
going on.
women think they have it bad because of like childbirth, but no, men have it really, really bad.
I don't
things like that.
Yeah. I don't know that that's the road we go down.
Yeah, no. Right now, there's women over there going, "We will kill you."
Right now. While you sleep. Real quickly, because I know we don't have a ton of time. Tom, when you first, way back in the day, when you first started talking about like the alien stuff, the UFO things, I thought, it's very good, and I'm going to be very honest with you, it's good everybody has a hobby. You know what I'm saying? But I did not necessarily firmly line up with you on a lot of those things.
Sure. Yeah.
Over the years, you have been proven incredibly right about a lot of things, and there's got to be a lot of people like me, and you have to know that. Is there any sense of like sort of vindication in that?
In all seriousness, vindication's not the word I would use. I've been briefed on things that are really scary, unnerving, and frankly, really hard to digest. And I knew that I would take all the arrows and bullets for a few years until all the guys I was working with from these various places, like the Department of Defense and the Central Intelligence Agency and so on, I knew that until they could come forward, I would be getting a lot of those rocks thrown at me, and they would think I was crazy or this or that. But the whole time I was like, people can do that, but they don't know what I know. They haven't been in the conversations and the briefings that I've been in.
Yeah.
And once they learn some of what I know, it's not all like gumballs and candy. It's like, this is a very difficult subject. This is a very difficult issue we have to work on.
Yeah.
That we have to understand. It's something the whole world needs to work and unite on together. But people keep coming to me, go, do you feel validation? And I go, no, it's we have a lot of work we need to do with this, and right now there's a lot of people that don't understand it, a lot of people that don't want to understand it. My job is to communicate it for people to understand it better, and then the job of others that are a part of To the Stars Academy of Arts and Science, my company, is to make sure that for the first time since we're
decided to buy a home. So what's your first step? Your first step is to call the realtor? No, it's to call Kevin Putney. Kevin Putney at the 123 Mortgage Team, 314-862-0123. So Kevin, here's what he's going to do for you. And I'm not taking anything away from the realtors because they obviously a big part of the whole process. But they'll show you how many, bathrooms there are, square footage, what the backyard looks like. Kevin's going to take care of the financing first. Get yourself qualified, get yourself approved for that home loan. So this way, when you do find your dream home and there are multiple offers on the table, you're going to be qualified, you're going to be approved, you're going to be ready to go. And Kevin's going to put that home loan for you, the loan that fits your needs. So if you're looking for a new home purchase, secure your dream home with more affordable financing. If you're in a home now and you're looking to refinance, lower your monthly payments, or shorten your loan term, call Kevin. Or if you're looking to maybe redo your bathroom, redo your kitchen, how about access your home's equity for renovations or other major expenses? Kevin will get you that money within 5 days. Kevin Putney, 314-862-0123, online at 123mortgage.com. Kevin Putney, equalizing opportunity. All loans subject to underwriting approval. Restricted supply. Call for details. Cross Country Mortgage, LLC, NMLS 3029, NMLSconsumeraccess.org, 123mortgage.com, 314-862-0123. Let's get to Moon's list of things he would like to achieve before death.
There's some cool ones on here, man. There's a couple cool ones. Let's start with number 1. Moon wants to drive a monster truck, which is rad as hell. And I at least want to ride shotgun.
Yeah. Heck yeah, man. Growing up in St. Louis, big Bigfoot fan, as everyone should be. Mm-hmm. And, man, we've gone to this Monster Jam. Monster Jam always invites me out and has had me out for years and years, and take the kids, and it's just been the most fun experience every single time it comes through. We do a whole family event with it, and every time, Scott and I have done this, where we get down on the track, on the dirt beforehand for the pre-show. And when you're next to one, how can you not be driven to want to drive it? You sit there and you go, I am compelled.
You have?
Oh, yeah. I drove the Tailgater.
Dang.
A couple years ago.
Did not know that.
There's no second seat. It's only one seat, so you can't ride shotgun.
Dang. That's fine. Man. It's better.
I want to go.
Probably, and I have pictures, probably one of the coolest things I've done. I got to drive it over at the racetrack.
I didn't know.
I didn't get to crush any cars.
You didn't?
No.
It's candy.
They let me by myself in the car, like here.
Yeah.
Now, they did
have... You got the foot pedals and everything?
The whole thing.
Oh, wow. See, this is what I want to do.
The whole thing. Dude. Now, the guy whose truck it was did have a kill switch, and they have those.
Yeah, that's fine.
You and they have those just in case I got out of control.
Just in case I try
to remote kill switch?
Like a remote kill switch.
He's going for the backflip.
Yeah. All the trucks have them.
Can I ask this?
That is a great bucket list item, and
yeah, that one's
awesome.
That is
great. In my head, every monster truck has that gas pedal that looks like a bare foot.
Yep, with a claw.
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Like it just looks like 5 toes and a bare foot that's says "Life Rips" on it or something like that.
You got to climb in, through the bottom.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, dude, I am jealous of this.
Yeah, this one's so cool. I hope Corey Rumble is the one that lets you ride or drive his truck.
Now, would you drive the old Bigfoot that I see sitting?
Yeah, but that ain't what I'm looking for.
You want a modern?
That would be sick. Like
there is modern Bigfoot.
Yeah, they have the Hot Wheels one.
Oh, okay.
It's in the Hot Wheels circuit or whatever.
I haven't seen that. Like the original one. I mean, that would be. I would love a picture in it. Just like kid me. But man, when you go to Monster Jam and you see what they're doing with these trucks these days, it is a different thing.
They have a modern Bigfoot. So Bigfoot is now part of the Hot Wheel circuit.
Okay, yeah, I haven't seen the Hot Wheel circuit. I've only done the Monster Jam one. I know they're like, competitors.
Yeah, so yeah, the Hot Wheel circuit is a competitor to Monster Jam. But they're up in Pacific. I was up there last year.
Okay.
Big fans of the show. I'm sure if we asked nicely, they would let you take Bigfoot for a spin.
Yeah, let me rip it.
Hey, where is this? I want to put this
up in
the
Pacific.
Notes.
Let her rip, Tater Chip.
The one you see outside the grocery stores, and I don't think works. That one.
I'll 44.
And that's Bigfoot in Pacific.
Oh yeah. They have a whole warehouse.
That is like
there.
getting to drive Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, I'd love to.
They have a whole warehouse out there.
Oh my god!
I got the CDL already. You can trust me.
So here's a question for Moon.
Okay.
Someone put it in the chat, and I like this idea. Can I sit on your lap and steer like I'm your son? Yes. Technically, can I just get in on your bucket list, sit on your lap, and you let me steer like we're going downtown to buy a newspaper?
You know what?
That is a great one, and I will consider it. But you know what? This is my dream.
This is your
You're
thing.
right. You're right.
This is my boat.
I'm just saying. I at least want to be there.
Yeah,
because I love it.
I think we all should take
I'm
turns.
excited for you. All right. Well, we got a line on that. Second Moon bucket list. Reenact family battle of Hastings from 1066.
This is the one that made me laugh. What the hell is this?
Yes, LARP.
Reenact the Battle of Hastings. What?
Yeah.
His family battle, no less.
Yeah, my family was a part of that. The big,
Both sides.
yeah, on both sides. My birth family and my blood family and my adopted family.
Is that where you guys fought
Very
a bunch
Game
of
of
emus?
Thrones.
They were mortal enemies. Mortal enemies.
That's so Game of Thrones, dude.
So the Battle of Hastings was fought on October 14th in the year 1066.
That's right.
year.
Between the Norman French army of William, between the Norman French army of William the Duke of Normandy and the English army.
Dude,
Yeah, and
it's a Saturday this year, October 14th.
Oh, sweet. It turns out my bloodline is Norman. And I was adopted by primarily like English family that has like this. Our entire shield, like our family shield, is from the Battle of Hastings.
Which side would you fight on?
Oh, brother, I don't know. I'd have to do a little.
I would be willing to LARP for this.
You're like Jon Snow.
I am very much Jon Snow here in this
If
scenario.
somebody gets me the gear, I will be willing to go out onto the battlefield.
Oh, yes.
What's wild? Just a little piece of history, and I hope it's interesting because it kind of is to me. The family crest has a bloody sigh on it because a knight, Sir Dudley, cut down 3 people to save the king, or at least delay the battle for like 2 or 3 days. He was knighted because of saving the king's life, and that's what's on the family crest, which is pretty
Sir
wild.
Dudley.
Sir
Oh,
Dudley.
so
The
that
dude's name
Bigfoot-
was Dudley.
That Bigfoot, the one outside the grocery store, does run. I didn't think it ran.
The old school one?
Guys, we're going to
classic.
do
Well, the original one is in the garage there. I went and
Gotcha.
saw
Who's the
original.
other guy in Game of Thrones that's with the
Huh?
Jon Snow's assistant, for lack of a better word, at the beginning?
At the beginning.
He falls on hard times.
Come on, Reek?
No,
Yeah, what's his actual name?
no.
Greyjoy.
Theon.
Theon Greyjoy.
Theon
Yeah,
Greyjoy.
Theon Greyjoy.
Yeah.
We're going to need some of that
Got a hard decision to make.
armor mesh. We're going to need some of that.
Like
we're
some
gonna,
Mail?
chainmail. We'll get
Mail?
some chainmail.
Yeah, and we're going to need some togas because they were kind of wearing toga-esque.
Togas are
Drapes.
Greek.
I just want the turkey leg.
Yeah.
Oh.
yeah.
Oh, heck yeah.
I just want to. That's gonna be my weapon.
I just want a big old farm scythe that
What
I
do they
can
call those? Tunics.
scythe or whatever.
Tunics, yeah.
Tunic.
Yes, I'll have some sort of amazing maiden outfit on.
I just want some. I want to come in on in armor on a horse.
With the pointy
Yeah,
dunce cap with
I'm
the,
on
with the
Well,
silk coming out.
I don't know if they LARP in real horses, but I think you can maybe get what are those called?
I can get a horse.
Those little horses on sticks called?
I can get you a horse.
Oh,
Yeah.
like a hobby horse.
Hobby horse. Yeah, we can get you.
Okay,
one of
so
those.
Yeah.
there are plenty of LARPing, like LARPsters.
Communities. Yeah.
Surely the Battle of Hastings is a popular one.
Dude, somebody, I think Everett Embry, if I remember correct, who emails in a lot, I thought he said they do a reenactment of the Battle of Hastings. Like, it's a real thing that already is happening. This seems very real and achievable.
That's great. I would love to do it in Southern England, but if we can do it in South County, I'll do that.
do
too.
it on.
Will Fenton work out?
Is there a London, Missouri?
It's kind of Fenton is kind of the Wales of St. Louis.
Yeah, I kind of want to do it in England, but will Fenton work out? It's going to be fine.
Yeah.
We got a Paris, Missouri, maybe.
I'll accept.
All right, so okay, I think that's an achievable one. If
Yeah,
there
we can do that. We can
any
pull that off.
LARPers out there, let us know if you're willing to adjust your timeline to the Battle of Hastings 1066. We get that off the list.
Yeah, and just to
If
somewhat.
you'd like True Blood, if you'd like the true to life Battle of Hastings, we got a dual bloodline sitting in this room.
You're darn right. And just to somewhat preface this, I mean, I picked all these that I think are completely achievable. I didn't pick anything that was like out there.
Okay,
Oh, well, what's the next one?
we'll get to that.
I'm going to pull off every one of these things.
Get on City Field and try to score on a professional goalie. which-
I want to take PKs off of Roman Berkey.
What if you get the backup?
Okay, yeah, that's fine too. But listen to me. Roman Berkey's like the best keeper in the league. The dude is absolutely incredible. And with Together Credit Union, he's like their spokesperson for Saves for Savings, which is a whole program that they're doing where they're making scholarships for every save he makes. So I'm like, yo, let's tie this in together, and I'll donate money for every time he saves it because he ain't saving nothing, baby. I am getting it past him. I am scoring on Roman Berkey. I
Love
want to
this.
take
Can you
PKs.
imagine now? Here's the thing, and I'm sure he'd be willing to do it. Can you imagine that while doing a radio bit, he gets hurt?
Oh, come on, man. He will be fine. Don't put that evil on me,
I'm
Ricky
just saying.
Bobby. What are you doing?
I'm putting it out there.
What are you
for
doing?
some
He's diving
dumb
all over.
morning show radio bit?
Nah,
the dude,
he's gonna be fine.
pulls a hammy trying to save one of your goals, and that's it. The team is doing so well.
No, he's training every day with professionals.
Moon broke Roman Berkey's nose. He's out for 10 weeks.
Imagine that.
Nah, my amateur ass ain't gonna hurt him. It's gonna be fine.
Okay, so we got to go through Together Credit Union and the team for that. Okay, achievable.
Okay, I smell tailor-made sponsorship offer.
Okay,
I think it's perfect.
Does it have to specifically be Roman Berkey?
I would like that.
Okay, yeah, if at all possible.
Shoot for
Could
the
it
stars.
be-
And Roman Berkey is
Not
the
I
star.
could do it for him. I have gloves.
Showman turkey. All right.
Okay.
It's possible.
Possible. Okay, that's a good one.
No, that one's happening.
Okay. So far, I think
all these
3
are
for 3.
achievable.
We're 3 for 3. Let's get to number 4. Drive Grant's Farm Train.
Oh, heck yes. Again, I'm a professional driver. I got the CDL. Let me drive the tram.
Is your CDL up
Probably not.
in good standing?
Well, yeah, it is. I don't have the health thing that they passed.
Hey, fellas, we got a couple minutes here. You guys want to end the week with some jokes? Some very
Yes,
funny jokes,
yes, of
course.
course.
of King Scott.
Why, yes, of course.
Let's go.
All
right,
of course.
I just
Let's
wrote
go.
some.
What's going on in the news today?
All right, King Scott, headline go.
Scientists have determined why Mars is red. It's embarrassed for Earth. 64% of Americans experience anxiety with math, which means the other percentage who don't is, I guess I need my meds. Scientists have discovered why humans evolved the ability to speak, or in Bob Dylan's case, why humans evolved the ability to kind of speak. Giraffes pick their noses with their tongues, while stoners only try to. A 40-year-old Florida man dressed in a Ronald McDonald costume was arrested for trespassing. Even stranger is that his bail was paid for by a man dressed as the Mayor McCheese costume. There you go.
Okay.
Was that a win?
On to the next one.
The Supreme Court upheld a law requiring ghost guns to have serial numbers. The only problem with labeling a ghost gun is you have to use invisible ink. Okay, well, here we go. What was the favorite game of dentists when they were kids?
What?
Rock, paper, incisors. Rafe, this is for you. What
you.
make of car does a Jedi Master drive? A Toyota. Yeah, and another quick thought here. If a priest steals money from the collection basket, is that considered a white-collar crime?
Okay.
All right, yeah. And also, I ran into a lamppost yesterday. Luckily, I only sustained light injuries.
Best one so far.
Thank you.
Nice.
A new Jason Bourne reboot could be in the works. The original trilogy included The Bourne Supremacy, The Bourne Ultimatum, and the one about fans who paid too much to watch the same movie over and over. Born Yesterday. A documentary claims Jim Morrison is living in Syracuse, New York. So in other words, he's not dead. He just wishes he was. And finally, Cyndi Lauper says she'll never retire. She's even launching a streaming service for her fans. Liver Spot, if I. And may the goo be with you.
I'm glad we
So
did that
good.
segment, by the way.
Huh?
Way to go, Scott.
Thank
All
you.
right, buddy. All right.
And also with you.
I just wrote a couple last
I know,
segments.
man.
Yeah.
It's all good. I sprung that on you.
Let the good times roll.
All right. If you missed anything on the program today, make sure you check out the clip of the day brought to you by Michael's Flooring. Today's podcast, which is sponsored by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers, is called
Something Confusing About Nudity.
Something Confusing About Nudity. Nice.
Yeah.
Moon, what else?
CanYouFeelThePunkTonight.com. All the information on the May 3rd St. Louis show, August 9th in Chicago, and August 10th in Madison, Wisconsin. CanYouFeelThePunkTonight.com.
King Scott.
Yeah, follow me at King Scott Rules. Happy 5th anniversary to my wife.
That's right.
And it's going to be a fun day, and happy birthday to Lern.
That's right. 40th. Rafe.
Yes. Happy anniversary and happy birthday to our beloved Lern Elwell. Go see her at Copperfire right now at 10 o'clock. She's there partying. Take her some fireball shots and get her nice and hungover for her party tomorrow. And check out Scott Rizzuto, sports expert on the Fast Lane this afternoon. And if you're not
thanks for doing my plug to me.
And check
For me.
out
Thank you.
Don't Tell Comedy's website. There's 2 shows in town. My buddy Sean Murphy. I'm not supposed to tell, but I'm telling you. My friend from New York is coming in to headline the shows, and he's a killer. There's 2 shows, one tonight and one tomorrow. Check out the website, and I hope to see you out.
All right, that's it. We leave you with a selection from our Teamers Member Today, brought to you by Hot Shot Sports Bar and Grill, the official sports bar of the Rizz Show, and home to St. Louis sports fans since 1990. From Hazelwood, Rebecca Steele is out. Yeah, Rebecca wants to hear this song. Here it is. Have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday. Bye.
Toodaloo.